Outer Heaven.
Assemble! Dun, 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 dun.
I was waiting to see if you were gonna keep going. Anyways, what's up, guys?
My bad.
So we're on chapter 885, and basically we're going to talk about whether or not Big Mom's gonna get one shot by the cake, and other stuff that happened in the chapter. First of all, like ratings for everyone.
Oh, it was a good chapter, roughly.
8.5.
I'd give it.
This cake stuff is just too much.
Initially, I gave it an 8, but after a bit of thinking, mulling over what actually went down throughout the chapter, it's basically the whole Luffy section with him, exhibiting exactly how strong his plot armor is.
Facts, that's what I'm saying.
That part, that's really the only part, and it was a big part of the chapter, but that was the only part that I didn't like. So I guess my rating has went down a bit. So I guess like 7, maybe 6.5.
Wait, 6.5. Okay, damn. But I give it a 7. I don't like Gear 4 anymore. It's annoying. Like, it seems like the only thing it's useful for is stopping fights. So, fuck Gear 4.
What?
That's what
blasphemy.
That's all he does.
No, Red Devil like.
Wait, no, I want to know what you mean by that. What do you mean by stopping fights?
Listen, you'll be fighting a dude, and then he has to deflate, and then it'll just stop the fight right in the tracks. It's like, bro,
okay.
Every single time. If this is like been the first time or the second time, like okay, whatever. But every time he goes into Gear 4, the same thing happens.
Well, that's what Gear 4 is. We knew that from the
start. Yeah,
I know. I don't like. Yeah, that's why I'm saying I fuck Gear 4.
He's saying he doesn't like all the plot hacks and shit. Yeah.
No, the plot hacks, whatever.
It's not what he said.
Like when
I know. Come on, Steve-O. Why are you misquoting him, Steve-O?
That's the opposite of plot hacks. It's literally the opposite of plot hacks.
But the reason I gave it a 7 was because the action was kind of enjoyable right before Gear 4 ran out, and even when he was like trying to run away while he was hockingless, some of that was pretty good.
I enjoyed the action. I enjoyed the setup, and what else really happened in this chapter?
I don't like the cake stuff. They keep trying to make Sanji look epic with the cake. It's not epic.
I'm telling you, exactly right. It's so annoying. It's so fucking annoying. Like I can't deal with it, man.
So I'd give the chapter a solid 8.
Yeah, I gave it a solid 7.
After quite a bit of discussion last night, there's a few things that I think make a lot more sense after looking at them second or third time. So we'll go with 8.
But I guess for me, I'd give it around like a 7.5. There's some things I didn't like for instance, the whole like Luffy literally saying his weakness out loud.
Oh yeah, that was that. Brago stream ruined me, man. They were talking about that in his last stream, and I noticed it this chapter. I'm like, damn.
So how he's running away because he's deflating or whatever?
No, because how he like
we were talking about how people like to call out their weaknesses and tell their opponent what their abilities can do.
That's just manga shit.
No, I swear in this chapter, like he was like deflating, or he was about to, and then he's like, "Damn, I won't be able to use hockey for 30 minutes, like out loud or whatever." I was like,
I don't read spoilers, and I was talking about it too. So I mean, I don't think anybody was spoiling when they said that. I think it just so happened to come up in discussion.
Now Brago brought it up himself, so
yeah, but Brago don't read spoilers either.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, I interrupted somebody saying that.
Oh no, I was just saying that's basically the only thing I really didn't like on that. Like the cake thing is what it is. Like obviously, I'd rather see like fights and shit like that, but that is what Sanji's good at. So yeah, do what you're good at.
He's good at. Oh nah, that was a low blow.
I mean, that was me.
That was a low blow.
With that part with Luffy is that Brûlée didn't do what we know she can do in order to stop
fight back against a hockey.
In order to like stall him out or something, right?
Yeah. Not even just to stall him out, just to completely stop him from doing what he made her do.
I don't get why she just didn't leave the mirror world and like watch.
Dude, no, that's what I really don't get. Because I think it was either last chapter or 2 chapters ago. She literally steps out of the mirror world, literally to be, and she taunts him, saying how like now that he's trapped, he can't do anything. So I don't get why. Like, I mean, I do get it; it's plot convenience, but you know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense.
I mean,
like, there's no
point for me. I was surprised when Luffy showed up.
Oh yeah, she was.
So here's how I saw it. So Brule was basically like, it looked like she had escaped from the havoc that Big Mom was kind of wreaking on Nut Island. She was literally pressed up against the wall in the fetal position. She looked like she had escaped from something.
I don't know. I just feel like. Oh, sorry, my bad.
So I feel like she was stressed.
Sorry, Tyler. I was trying to say what's
they
good
ran into each other.
before.
What's up, Hebbins? What's up, Morass?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, what's up? But yeah, no, like I do think like
I'll keep going. My bad.
That's basically all I had to say. Like it was, of course, it's convenience because we're dealing with Luffy here, but she was not prepared. Katakuri was not prepared for that. Luffy was not prepared for that, but he made the best of it.
The only I want to agree. The only thing I would say is okay, for example, now Luffy's on and he has Brule, so I'm assuming he's going to continue using the mirror world, right? And he's on Nuts Island with Big Mom. How do you guys think he's getting away in mirror world with Brule, right?
oh, you're saying going back to mirror because he's looking for one
10
right
minutes.
now.
No, what I'm saying, okay, this is how I see it. He's not taking a ship because one, Luffy's not sailing a whole ship by himself. That's one right there. Okay, so that's one. So it leaves him the mirror world to go back to his Katakuri. And he just saw he got his ass whooped. So I don't see why Luffy can't go like from Nuts Island, step into a mirror with Brule. And we saw how the mirror world works. There's mirrors everywhere. Why can't he just step through another mirror? Not mattering where he goes. It might lead to another island. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, this 10 minutes is designed for him to figure something out to Katakuri with.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's going to be. I don't think anyone's going to be able to predict what Oda says it is, but
he's just going to overpower him. He's going to be like, oh, I just need to use King Kong gun. Sorry.
Yeah.
My own troll answer is, since I just finished Skypiea, is Gomu Gomu Baka mode.
Oh, no, yeah, dude, that could work.
That's what I was thinking he was going to do earlier, maybe like 5 chapters ago. But then I realized that it won't work because Katakuri can literally see the future. So no matter what happens, he's going to know what Luffy's doing.
Yeah. Dude, I was thinking, what if it's literally a repeat of the Luffy versus Foxy fight where he just keeps shit talking them?
That's what I don't want to happen. But
dude, watch it happen, those people.
I think of all the outcomes, I think that's the one.
Can you remember how he kept saying to like what's his name, Foxy? How he's like split head or whatever. He's just gonna say like rip mouth or some shit that he knows Katakuri's gonna get tight over.
Hello.
Like, what did you say?
Can you guys hear me now or no?
Yeah, we can hear you, bro. What's up, buddy?
Okay.
I mean,
cool.
do we want to though? That's the question. Oh, sorry.
Shut up, you fucking motherfucker.
What are you saying, Ross?
No, what I was talking about what Dan was saying. I think that Luffy actually gonna do like hop on in the mirror world and try to go to another island and then to another island until he comes to what is it, Chocolate Town.
Right.
That's how I'm gonna see it.
But that insinuates that he's going to try to avoid the fight with Katakuri.
Like that would be the smart thing to do, but like plot wise, more than likely he's probably gonna go back to Katakuri.
I think he's gonna fight to Karakuri because he said that he's coming back for 10 minutes only to like take a pause because then his hockey's back up. But I think it's gonna be like every time. I think we're gonna see like a couple of times that his hockey running out and he's going back into the mirror world, out of the mirror world, and then probably go to another island or something like that.
It's only funny because I feel like if he were to either like kill Brule right now or just take her with him and never like let her
he'd
go.
be trapped.
Yeah, but Katakuri in there and you just suffocate, like you'd die like eventually, I would assume.
Well, he wouldn't be completely trapped because she has a house that's half in the mirror world and half not. Okay, but it's on Whole Cake Island, so he'd have to go all the way back there.
You're talking about the one with Kara and them when they first got.
Like, wait, was that? No, I remember the house, but what do you mean it's half in the mirror world, half not? I don't remember that.
Half of the house. So if you look at, I don't have the panel on hand, but
no, that's cool. Just explain it. Yeah.
The house, halfway through the house, there's like a giant mirror that comes out of the top of it, and it lines up with the sides of the building, and the other half of it is on the other side of that mirror.
Yeah. I'll post it right now.
Yeah, but
are you talking about you're talking about Brule's house in the mirror world?
Yeah, I'm gonna post it in the side chat and I'll post it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like it has the where in the Seducing Woods part of the house is like in the woods, and it makes it seem like the other part of the house is actually within the mirror world.
Oh, that's sick then.
Yeah, but you still need Brule to get through the mirror.
Yeah, to get through, but still, that's sick.
But I think that was set up as the one place that is a portal on its own.
Yeah, he's saying that that's the one that
No, yeah, anyone can go through. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I guess that would be a loophole if you literally have what would you call it? I don't want to say house.
A halfway house.
That sounds too. Yo, halfway house. Yo. You know, I was trying to keep it from sounding bland. That's dope. Halfway house. Yeah. Halfway
I know, right? Copyrighted. It's not
I'd
like
call
it exists already.
Anchor.
Yeah, like that would be interesting if that's like the case. But I don't know. I just feel like if he just takes Brule and like fucking dips with her, like at least at the very minimum slows down Katakuri.
Oh yeah.
And like he should use it to go where Sanji's at, but like, you know, that's probably not gonna happen. Unless he finally like uses his brain for once. Side note, what did you guys think of that cover story?
Bro, come on, it's just another cover story. Amazing.
Just another cover story.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're all amazing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I pretty much like all cover stories.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like it gives us more more depth about like the verse. That's what I like about it. You know?
guys like how it looked to me? At least it looks like they're trying to make like the Straw Hat Luffy flag. I think on their like the flag that they have on the ground right now, like the black cell.
Would that be the final one for audio?
What?
I said, would that be the final one for audio?
What do you mean, final one?
The final chapter for him for his cover.
Oh, it might be. Is this the third one? Is this?
I think it's the fifth. They were
the
doing
fourth.
five.
This is the fourth one.
They were doing 5 for all of them, right? I think this is the fifth.
No, I think it's the fourth one. I think.
No, that's the third. It's the third.
Go back and look.
God damn it!
What do you guys? What do you guys think about the title of the chapter? It's just
Brule.
Yeah, it's not a serious title. It's just like
No, I know. Also, it's the fourth one.
Yeah, it's the fourth
So,
one.
so one more.
One more.
I liked it. I mean, it's whatever. Like the only thing I didn't like about the chapter is how convenient it is about the whole Brule thing. You know what I mean? Like it's whatever.
Is it convenient though? I mean, you landed right in front.
It's so convenient.
What we were saying before, like, what we were saying before you joined is we were basically discussing it, and like the thing that we all brought up was the fact that like she was shown to like taunt him outside of this area, and so what's stopping her from like recuperating or whatever she needs to do outside of the mirror world?
Yeah, why'd she have to go back in? Yeah, like. It literally happened 2 chapters ago. Brule actually exited the mirror world. No, that's honestly one of the only things I can kind of think of. Psycho.
Wait. What if she was thinking Katakuri's done with Luffy? So
she knows he's not done. Why? If she was thinking that, she wouldn't be sitting there in the fetal position.
Then, like, if she was smart, she would go look through the mirror.
Yeah,
we've seen her able to look through the mirror.
I'm just saying the reason she went back into the mirror world was to get Karakuri to get out. Just
But then what's stopping her from just like reconning through the mirror without going into the world?
See, like not risking herself. That's what we're saying.
Like peeping through like an eye hole, like a security door.
Her confidence in Karakuri, I guess, because
she has
undefeated.
Her confidence in Karakuri. Oh, I see what you're saying. It's so high that she would just do dumb stuff. Okay.
Yeah, she's like, oh, okay, whatever.
Yeah,
dumb stuff is one thing, but for you to sit there and watch Luffy tackle you through a mirror. That's a completely different thing.
She was leaning against the mirror when she saw Luffy. Like she could have easily just went right through the mirror. I feel like
she could have went through the mirror. She could have moved and let Luffy.
She could have fought back.
She literally. Plus, what's stopping her from making one of those mirrors to like reflect his attacks and then dipping out?
To say that, bro.
Yeah, then dipping out.
What is stopping her from becoming a copy of Luffy like she did in the seducing wood?
I know.
Yeah, I have to.
Nothing but plot.
Point,
like, a more prepared Luffy. In fact, he was like 100% at that point. He hadn't done anything, but he just now getting done fighting Katakuri in the first round. And she's still getting caught off guard by this man.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. It's so, like it's just.
It makes no sense when we see her able to counter Luffy already at the start of the arc when he was 100% fresh.
Mm-hmm. Get it.
All right, my ratings.
If you look at the panel, when
gone to 7.5 now. Yeah, I agree.
I'm gonna give it. Yeah, no, I agree.
Think that, like
7.5.
The thing too is like, I kind of feel like it needed to be done to an extent because like.
No, it had to, dude. If there's no plot convenience, they die.
That's what I'm saying.
I think
Luffy's not winning that fight, bro.
If you look at the next panel where they go through the mirror and Big Mom's got that holding up the giant peanut, standing on the homie peanut, everyone in that panel except for Perosperos and Amande are terrified. And we know Brule's not a fighter. So she's scared of what Big Mom could do to her.
I would disagree with that.
Yeah, no, what's stopping Brule? Like, let's say Big Mom threw that whole candy thing at her. What's stopping her from making a mirror, you know?
her own fear, maybe, because that's the way to get absolutely devoured by Big Mom. Have your soul just ripped out is by being afraid.
Yeah. Actually, you guys want to start going into the chapter? I want to say how Amande's a beast, but I don't want to skip ahead yet.
Amande's a beast.
Amande's a beast. Yeah, that's one of the highlights of the chapter for
candy,
me.
guys. Oh my
Are you
god.
fucking serious, Nikki?
Bro, you sound like the people who were
shitting on this.
Yeah, bro.
What?
You sound like the people trying to downplay.
I give respect to
That's
Strucin.
not normal.
Yeah, you know, dude, Nikki. Literally right before she cuts it, Luffy does a gear third attack and it doesn't budge. Yeah, and she cuts through that shit clean.
And we saw it took all three of the Vinsmoke brothers. We saw it
just to break it.
It didn't take all three. They just all three happened to attack it.
Nah, bro, come on now.
How do you know? How do you know Yonji wouldn't have attacked it by itself and it wouldn't have cracked and shit?
We don't know, but what we do know is that Oda chose to throw three of them.
Now we know because Luffy just attacked it by himself. And he didn't crack it. That's how we know.
Yeah, but Yonji could be stronger than Gear though.
That is true.
I mean, it's possible, but that would be.
I'm joking.
Yonji's more stronger than Gear Third.
Come on, guys. Oh, stop that blasphemy, Nikki. He's the winch.
There was no hockey in Gear Third.
Yeah, and he was weaker. Like after, I'm sure he's got like a bit of damage on him. Like,
we don't see a
boss.
No, but when does you what? Sorry, Double Egg.
It turns out the only thing from his drawback is he can't use hockey. It seems like because he was like completely fine.
Yeah. Well, he anticipated it this time because Katakuri's hubris showed its head, and he let Luffy know that it was almost over.
Yeah, that's
which
another one of those
I think is really stupid because it seems like clearly Katakuri saw that future, and it seems like Katakuri himself did something different to change that future. You know, like Luffy. Yes, that's what. No, it was him stating it, which is what gave Luffy, which is what changed it. Like if Katakuri,
it makes perfect sense. It's not a good thing, but it makes perfect sense from Katakuri's character perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he figured out, as long as I keep my cool, I have my observation hockey, and I'm invincible once more, which just as his invincibility went up, his hubris returned. So he started doing stupid shit again.
Exactly.
Telling Luffy he's going to run out.
No, I get that. That makes sense.
That's a character weakness, and he needs that character weakness. Otherwise, he's just too good.
I just think it's more so the fact that they needed a way for him to realize that it's just gonna end. Like, I feel like Luffy should have known it versus
by himself. Yeah, that makes sense.
I think need somebody to kill you when your power is going to run out.
Exactly. I couldn't believe that Luffy can't sense that on his own because he was completely oblivious to it.
The previous time it ran out, he didn't notice it until
that's what I'm saying.
It was going to happen.
No, he didn't. Wait, which time are you talking about?
Dressrosa.
I thought against Cracker.
Unless we didn't see that.
Anime only. But he didn't even notice. He tried doing King Kong Gun. Didn't even notice it was running out. You know.
Yeah.
I just think it's kind of like stupid to an extent because like why should that even be a thing? Like why should he have to get told or why should he like not know that his power is going to run out?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
What he
I would have hoped he'd realize his hockey's about to be done.
You should have given it Gear 4 entirely.
No, just throw it out.
Throw it out, man. It sucks.
Wait, why? Once he gets Awakening, wouldn't you say his Awakening is going to be better than Gear 4? You know?
Yes. See, it's stupid, but I mean, like, I'd rather have Awakenings than Gear 4.
I think his Awakening, like, once he awakens, I think he'll be, like, if he's at base with Awakening, it may potentially be better. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I just hope that like they make it relevant, like to an extent. Like,
of course,
I'm talking about like Gear 4 on them, like still.
Like, oh yeah, dude,
like going upwards. Because I always think like Gear 2 should still be relevant, like even end of series. Because like base Luffy should be so strong that like people below his tier shouldn't really be able to compete with it, and like him in Gear 2 would like make it better if that makes sense. Kind of like how Goku base can fight a lot. Well, should be able to fight a lot of people, like Piccolo and them. But then like if you go Super Saiyan, it's just like overkill.
Yeah,
that's just how I hope it. Like, I don't want it to be something where like he eventually doesn't need Gear 2, Gear 3, or Gear 4 at all, like or he never uses.
Oh no, I don't think it's gonna be like that.
I mean,
also,
like I think he's gonna have Awakening and then do that shit on top of his Awakening.
Oh no, I agree. I'm just saying, like I just hope it doesn't become a thing where like I want him to master those and then like be able to use it whenever during a fight versus like if someone's like of his tier or higher. Like let's say he fights like I don't know Blackbeard in a series, right? Like Gear Second like makes it like a Dofi fight where it's not doing anything, so he's not really using it. Does that make sense? Like how during the Dofi fight it was irrelevant.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. Like it's so weak. Like you want it to be strong again.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, dude.
What were you gonna say? Like
I was gonna say that whole Sanji part. They should have I don't know, rephrased some of the stuff Pudding was saying. It sounded weird.
Yeah, they definitely should have.
Translation was weird.
She wanted to taste his cream, man.
Yeah, what she said, bro.
Listen, I read that. I was like, you know what? I don't need to make the joke. Somebody else is gonna make it for me.
Look at
That's
her.
what she wants. I mean, she's a grown woman. What you mean?
Yeah, we know you like grown women, Steve.
Yeah.
I still love how the fucking dude like died almost. I had mentioned that he went to Nirvana from just the whipped cream.
Yeah, that was cute.
He had a foodgasm.
Yeah, bro. It's gonna be so bad if like somehow the cake gets destroyed or like Big
Mom is getting one shot by that cake, dude.
Theory had like a troll theory about Luffy eating the cake and getting a power up strong enough to beat Big Mom.
I think someone else said that.
It's one of those.
I remember Theory told me
that up actually. Since this reaction, he gave that up.
Oh,
like I could see him being stronger with it just because like his food like power, but like it'd be
I remember Lucid was also Lucid and someone else was saying it, but I remember Lucid was saying that if Sanji's even making the cake for Big Mom, he's saying that he's imbuing attack cooking into it specifically to give it to Luffy so that Luffy can fight.
Like that would be kind of weird but funny.
I was in that discussion. That was literally us trying to find a way because Dustin was in it early on, trying to find a way to force a fight between Luffy and Big Mom, and then we took it a little further than that.
Just to basically find out like
it'd be weird if Sanji does that for Luffy. I mean, I think if he's gonna do it, then he should do it for everybody who's trying to stop Big Mom.
The only way I could see it in my head would be like if like we get to the point where he's about to, like
all the food,
where he's about to get the cake to like Big Mom, but then instead he decides like the scene that Luffy wants to fight her instead of like just knocking her out. Like I could see it being something like that where he's like, okay, I'll trust you with it. But I would be so pissed, I'm not gonna lie, if he beat her somehow with a bullshit power up like that. Like I still think like obviously like the 100 recipes that he got, like the secret ones, like the top tier ones are probably like really strong and they give you boosts, but like they shouldn't bump you
not
up
putting you on Yonko
3-4
level.
tiers. Yeah,
not Yonko level. Like you get stronger, but you don't get twice as strong. Like come on. That's the thing.
I'd be pissed if he beats Karakuri right now, to be honest. So
no, yeah, I don't want him to, dude.
I don't think you guys are too hung up on power levels.
I don't think two Luffys would fight the Big Mom. So
power levels mean nothing. Tell him again, Devil. Like power levels mean nothing.
All we want, but it's going to be through Oda's lens, and Oda's going to see it, and he's a weirdo.
Yes. Tell him again, Psycho. I don't think they heard you. I should stop.
Thank you, Chatty.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, you did sound like Chatty when you said that.
Oh my god.
But no, I just think like obviously power levels like they're not like the end game for like what Oda wants in the series, but like they need to be there to an extent so that like shit makes sense.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about just enjoying the series, man. Like you don't have to know power levels and who's stronger than who, because like the best arc in this series, like the power scaling is completely whack.
But you can't be like, for instance, like Super for who those watches.
Yeah, people love Super. Like
I'm saying,
Super's amazing.
Like I'm saying, like Super.
But I acknowledge Super has shit power scaling. I know.
Yeah, because like when Krillin, bro, was trading Kamehameha.
No, Chris, stop. You know, Krillin was Goku's original. His original rival, bro. That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Behind though.
Bro, I'm pretty sure Super Crunchyroll when it's behind Crunchyroll. And that's power scaling. People don't care about power scaling.
No, they enjoy the fights. But I'm saying,
people
bro,
do care about power scaling. That's why
so many people complain.
That's why so many people complain about the power scaling.
Yeah, but you guys are the minority. Notice when you guys no. Look, think about it. When you guys complain about power levels, there's always like a billion comments saying like, "Oh, all you guys do is complain, right?"
Nah. It's a billion comments of other people complaining.
But this is the thing, like, if we have characters in the series who are displayed to be so strong, and there's multiple times where we get fights, and we see that the people are stronger than X or Y character, and it's thrown throughout the series by Oda that, like, there are different tiers of characters of different strength, like Vice Admirals, Admirals, etc. why is it that these characters are shown not to be on, say, we'll just say, like, let's say Chopper, let's say he's on Rear Admiral level. Why should he fight Rear Admiral, be like neck and neck, and then right after he like beats a Yonko or something like that? Like, that wouldn't make sense.
Listen, my answer to that question is who fucking cares, man? It's a cool fight.
What? All right, this guy wants to see how my go. Okay.
Oh my god, Chetty.
Oh,
yay, Chetty!
Yeah, I'm doing Chetty. You're doing all right.
We're saying, do you think power levels should relatively matter in terms of the story? Like, should they make sense?
Well, yeah, they should matter so the story makes sense.
That's what we said, so it makes sense.
Listen,
why would you want a story where the people that are be worse than the people at the bottom?
I'm talking about like obviously something large scale, like I'm saying like something large scale, like if Chopper beats a Yonko, that doesn't make any sense. But I mean, like if Luffy beats Katakuri, that's not gonna break the story or anything.
Yes, it will.
Yeah, it would break the story.
Don't even pretend it will.
It really would.
The fact that Luffy was so thrashed in the beginning of their encounter would make no sense on top of the fact that he's a very powerful character, obviously.
Yeah, but that doesn't break the story.
No, it does. Luffy can't.
It breaks the story in the concept that Luffy had so much trouble fighting an awakened alone, just an awakened Pilfer user.
Let me ask you.
Awakening was enough problem for him, but this guy's also got awakening, and his normal fighting style was fucking him up.
Wait, let me ask Devil like this question: do you like Fairy Tail?
Fairy Tail's amazing.
Okay.
It's amazing.
No.
Don't start.
Hold on.
I'm just making a point. I'm just making a point.
Let him talk. Let Nikki talk about good.
Listen, what I said before everybody.
Talk about some good.
Do you like Fairy Tail?
What I said.
Everyone likes Fairy Tail. Nikki.
Goddamn.
Questions.
Let
Rhetorical.
Devil Leg talk, please.
Let Devil Leg say his answer.
Fairy Tail is okay. It's not as bad as everybody makes it out, but it's not like that great.
Fuck the Fairy Tail friendship fights. Fuck that.
I know exactly, Morass. We agree on this bullshit.
What are you guys talking about?
Did you guys literally just try to say, man, Fairy Tail is really bad, right? See, we're right.
Wait, what?
No,
that is what they did. That is what they did. That is literally what they tried to do.
No.
Yeah, no, Chatty got you little game.
No. No, they never lose. They never lose in fucking Fairy
Yes, they
Tail.
do.
What the fuck
Yes, they do. No, not even that. In
about?
Fairy Tail, they do lose. What are you talking about?
This is getting on super current.
I just want to
I
ask
still
you guys.
understand
Like,
what the fuck you brought that
Yo,
up.
can honestly, the
No,
video
look,
supposed to
okay,
be the
let me
chapter. Can we talk?
Let me explain. Okay, let me just explain to Chatty why I brought it up. Let me just explain. Look, I brought it up for one reason, right?
In the beginning.
For one reason.
Did you know that?
When Urza's like super injured, like 90% down, and beating someone who's like 100%. Yes.
See, I'm right.
Well, listen, that's just a concept.
Okay, that's
story.
it, Charlie. Just fuck you.
Like the first arc, she had a full
this.
fight and was like a Phantom Lord. That's exactly what she did. She got hurt by the Jupiter cannon, and she beat the air dude while injured.
All I'm saying, bro, is that in the series that I read, I want it to be where I can at least kind of guess what the fuck's gonna happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly what you wanted to have happened is right. He's not fighting Karakuri anymore. He got away.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I was hoping for.
Exactly.
I'd rather him get away.
We're saying we like it. It makes more sense. It helps.
It makes way more fucking sense.
You know, I want to ask you guys.
The guy literally was getting beat up a little bit by Gear 4, and then he was all, oh, wait a minute, fuck this, and then punched him once, and he went flying.
Yeah, I just want to ask you guys then, where do you guys place Luffy's level right now with Gear 4 and
below Commanders, slightly below Commanders, not much, slightly.
Do we have anyone there at the in the power level structure below the commander level?
Luffy's probably just slightly below. Luffy's probably slightly below, but don't worry, Nami could beat Cracker solo.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, but
it's retarded.
Tell him again how it's retarded.
You say stuff like that. I don't get it. Yeah, I don't know why you do it.
Chatty, we're friends.
Yeah, we are. You just say crazy shit all the time. I don't know why.
It's not crazy.
Right, hey,
you know,
hey,
Nami
guys.
Listen, you're laughing hysterically.
All right, let's get to the chapter, guys. Fuck
don't fuck with Chetty. Come on, man. Come on. Dan, come on. Be normal.
Yeah, Dan, come on.
Let's back to the chapter, boys. Back to the chapter.
Yeah, let's get.
Don't be trolling as fuck.
No, I'm not trolling. That wasn't it. Okay, sorry. My bad. I left. My bad. Here, look. I'm sorry I laughed when I said that.
He laughed.
No, I know. I'm sorry I laughed. Yes, I'll say it normally. I'll say it normally.
That's all he's sorry about.
Blue blood. That's what it sounds like right now, guys. One at a time.
Listen up. If you're gonna troll, I have to. Dan,
I'm not trolling.
I'm gonna kick you out of the Discord, right?
I'm not trolling.
Anyways, rest of this after.
Well, we talked about the cover page.
So Chatty, Morass, and Heavens, and I think that's everyone that's new. What do you guys think of the chapter?
I didn't read it.
Oh, cool.
I didn't need any more blue balling in this week. Until something actually happens.
Just wait till something good. Yeah.
I give
it a 7.5.
You understand the way it's going to look and be read when I read it from what you guys just read to the point when something actually happens. You guys tell me something actually happens. If I read it from this point to that point, it's going to be such a better storyline than having to fucking read this blue ball.
Oh wait, by week, yeah.
Not just this section of the story. Normally I could read it week by week all the time. But this shit's just he's just blue ball.
I wanna give this chapter.
Why would he blue ball more again and then go on break? He's like a bitch rubbing your thigh nonstop, kissing your neck, and then fucking leave.
I want to give this chapter a 8.5 because we had like Luffy got. I love those panels where he gets pounded by.
And a lot of people are bitching about the comedy aspect of the ending part of it. I guess because I didn't read it, but I guess.
Dude, One Piece is always about comedy. I don't think.
No. He literally copied the same panel as Sanji. That was like 4 chapters ago that everybody hated.
So it's supposed to be funny. They're supposed to.
It wasn't funny. It was
to show them that they're friends or they were close together. They're close.
No, Chatty. It was a panel.
Which panel are you talking about? Are you talking about the end panel?
That's what I thought he was talking about, but that doesn't sound like he talking about friendship.
I'm talking about when the fact that he gets away in a joking manner, apparently, like it's supposed to.
You talking about?
Oh no, with the heart.
Oh, the funny face,
Yeah, that kind of shit. People were bitching about it a lot. I don't get it.
No, dude, it makes sense.
Sanji did the same face.
Dude, he was getting his ass whooped. He was grateful to see Brule. He was like, "Oh my god." Dude,
it makes sense.
This story is filled with comedy. I don't know why people.
Dude, that's how are people? Dude,
I don't understand that
comedy. I don't see how you could say you don't like it.
It does the story so well with the comedy that you can take it as canon shit in the story.
Yeah, and it's serious. Exactly.
Stupid.
Even in comedical scenes, it still makes sense to the story.
Like the furthest I've seen him go where it doesn't make sense is Chopper's horns coming off his head when he gets.
Oh yeah, no.
He still has horns, people. That was a joke that Oda wanted to play. It's okay. That's what I'm saying. People freak out about that kind of shit. It's dumb.
Yeah.
Tell him, Chetty.
I don't know why.
All right.
Can
we get to the pages or?
Yeah.
All right. We on page 1, boys?
But sorry.
Reading it yet?
Well, no. We're just gonna go through the pages and stuff and talk about it now. Like anything we see along the pages that's cool and shit,
Yeah, cool.
I keep hearing this talk about this guy that looks like Cracker and shit too.
Yeah, people keep on saying that, man.
Yeah, the one been debunked right there.
Wait, that looks like Cracker.
You can go to the family line of the Charlotte family. They posted in the very beginning of the fucking arc. That motherfucker's picture's right there for everyone to see. No one said anything about it then.
It's a guy there on page 16 next to Daifuku.
They showed that guy's picture. He's like number 47th or some shit in the family.
He was one of the people holding the guns behind the Vince Smokes at the wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, are you talking about that guy that we've seen 20 million times?
Yeah,
we've seen him 18 million times.
They think he's people think Cracker's Frieza now, and he's going into evolved forms.
Oh, but they thought that was Cracker.
Hey, but Cracker did imply that he had other armor. So
yeah, we know he's other armor, but this is a character we've seen.
This could be that other armor.
You're not going to do this on stream.
This is what I'm talking about. See,
we're not doing this on stream.
Oh man, this could be it. You gotta lay off of those.
No, Steve-O.
Lay off of those other guys. Stop acting like you know. You don't know what Oda's about to do.
No, Steve-O. Otherwise, they would tell. Okay, that's Cracker. That's brother Cracker. No.
Mm-hmm. I'm with Steve-O.
No, you're just a contrarian, Nikki. Of course you are.
That's fucking heavy. It's goddamn pissing.
I'm just saying. We don't know, guys. We don't know.
We don't know what else.
Nikki is always.
Yeah, we do. It's right there.
Exactly.
Right there.
Well, if you don't know, now you know.
Yo, these peerless mochi donuts are amazing.
Now we don't know.
You galactic donuts.
Yeah, that is what I want to say.
Yeah,
like,
someone
about
told me
the
about that.
donuts.
Is that like
amazing.
a bullet he's shooting, kind of like Boa Hancock?
No, Chatty, literally,
No, are
you
those
remember the
donuts-
donuts he made in the last chapter, Chatty?
Yeah.
From the donuts, he's like extruding the mochi from the donuts, and he's making these big ass like hockey fists that are bodying
Yeah,
Luffy right now.
It's
They're
like
bodying him,
yeah,
Chatty.
but Dan,
And
it's
that's hard
like
as fuck, dude. How the fuck you gonna
Dan,
be?
no, it's like
Like,
a
I don't know why
power up
people are
of the-
tripping off and running away. The guy's
No, it's like a
dude.
no, Chetty. It's like a boost on the cube attack that he's doing.
Well, I get what you're saying.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's a whole nother level. That's what I'm saying.
He's just a really powerful character, and people.
Yeah.
people
No, it
are
makes
mad
sense that
Luffy
Luffy
has
would
to get
run.
away from him. Of
It
course he
makes
has to get away
sense.
from him. The guy had to have help to fight Dofi, for God's sakes.
That's what I'm
Why
trying to
would-
say,
Why would he be
Chatty.
able to just kill Katakuri all of a sudden?
People are crazy.
I would hate this kind of story if it was like that. Who the fuck would like that? God damn.
Everybody would like that. That would be enjoyable, man.
Oh, God, no.
Why would that be enjoyable, Double Egg? You just want another Goku bullshit?
Yes, Goku's the most popular anime character ever. Lo, you bought the most popular.
They have to literally kill him and put a fucking halo around his in order for the story to go on. That's what you want?
Yo, Double A, your trolling has gotten lazy after your time skip.
I'm not trolling at all. Like, look, if Luffy was still fighting Karakuri, I bet you half the people wouldn't be complaining about anything.
Yep, I wouldn't be.
Because they're a bunch of whiny bitches that don't get it. They want it to be fucking
No, but the only reason
Sunland where everybody just gets strong in a day. The guy
Yeah, no,
had a 2-year time skip and just learned
Yeah.
hockey. And the
the only
Gear 4
reason
thing
they
that
wouldn't
almost killed him.
complain is because they want Luffy to beat Katakuri. That's the only reason they're not
They
complaining.
just want him to beat,
And
like,
the-
yeah,
and
just
the-
like you said, they want that word beat. And he won.
Yeah,
all
and
that
the fact that
bullshit.
he kept fighting him, it like in their minds they're like, oh my god, there's a chance. There's a little chance.
I would
A
think it'd
literal
be
chance.
enough that he saved his crew, fought him,
Yeah, it should
lived,
be.
got up,
And ran
got
away.
one over on him, saw his face.
Like it's okay if he
There's no
runs. You
secrets
know?
of that character anymore to Luffy. Luffy knows him intricately now. What the fuck? Why is that
Yeah.
not a big deal? I would say that's a big deal. Any
I didn't say
secret
it wasn't a big
character,
deal. I'm just
if
saying it'd
Luffy's
be
able
more
to figure out
enjoyable
what
if the
fuck
fight
the secret
continued.
is, that's pretty good.
I mean, that's come on, dude. You know, One Piece Oda doesn't
But
do
just people
on-screen
just don't
fights
look into
normally.
shit like that. They don't
He
even
does
pay
on-screen
attention to
fights
it.
all the time.
Well, not the good ones. Not like
I
this.
think the idea
Yeah.
that he learned the guy's secret that nobody else knows except for his very, very close family is I think that's
Dude,
a
even
big
his
deal.
close family doesn't know.
Yeah, even parts
I
of
don't
his
care about if fucking Luffy read his goddamn diary.
about this guy.
Like, dude,
What? This guy was a fucking first commander, never to lose, never on his back, never be seen, never knows what he's never been seen.
never be seen.
Now Luffy's beat his ass to a degree, fought him, lived, got away from him, saw everything about him, knows everything about his little secret, could make fun of him every day. What the fuck?
Like, that's the thing. Like,
What
Luffy
are you
can
saying,
come back,
Chatty?
fight them.
Imagine
saying
if you're a
Luffy-
guy that doesn't like, is self-conscious, and there's something very, very, very weird about you, and one guy knows about it, and he can take you out in public and embarrass the shit out of you in front of all these people that you desperately don't want to know about this. You are not going to be able to fight if that's the case. He's got the fucking
I don't even think we're arguing.
nerve to this guy
He's
now,
arguing.
despite the knowledge of his fucking mouth.
Yeah, no. Basically, what Chad is saying is like, Luffy basically takes a win if him and his crew survive and get the Poneglyph and leave.
Yeah.
Like, they won this
Technically,
battle.
Oh, this
Chatty's
isn't about
saying
wins
you
and
don't want
losses,
to-
man.
When Katakuri has to
Chatty's-
come to him and fight him if he wants to, there's going to be people that he doesn't want to know about his stupid
Yeah.
fucking weirdness, and that's going to make
Listen,
him
listen,
flustered, which is
listen.
going to make Luffy able to hit him.
This isn't about L's and W's or wins and losses or whatever.
You're just not
Oh, no, yeah,
looking
Luffy
into this
took the
fucking
loss.
story, you did.
Luffy took another loss. Yeah, it's fine.
I was just saying if it'd be more enjoyable if
It'd
there
be
was a
more
full fight.
enjoyable if he fucking
I-
knocked his head
I
off like
agree.
Jason takes over
I think
Manhattan.
it's a
Yeah, I
wash.
know.
You gotta win all
So
of them.
it would be more enjoyable if he beat Big Mom this arc too. We know, but he's
No,
not.
we're not
it's
saying.
not
Okay,
happening.
We're
okay,
not-
Devil,
we're not even- we're not
let's
even
clarify this.
disagreeing. All right.
Devil Egg,
If
you're not
he
you're
just
not
killed
saying
the
that.
Yonko with one flick of his pinky,
No, wait,
I think
but
you'd love it.
that
I
would be
get it.
amazing,
I think that
right?
would be stupid.
What Devil Egg, you're not saying that he beats Karakuri, are you? You're just saying the fight should go a bit longer, right?
Yeah.
There's good.
Exactly, I agree with that. What's wrong with that?
The guy fucking gave you that fight and then put the character in front of Big Mom. Apparently,
Ran out
I
of
didn't read
time.
it, but
That's
that's
the
what
thing.
everyone's saying is that he was put in front of Big Mom. That's
Yeah.
not good. What the fuck? Now he's in front of Yonko.
I don't understand your argument, Chatty. So whatever. Okay.
You guys are pissed that he didn't beat Katakuri.
Chatty's saying there's no longer any
and then you're saying it's not because he's not
fight
still
him.
fighting him. Yet the guy jumped out of the mirror world, and now he's in front of a stronger enemy.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, having to either fight or something's gonna have to happen, right? So technically, you should have no fucking issue, but you do.
We don't have an issue with any of this.
You do. You said you did.
So I was saying the story would be more enjoyable if you guys don't care about power levels. And Oda didn't care about power levels.
No, I'm just saying.
Think about it. Eni's lobby, back in Eni's lobby when Lucci fodderized Zoro and Luffy. Yeah, and then, like they came back and they beat Lucci's ass. You guys weren't like, this arc is trash.
Fights will fodderize his crew.
Well, then, yeah, exactly. You guys, those are the hype moments.
Has always been. What the fuck are you on?
Those are the hype moments, aren't they?
High right now, Devilhead.
What do you mean?
No, are you guys high? Chatty keeps saying narrative.
Like there has to be.
Is Katakuri the top person in this crew?
Who gives a fuck?
Probably
Who
Struthen.
gives a fuck now?
No,
Great.
Movie is.
Wait, okay.
Struthen. Struthen is the vice captain, definitely him.
It's
have my
definitely
doubts.
Movie, the second strongest.
Oh wait, why would you say so? He's above the vice captain? Fuck out of here.
Did we get a bounty on Struthen?
No, of course not.
It should show you that the fact that he's having trouble with the first commander of this crew, not the captain, should show you that it's a fucking strong scenario he's in. Why are you acting like he should just be able to fly through it? I don't get it.
I didn't say he should fly through it.
He should even fucking win is retarded, but why? I don't know why you should say that.
I'm just saying the story would be more enjoyable if you guys didn't worry about power levels.
Luffy might as well go and become the Pirate King right now. Then,
Nah, he should have done it pre-time skip.
like this is the thing.
You are worried about Luffy's power level. You are the one
I'm not.
worried about it.
You guys are the ones complaining about it.
We're not complaining. I'm
saying
happy
that-
about what happened.
Yeah, I'm saying that there should be some set like
Yeah,
knowledge
I
of
think
like
it sounds
okay,
good to
Power
me.
level
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, yeah, because if it was like Luffy was defeating Karakuri already, I was like, nah.
like power levels
That
aren't
would
the
make
center.
absolutely
of
zero sense.
part of
It would make his awakening completely nonsense. I wouldn't give a fuck about it. If
Yeah,
Luffy
when
was
it would
an
be trash.
awakening,
It would be trash.
'cause
What's
he
an
already
awakening?
Destroyed
You know?
someone with an awakening. 2 people, in fact. So why would I give a fuck about awakening?
You know what I want?
Awakenings are stupid.
You know what I want?
You're
I
a troll.
want him.
That's my point.
I'm not trolling. Awakenings don't make any sense.
Wait, what were you saying, Heavens?
I was just saying that I want Luffy to like not defeat Karakuri necessarily, but reach the first commander level so that in the next arc he
I
can
agree with
defeat.
that.
He can
He's gonna
defeat
do that.
next.
Yeah, I agree with 44 though. That's why I'm saying he should fight longer. He shouldn't beat Karakuri.
His arcs,
But
But he's at his limit. What's wrong with Luffy? Oda presenting Luffy to be at his limit. What's wrong?
no,
with
but
that?
his limit was like that was it was ridiculously quick though. Like Dressrosa was like ages.
and then he gets to a point where he needs to learn. That's what happens every arc.
Yeah, like we're gonna eventually probably come back to
No. But Nikki, you forget about it, right?
figure out what.
Cut out.
Oh, no, he
Remember, he had to learn how to fucking like cherish what he actually had after the Marineford. He had to learn all kinds.
Oh wait, you mean when Buggy took his straw hat and stabbed it? You mean?
How his character has been shown to be in the entire story. He'll learn something from this arc. And I guarantee you, it's gonna be that shit that Katakuri did in the very beginning of the fight, where he made his fist hella big, solid. I guarantee you, he will fucking practice that or something. Oda never shows us, but he'll practice it just like Zoro's practicing the weights and doing his sword shit. I guarantee you that Luffy will practice that. And
Yeah, this is
pull
just
it
like
out
a
at
learning,
Wano
this
and
is a
everyone will be
learning
happy.
moment. Exactly.
Yeah, you know, I agree. I don't even know what we're arguing. I agree with you guys. I'm just saying because Oda
Yeah,
hasn't
can we
really
get to the
shown us a
chapter?
few chapters fighting. Yeah, I just want to see them a few chapters fight. I don't really want to see the cake
Let's
stuff.
just talk about the chapter then. Fuck it.
No, but it's just
Alright.
show. It's just Nikki. It's just showing how superior Katakuri is to Luffy.
Yeah, I
And then he
agree.
has to learn.
He was mad about that. I love that.
Yeah, I have no problem with it. I just wish that the fights were it was a bit longer, and his escape was executed a lot better than it was. That's all.
But you gotta remember that.
Oh, so you don't
You're
like
talking
Oda's story, eh?
Yeah, so you don't. I just want to say, so you don't like Oda how he did it?
He saved him by putting himself in imminent danger. So, like, you gotta
No,
let him
I
get
would
away.
And
It
Katakuri
only
could have.
It only get more
Katakuri would have
hurtful for Luffy.
Literally, Katakuri could have stayed on the ship too and killed them all. It's just plot
That's
that.
kind of what I'm saying. Like, Luffy put himself in that really bad scenario in the mirror world to save them, but you gotta remember, he's still gotta save himself. Like, him doing that wasn't a good idea.
It was a very bad
It
idea.
was only a good idea.
Of course, that's why I said I agree with him escaping. I'm just saying I want a few more chapters of him fighting.
I don't get it. Everyone should have known it was like the craziest thing in the world to do at the time he did it.
Yeah, that it was a downhill fight.
Of course.
Hail Mary, baby.
Of course. That's what I'm saying. I wish it was just a bit longer, like a few chapters longer. That's it.
Win and triumph in this incredibly bad.
No, it's all right, Chatty. Oh, Nikki's just greedy.
But Nikki,
greedy.
No, but
I'm not
Nikki, what?
Literally, we got off-paneled fights for some of the top-tier ones, like Aokiji versus Akainu. And now that we actually get to see a dope-ass fight, you're saying, "Oh, but I wish Oda would just drag it out." Calm down, Nikki. Tighten up.
Just two more chapters. God damn. What do you mean drag it out? We've barely seen anything.
Nikki, you were going in a physical circle the whole time because it would be the same thing going on. Luffy gets to
get his ass
to start all over again.
Chapters. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't you want to see him use a technique though? A different technique, like him show something different.
Wait, Nikki. That's the problem. That's the problem. There's no technique that Luffy can use to affect Katakuri. That's the thing. There's no technique Luffy can use to beat.
The guy got his bearings back. Remember, he's in a
obviously not beat Katakuri.
We're not talking about beat. We're not talking about beat, Nikki. He can't even touch him right now. He can't even touch him.
Runs and owns. For God's sake, like, it's the worst place in the world to fight the person that only nerf is self-consciousness and like being flustered because they don't, they can't fight correctly if they're flustered. It's the worst place in the world.
Because now he's by himself.
I get that point. I'm just saying, right? We've seen a new technique each time he's gone Gear 4. So when he fought Cracker, he used that.
Would you be okay with it if he jumped out of the mirror world with Katakuri and fought out of it?
Oh no! I agree he should escape, but I just wanted to see a new technique before he left. That's all.
My point is, my logic is that when I say that, if you would have,
but you want too much. You want
more ass pulls.
Nikki, you want to have too much.
The world into Big Mom, a much greater foe. It should be like, whoa, this is awesome. That's the way.
But you're complaining.
But people are pissed.
Well, obviously nothing's gonna happen to him though.
I like it.
No, but
Nikki, you're assuming shit.
Yeah, you're forgetting about Nikki. He just fought Cracker like a day ago. Do you really think that he already can find a new form already?
When you look back on this arc, he's literally been fighting non-stop.
The entire time.
Exactly.
Yeah, the entire time.
So after
doesn't make no, but Nikki doesn't make sense.
That makes less sense.
Already. People have for
it doesn't.
The anger that I guess I'm saying the anger that you have for it is misplaced. I wish you would say it in other areas because then
it's not anger. I'm just saying I just wish the chapter was just like 2 chapters longer. We saw a new technique, then he escaped. That's all. The fighting chapter.
He doesn't have a new technique.
Learn a technique as he's being punched.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Maybe he doesn't have a new technique yet, Nikki.
Dude, we didn't know he had a new technique against Cracker until he showed it to us. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, Nikki.
Nikki, Oda did not show us a new technique right now, so maybe he doesn't have one.
Remember the big old 11 hours later.
11 hours
later. A long time.
And he showed that at the very end of that. Come on, Nikki.
He showed at the beginning.
He was in a pickle. He didn't have a fucking serious way he could think of to beat this guy without losing his energy.
I think he means stuff like Kong Organ.
It worked. Then he got to the fucking guy and hit him. What the fuck?
I think it means Kong Organ. Like
Kong Organ and the fucking Tank Man. Both of them. The same shit.
No, like he used Kong Organ before the 11 hours.
I know he learned 2 ways of being able to get around a person's technique.
He had that technique the entire time. He just hadn't used it until that fight. I think
that's fine. That is totally fine, Devil Leg. I don't care. That's fine. Even so, he learned Tank Man, I believe, there. I think that was there.
No, he had Tank Man
eating
before.
that much food. I don't think that happened.
Yeah, I think he made that up on the spot.
Found a bunch of crackers.
It's called Tank Man Full Version.
What the fuck? If you're saying he had Tank Man before that, I don't know what you're saying. Where did he get all the food?
No, I'm saying Tank Man Full Version, Chad. Like he has a smaller version of Tank Man.
Oh yeah.
No, he called it Full Version only because he's full.
No, I agree.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Nah, you weren't saying that, Nikki.
I hate to be that guy, but it's actually called Stuffed Version.
It Is it really? Well, that's even better because that's what I thought it was in the first place.
Wait, in the
it was a foreshadow of what
in the official
Katakuri did.
translation, it says
Katakuri's fist was a solid piece of mochi. He was a solid piece of fucking mass now because he was filled with food. That was the whole.
All right, let's just get to the chapter. We can argue about the stuff later. Yeah, let's argue about it.
Nothing, right?
No, but I just don't get it that Nikki thinks that he should get a new form.
It's all right. It's all right. Nikki's crazy.
No,
He also says,
okay, I'll explain later.
Big modern men, right?
No, but Nikki, the thing is, he just got a new form. If we think
No,
about
he's not
it,
talking about new form. He just said new technique.
Yeah,
like he wants to say something else, like Kong Organ.
Yeah, but it's stupid. No, because he just did one.
Him using another move is stupid.
No, but just because he just did one. Do you? No,
because like that's like, come on. If he did a left punch, and then you like him using right punch would be too much. Come on.
Do you really think he can be that quick with finding a new technique every time?
I'm saying show us a new technique.
No, but every time he fights, he has to get a new technique.
Come on,
it has to be every time. This is like only his third. This is only his third time using Gear 4.
Just imagine if he does Firehawk when he's in Gear 4. That's a new technique. Just imagine if he does Gatling gun like normally.
No, we've already
totally normally in fucking Gear 4. That's new technique. If he does fucking what's it called?
That would have been cool.
It's called like Eagle Claw or Eagle.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Like that in Gear 4, that's a new technique. There's all kind. He's gonna have them. Why are you tripping?
What are you?
I'm not. I'm just saying I'd like to see it. That's all. Anyway, let's get to the chapter because it's
back to the chapter,
boys. Guy. That's why I'm not going to read the chapter. He won't show shit.
So what are your thoughts on Big Sister Amande?
She's a beast.
Yo.
I just want to say that because
I think she number one. She number one day for me now. I know she.
Do you like the little fish handle on her sword?
Yeah, I just want to say I never thought she would be the oldest one.
Yeah.
I never thought she was the oldest one.
I don't think she's the oldest.
Well, she's not the oldest. She's just older.
No, like Compote is older than her.
Yeah, single digit. Is my favorite Whole Cake character.
So at the very least, she's the 7th daughter because I think Brûlé is the 8th.
Brûlé is confirmed 8th.
Yeah.
Unless he retcons it like he did with Praline.
Probably.
Dude, you need to kick Devil Leg out of here.
What?
Shut up.
Wait, what did Devil Leg say?
Shut up.
He's just such a hardcore troll.
Oh, me saying Oda retconned something he totally retconned is me trolling? What the fuck?
What did you say?
I said unless he retcons it like he did with Praline.
Oh, that's not too bad.
That's not trolling at all. What do you mean too bad?
What retcon?
But okay, I'm not trying to be controversial, but Amande is not all that, guys. Let's calm down.
Yes, she is. What do you mean?
She's not all that.
Oh wait, hold on. Chatty didn't read. You really didn't read it, right, Chatty?
I swear to God, I didn't read it.
Okay, Chatty. I just want to ask you something. Tell me objectively what's better, right? So literally, Perosperos puts up a candy wall, right? And Luffy does a Gear 3rd attack, right?
And he's weakened.
Hold on. Damn. Yeah.
Oh, really? Chatty coming from you?
Yes.
Oh,
yes. Okay, because Chatty can't hear what I'm saying.
I swear to God, I didn't read it.
Yes, I know, Chatty. What I'm saying. Okay. Perosperos does a candy wall in front of Luffy to block his path. Luffy attacks it with a Gear 3rd attack, no hockey, whatever, right? But a Gear 3rd attack, it doesn't budge the wall at all, Chatty. The wall didn't. Okay, hold on, no, that's literally the first half, Chatty, right? You remember Amande, the super tall chick, right? With like the blue hair and shit?
Big sword.
She tries to cut at Luffy. She tries to cut Luffy, who's right by the candy wall. He goes Gear 2nd and dodges it. And when she swings on the back end of her swing, cuts clean through the candy wall.
Gee, I knew that bitch
with a slow attack. It's called slow wall.
I knew that bitch was gangster. She's a shit.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say, Chatty. And wait, no, Chatty. Nikki just said, no, Chatty. This is what you have to get, Chatty. Nikki's saying that she's not good, and what she did there wasn't better than Luffy's Gear 3rd attack.
No, okay.
Wait. Say that last part again.
He's saying that the attack she did that cut clean through the candy is not better than Luffy's Gear 3rd attack.
Cut you off. What?
Oh, Nikki was saying the attack that cut clean through the candy wall is not better than Luffy's Gear 3rd attack. That's what he said.
This is why I yell at you, Nikki.
Oh wait, can I explain myself? Can I explain myself before everyone just goes back? Look, literally last time we saw him when he finishes Gear 4th usually, right? All I'm saying is I'm comparing from just Rosa, right? He's not as fought as many people and has been as much as damaged as when he went Gear 4th and then lost it before. And last time,
Okay, you can stop. You can stop. You can stop.
no, wait. Let me finish what I'm saying. 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 Like when he had to get help from what's that big mouth gladiator's name?
Are you talking about Gia?
Hajarun? Yeah, Gia. He had to get help from Gia to get away, right?
Yeah.
So the announcer. So now he's out of Gear 4th again. He seems to be running about a bit more, but obviously he's not as strong as even as base Luffy normally because he's already used up so much energy.
I can concede that point. But that bitch cut like a beast. You know that's Gear 3rd normally. Like you, I would assume you would think that he would have done it with Hockey if he was full.
Of course, Nikki thinks that.
But that's what I'm saying. So you know that cut is going to be stronger than that Gear 3rd attack because that Gear 3rd attack obviously wasn't that strong.
That's what I see.
Yeah, because Luffy was quite weak. So
I know, but that's my point. You're only spacing that, and you're saying it's even weaker than normal. I'm saying he's still strong enough to do a Gear 3rd attack. It's the same shit. He's gonna do the same punch.
For exactly when Dolphy got Gamma. Dude, think about it, Nikki. Think about it, Nikki. When in Dressrosa, Nikki, after Dolphy got Gamma knifed, all this shit, he's getting thrashed by Gear 4 for a little bit. When he awakened, right? It didn't seem like he lost a lot of DC. He increased it, right? Right?
But Awaken's totally different, though.
No,
I'm saying you're using your own ability.
I'm talking about more so the fact that he. Like I don't get how you don't see that. Like the story is a story of fiction. It's not supposed to be taken so literally,
super literally.
It makes your eyes.
Okay, fine.
You gotta when I say that I mean like
you have to imagine Nikki
attacks the same one that he did when he was at Dressrosa and it broke through the wall. It's the same attack. It's not.
Look, I'll put it this way, right? If the Vince Modes can break through the candy wall,
it was three of them.
Assume, no, it doesn't matter though. That's the point I'm trying to make is it could have been one of them or even six of them if it was six Vince Modes.
Like,
but the point I'm trying to make is,
do you think like his Gear 3rd punch? Do you think his Gear 3rd punch is better than like a bunch of explosions, like a shitload of explosions right in your face? Like, which ones do you think would be more damaging?
Probably depending on how big the explosions are. Probably the explosions.
Pretty goddamn big cannonballs, the size of fucking your torso.
No, what about something like here? Just take the Tomato box, or for example.
Not even the Tomato box, that's pretty big. I'm talking like a bunch of fucking like big ass explosions, like in your face, like the way cannonballs blow up in the story and they fuck people up and kill them and shit. That shit.
It's dependable because I think Gear 3rd breaks a ship, and the cannonball will take a few cannonballs to break a ship.
I'm talking a lot of cannonballs.
Yeah, he's talking about a bunch of explosions.
If it's a bunch of explosions, then yeah, sure. But it depends if he's
because Perosperos Gear 2 wall and fucking Big Father shot like 9 cannons over and over again at it. Nothing happened. And he's a fucking
these aren't normal. Okay, look, fine. No, but you're changing it to explosions.
I'm trying to show you that the candy walls.
Can I finish?
I don't consider it. I'm just trying to explain. I'm trying to show you the point of my point is
I get your point.
The explosions that he was doing didn't break the wall. His fist didn't break the wall. That's comparable. I think his big Gear 3rd punch is as strong as a bunch of explosions. I put it like that. That's why I asked you that. But it didn't.
I'm just
neither
saying,
of those things broke his candy wall, and that bitch cut did.
My 2 points are this. My 2 points are this, right? My 2 points are this. Luffy's not 100% when he's punching the wall, first of all. And secondly,
he's not 100% in any fight because he's been fighting.
Secondly, the Vince Modes and Scrubs, and they broke through the candy wall as well. They broke through the candy wall as well. The Vince Modes and Scrubs.
They was named attacks.
What do you mean it isn't? What do you mean? Is just 3 of them with that? Doesn't mean you don't know if one could break through it.
We know one of them can't break through it. We just thought Luffy couldn't break through it. We know Luffy's stronger than they are.
Then.
What do you mean? I'm saying put this in context of all the situations, right? All I'm saying, if a Vince Smokes can break through the candy wall,
so you're telling me that the punches that he did at Impel Down that were Gear 3rd are the same strength, or way stronger than the one he did right now.
That's what he's
saying. Sorry, repeat that. No, repeat that.
In Impel Down, when he's trying to escape after he's been poisoned, fucked up, he he's fighting awakened Zoan guards, doing gear third punches to them, pistols, rifles, etc. Do you think those gear third punches that he's doing to them are way stronger?
Weakened.
Because they obviously it would have to be. I think he's more fucked up now than then.
What when he was? Are you saying when he was poisoned?
No,
and got
after
down,
he
or before?
ate food and everything, he was still fucked up. Do you agree?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he couldn't recover that.
He was
So
better.
he's
though.
saying he's in a worse condition now. He's in
I
a
think
worse
he's
condition
in worse
now.
condition now because I think he got really fucked up by Karakuri. Unless you disagree.
Yeah, exactly. I agree totally.
So what Chatty's asking you now is, do you think the gear third punch he did right now in this chapter is weaker than what he was doing, like, let's say, pre-time skip and impel down?
Because
That's
I
hard
think they're
to
the same
judge,
punch.
though. That's really hard to judge.
I think they're the same motherfucking punch.
Wait, hold up,
Are
guys.
you saying just when he's 100%? Because that's a weird. The way you.
I think
that's
his
a bit
gear
weird.
third punch with no hockey is the same punch.
Oh, you think it's the same level? No, I think it's definitely different. 100%.
Hold up, guys. That's the least important of all this. The most
Tell him,
important.
Psycho.
How are they different? Like one's gonna break through 10 walls,
After
one's
2
gonna
years
break
of
through one.
training, after
giant
2 years of
fist.
training, after 2 years of training,
Giant
I'm
fist.
assuming his strength got better. Even just his
But
base
we're
strength.
talking about no hockey, bro. Come on, stop trying
Even
to pull your 2-year
that's why I
bullshit.
said base. That's why I said base.
You're hung up on the least important part of all this.
Yeah, and Tyler's right. Tyler's right, though. We all hung up on it. I'm saying that if Vince Smokes can break through that wall,
Go ahead,
right,
dude.
I'm not
I
gonna
didn't know he was just
I'm
gonna
not
troll
gonna-
me, Tyler. Go ahead.
I'm not gonna make a big deal about it when someone can cut.
I didn't
the
know he
wall
was just
as
gonna
well.
troll me in the whole entire end of this. Go
No,
ahead.
I know.
Yeah.
So the
Yeah,
most
I'm
important
proud
part
I'm
of the
trolling you.
exchange is that Amande's weakest, I won't say
A
weakest, but
very
one of her
casual
weaker
attacks. Casual.
So
It's like
that's
slow
exactly
walk.
what the Vince Smokes
smoking a
broke through
cigarette.
that
Breaks
as well.
through that shit.
Three
So did
of
the
the
Vince
Vince Smokes
Smokes.
broke through
I'm assuming that bitch was saying they're smoking a cigarette, right?
Yo,
No,
bro,
that's
Chad,
the-
you just want to handle Chad
That's her list.
peacefully.
She's not afraid of Big Mom.
Like I think she looks a little more comfortable than Luffy, don't you?
Yeah.
We don't know how she feels on the inside. She could be shitting herself right now.
Everyone's
She's got-
shitting
No,
She
everyone
looks like she's
analyzed
shitting
her
herself. I think
dialogue and the
Luffy was
fact that
gritting
she-
his teeth and throwing a fucking big ass gorilla fucking giant monster arm of doom at that candy wall
That's
as hard
not-
as he could,
okay,
but no
okay,
hockey
okay.
because he had no more hockey because that's what happened.
Okay, fine.
when he
Oh,
Fine.
let me
Let's
say
okay.
something.
Because
God.
Chatty,
The
Chatty,
fucking
you're
story
stuck
ever
on
say
that
he
one
couldn't
point.
get gear third anymore after he fucking went out to gear four.
Okay, Chatty, you're stuck on that one point. So okay, let's get rid of that
Whatever.
point.
You're just
Whatever.
Yeah,
No,
so-
I'm saying if the Vince Smokes can break through the candy
Vince
wall,
Smokes are
why am I
trash.
supposed to be so happy that she can? I expect her to be able
All
to
I know is
cut the wall
Katakuri
if Vince
grabbed the
Smokes
face
can.
of one of them and melted it basically, and he was done. And
That's what we're
Luffy
saying, like,
fought
yo,
this guy and beat
none
him
of
up
these
and knows all of his
folks
secrets and took him
single-handedly-
down in his little house and all this bullshit. And
What does that
you
do
don't
with the
give a
Vince
fuck.
Smokes, though?
So I don't know.
Look, there's nothing to do with what I'm saying right now, Chatty. You're just going on some next
What you're saying? 'Cause
Okay,
you're saying they bitch ass Vince Smokes broke through the fucking wall.
Yes.
Which I don't care because they have all kinds of weaponry and scientific fucking shit that should be able to blow through a goddamn candy wall.
Yes, exactly. So
but
if
Luffy beat the shit out of the fucking guy that basically melted the face of one
Yeah.
of them
Yes.
in a second.
And I'm
He
saying-
picked him up by the face and melted it and then dropped him to the floor. And Luffy beat the shit out of this guy.
okay, this I'm saying you're comparing two different things. I'm not trying to compare those two right now. Like I said, forget about the gear third stuff. Let's concentrate on what I'm saying about the Vince Smokes and the candy
Big
wall.
old fucking muscles or something. Give me a break.
Yeah, but if look, all I'm saying is if they can break through the candy wall, then
With
anyone should.
scientific-
I
You're
expect
missing
someone of.
Chatty's point, though, Nikki.
Any person on the
You're
planet can break through that wall with scientific weaponry. What the fuck?
Yes, you're
All
missing
I'm
his
saying,
point.
I expect people to be able to cut the wall if the Vince Smokes can break through the wall as well. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
you're not.
You think Helmeppo can cut through that wall?
I don't know how strong he is. I have no idea. I have no idea how strong he is.
How
Like,
strong do
Helmeppo, I
you think? How strong do you think he is?
Well,
I think
I'm
Helmeppo can
assuming
cut
he's
He's
through
not
a
the
far from
swordsman.
Kobe.
Tashigi. Do you
None
think
of this
Tashigi
matters.
can cut through that wall?
Are we ever gonna get to page 1 of the chapter?
Maybe. I don't know.
You think Tashigi can cut through that wall?
You're- and
Motherfucker.
his-
Yeah.
his
Yes, the sheet
third
cut through the
attack-
wall.
wait,
Let's
Luffy's
move on.
third attack cannot stop it. Okay, cool.
Well,
Cool.
I didn't hear what you said.
You think
your
Amande-
third
or
attack
you think-
is weaker
You
than
think
Tashigi.
your third Luffy coming at
Your third attack
Tashigi?
is weaker than
Tashigi blocks
Tashigi,
it
what
and she
you're
stays
telling us.
stand still or whatnot? Is that what you
Look,
think?
if you guys are gonna keep talking at the same time and expect me to listen,
Sorry, okay,
then
here, I'm just going to
you
say it
gotta try
real
harder.
quick, Nick. I'm going to say it real quick. objectively speaking, what you're telling us is Luffy's Gear 3rd attack cannot break through it, but someone like Tashigi can. So
I said
Tashigi's better.
maybe.
Wait, whoa. Tashigi's better than Gear 3rd Luffy. That's what you're meaning to say. Okay, we heard you. Cool.
But,
We heard you. Cool.
I already said he's in a weekend state. Like, okay, you're not listening to me, but whatever. Let's get back to the chapter. Like, this is...
No, but Chatty already brought it up. That's why
Like,
Chatty
it's
was
a
asking
giant
about the
fist.
tail down
Can
thing.
you
and
explain
stuff.
it to me, Nikki? I've asked you 4 times.
Yeah,
You can break
look,
through
Chatty,
10
I
walls or
understand.
1 wall. What? You won't answer.
Chatty, I get your point. Your point is essentially you think that the base Gear 3rd, even after 2 years, hasn't changed. Is exactly the same as it was, right?
I don't think it's exactly the same. I think he's a stronger person, but it's a fucking Gear 3rd punch. It's not going to do anything more than what it's doing. Can you explain to me how many more walls it can punch through now that as to in the past? Like, I want to
like 50
the
more.
scale that you're saying.
And it's a stronger.
Yes, I'm saying it goes stronger. That's almost
makes sense.
No, here, look. Like Chatty's saying, like, for example, think of Water 7, or what's it called again? When they're saving Robin? Annie's Lobby, right? When Luffy first uses Gear 3rd to break down that big-ass iron door, can Luffy now, after the 2 years breakdown, like, if they're stacked one by one behind each other, can he break through, like, 5 of them in a row?
Yes.
What do you think? How many walls
Of
can he break
course.
through?
Yes.
Of course he can.
Yes. Exactly. That's what my argument is. It's like, obviously
He's
got stronger
stronger
after
now.
2
That's
years.
how it works when you get stronger. You can do more with your strength.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I don't get what you guys
Exactly.
So you think his
Like,
normal no hockeyed up fist Gear
It's
3rd
breaking
punch
like
would
5
blow
of those.
5 of those
Because
doors.
he
And
got
it's not
stronger.
breaking through a candy
He
wall.
got-
And
oh
it's
my
not
God.
breaking through the candy
The
wall.
candy wall is that strong.
No. But Amande's literally no diffing the candy wall.
Amande's stronger
Because
than
she's
Gear
100%.
3rd.
Steve-O, you're saying that he's not strong enough to break through those fucking 5 steel doors because he didn't break through it.
Wait, what?
He didn't break through a candy wall, not 5 steel doors.
Does the candy wall have hockey?
I don't know, maybe.
Because you're
More
saying
than likely,
now this is not the past, motherfucker. Now he can break through 5 of those doors stacked on top of each other, and he couldn't break through the candy wall. What the fuck?
The candy wall
Because
might be
he's
stronger
weaker.
than 5 of those
He's
doors.
weak.
How much
He's
weaker could he
weaker.
possibly fucking be?
More than likely has.
It's not even about that. These 5 doors, we don't even know what they equate to. This candy wall, we actually have a decent gauge on that.
What?
How do we know what the candy wall?
What's the
equates to?
gauge on it?
Yeah, how do we know? We don't know.
The 3 Vin smokes compared
Thin
to 1 Luffy.
smokes. Exactly.
I feel like you guys aren't even
the 5 steel
listening to
doors
Chatty.
is just that's 5 pre-time skip. Your 3rd.
Let's just talk about the chapter. They don't want to.
Okay, and
I
last
don't think you guys
point
are
I'll
listening to me,
make.
so it's my bad. I don't know.
No, we're listening to you, but you're not listening to us. Well, I'm saying Gear
I
4
heard
has
everything you said, and that's exactly why I
No,
just made my
okay.
statement right now. 'cause I
Okay,
don't
Chatty,
think you guys are listening.
let's just wrap this up quickly.
No,
Let's
it's
try
not
wrap
going to
this up
make
quickly.
sense to what we're talking about.
Do you think Gear 4 has drawbacks on Luffy's body? Yes.
Sure.
So if
Yes.
I assume that Luffy's weaker even in with base using his base attacks after using Gear 4, can you agree to that? Yes or no?
I have no idea what you.
We don't
I
know.
literally don't have any idea what you just said right now. It sounded like
He's
No,
saying
I'm-
here,
I'm
Chatty, what he's saying is after he uses Gear 4, like here, Chatty, what he's saying is let's say he's fresh, right? And he does a Gear 3rd punch and it's at 100 in terms of like arbitrary numbers, it's at 100. He's saying after he uses Gear 4 and he can move around like this, Nikki thinks that it's not going to be 100 anymore. He's saying it's like a 40 or a 30. That's what he's saying, Chatty.
it's a fictional story.
How's that
I have no idea
fictional?
why you would think that. I have no idea.
Like I get what
I
you're
mean, that
saying. Like,
logic
he
makes
first
sense.
becomes so much weaker.
It makes logical, like we saw in Dressrosa what happens to him after he goes Gear 4. Why can't I make that logical guess like that?
Well,
Like, it
I mean,
doesn't
we
work.
can.
Why?
But he stayed.
But at
specifically that he
Dressrosa,
did
we didn't have
hockey.
anything else to go off of. But now after that, we see that he actually can move with no
So
hockey.
you're saying also, Nikki, that his pistol was super weak too at that point, right?
Of course.
If he was to do a pistol, he would just be hella weak.
Yeah.
Here's the
Yeah.
thing, though. In Dressrosa, Luffy was fighting the Colosseum against Chin Zhao, against Bellamy, and he had like hits from Bellamy when he didn't do anything. I don't.
And he was getting weaker.
Yeah, but I don't think
You're cutting out so
Yeah,
bad.
you're
crying out
you're
44.
static.
he's right now.
No, you have to repeat it for
He's definitely like pounded. But
Nobody can hear
Heavens,
you.
Heavens, repeat it. We didn't hear what you said. You got cut out, bro.
I don't think
Oh wait, you got a what?
He cut out again, 44. Okay, but I get your point. Are you saying that in Dressrosa
you're
he
an
was
asshole.
weaker?
Let Heavens talk.
It's not.
He's cutting out, man. I'm trying to
What
get what
about
he's
now?
saying, so we don't have to like keep repeating it. Like
No,
I
he's
know, but
trying
you
to.
didn't even
No,
what he
he's
said. He
trying
said,
to
you know, it's
talk the
right.
whole time, and every time he's trying to talk, you're gonna talk over him. You fucking.
I'm not
dickhead.
trying to talk over him. He's cutting out, you old
Can you all calm
bastard.
down so Heavens can at least try and say what he's trying to say?
Okay, go on 44.
You got
Sorry,
the floor, Heavens. Yeah.
All right, I'm just saying that he's not as tired as in Dressrosa, so his power shouldn't be diminished that much.
What do you mean?
Yes.
Are you serious? You don't think after he's had like how many fights has he had in this span of what 2-3 days?
No, he's healed though. The only thing that
Yeah, he has been
drawbacks him
healing
now is Karakuri.
My whole thing is
I don't. No, to me,
Why
from
did
fighting
King
Cracker,
I think
and
Rob
fighting
Lucci
the
beat the
army.
shit out of him more so than Katakuri because at the time he wasn't as strong as he is now. That's what I think.
I see it as
But
like the fact
I'm
that he had
just-
mentioned hockey versus like energy, like in terms of like overall energy. Like he specifically mentioned hockey from what we've been given. So I see it
Yeah,
as,
he's
like,
not
still
saying he's out of
good.
energy.
He's
He's not
still
saying
good.
he
It's just
can't
he doesn't
do
have
anything.
hockey. Yeah.
Like it's
Yes.
a fictional story, Nikki. I don't know why you trying to take away his moves.
Like he's still like that. Like here, Nikki. Imagine Luffy being fresh and he didn't do a he applied no hockey to his gear third attack. That's what we saw this chapter. Even if he
No,
like
we didn't.
Like, do you
No,
really
Nikki,
think that
that's
Sanji
only
can
on
do a
his
weak
game,
ass
though, Nikki.
Diablo Jambe? Do you think he can do a weak, shitty, super trash Diablo Jambe? Is that what you think?
of course he. Well, I mean, he's saying he thinks that, but come on,
That's
Nikki.
the most
If
retarded thing I've ever
Sanji's
heard.
basically-
wait. Okay,
If Sanji was in a
talk
fight,
devil
if
leg.
Sanji was
Hold
in
on.
a top tier fight and he's having a difficult time against someone, do you think when he eventually whips out his best move that it's going to be like fodder class?
No, basically what he's saying is
Literally what you're
careful,
saying.
hold on.
You're saying at the end of every single fight, when he
When
does
you
his
get
last
beat
move,
up-
that's the weakest move he's doing. It's the weakest part of the entire fight. That's what
Yes, that's what you're saying because they're
No,
beat
what,
up.
what
the
he's
That's
saying
not
is
what-
like after Zoro took the pain, his attacks wouldn't be as strong as if he hadn't.
Exactly. Like what else? Like, thank you for.
Well,
these guys
okay,
are too much, man.
okay, perfect example. Let's go back to Arlong Park, right? After Zoro was literally pretty much on his deathbed from Mihawk, right? And they're all worried about him and stuff. Zoro takes out a bunch of fishmen, right? These people that are all supposed to, like, it's literally like a horde of them before Arlong gets back. He didn't seem that much to be that much more weakened, even though he was hurt.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think your
But
DC just drastically gets
but-
cut in half.
Then why do you
like
guys
that.
complain like every time injured Urza beat somebody?
I've never complained, ever.
Bullshit, bro.
No,
I've
actually, Dan's the wrong
never
person.
seen
Dan is the
who
wrong
beat
person
somebody?
to say that to.
Yeah, I've never complained about Urza beating people.
No, but I'm saying, I'm saying, we just
What are you talking about?
Extra hype. He's talking about fairy tale.
Look,
Don't worry about
Oh
it.
my
Okay,
god!
okay, fine. I'll put it this simply. Gear
Such a
4
troll
has
devil, it's
draw-
unreal.
Okay, Gear 4. No, I get what Devil Leg was trying to say. I agree with what he's trying to say. But basically, this Gear 4 has drawbacks. All I'm saying is Luffy's obviously not 100%. And my main point is this: just because Amande cuts a candy wall, which the Vinsmokes broke through, I'm supposed to be like, oh my god, she's a beast. All I'm saying
Yes.
is, I expected to cut the candy wall. She needs to do something better than that to get my like a high opinion of her. That's all I'm saying. I still think she's a cool character as in a
Why do you
design
think
wise.
Oda even
But
like?
until I see her do something like beat up like someone like Jinbei or some shit, that's different.
I actually
That's
agree
all
with
I'm
Nikki.
saying. That's all I'm saying.
He's
You just
alright.
cut a candy when everyone's like, "Oh my god, she's the best ever." It's like, wait a second.
No, we're not
Let's see
saying
her do
she's the best
something
ever. We're
proper.
just saying it's a feat.
But you're gassing
All
her
we're
up. You're like,
saying-
"Oh my god, she cut the
we're
candy
only
wall.
saying
She
it's
should
an-
be able to."
What do you
No,
mean?
she's
able
probably
to?
she's probably above Perospero.
No, I don't think she's above Perosperos. Stop all that.
Well, he's got one arm now, so yeah,
I'm just saying,
probably.
2 supernovas couldn't do something that this bitch
Yes.
did. And you're
Yes, you're not
like,
listening to what Chatty's saying. Yes. Tell him again, Chatty. I
what-
don't think they heard you, bro.
2 supernovas couldn't do what this bitch did, and you're acting like it's just trash. I don't get it.
Yeah. Yo.
Wait, okay. Who did? Sorry, just so who did 2 supernovas? Just be
Capone
correct.
tried to break
Capone
through a
couldn't
candy
get
wall, couldn't do it.
Neither could Luffy.
Luffy tried to break through candy wall, couldn't do it.
So okay, first of all, the way
Capone
you're
wasn't as
putting that
injured.
doesn't make
He
sense.
was. Capone.
No,
used
Capone
his
is ass
best
though.
attack.
Like his best attack is cannons.
No, it's
From what we've
come on,
seen.
dude. Stop.
He's like, why do you think
Yeah.
cannons don't hurt people?
Is this before?
Yeah,
or
well,
is
he
this
came
before
definitely
after
hurting
Big
people. Aren't
Mom
impressive.
destroyed them? Is this
No,
big
why are they
before?
hiding and shooting themselves from cannons? Come on, guys.
It took
Is this after Big Mom
like
destroyed
40
her?
something cannonballs to kill Whitebeard. Like that was part of it. It wasn't just everything else that happened to him. That was part of what killed him. They say
you
in
do a
the
billion
actual
goddamn
epilogue of his death.
Okay, so you're saying that you don't think Luffy can break through the candy wall? Is that what you're saying now, Chai?
With hockey, he could.
Yeah, we're saying without the hockey, he clearly didn't. That's all we're saying.
Hockey, he could break through it in a millisecond.
Then what's your point about the supernovas then?
My point is,
two supernovas.
It doesn't make no sense. It's irrelevant.
Feat of her doing that. I don't think her
But
gear. I don't think Luffy's gear third punch is different from when he's goddamn the freshest fucking baby on earth.
Yeah.
All I'm saying, I'm not impressed by the candy wall. That's all I'm saying. It's like, oh, fair enough.
Impressed by the Luffy that you know now, that's all strong and does all these gear fourth techniques. If he did a gear third punch at something and it didn't break it, you're not impressed.
Oh my god.
That's what I'm saying. I am seeing
no,
it as,
but
and
no,
you're
the
not.
only reason he thinks that, Chad, what it really comes down to, the only reason he thinks that is because he thinks by taking damage that your DC. He thinks that your DC
taking damage. The gear 4
No. What he's saying is your
Gear 4
DC
has
correlates
drawbacks
to these condition that you're in.
weaker.
He's saying your
Exactly,
condition
like
affects your
what?
DC.
Luffy's condition is like that. He got the gear 4 drawbacks made him weaker.
No, the gear 4 drawbacks
Exactly.
took out. No, it didn't make him physically weaker. It took away his hockey. That's all it is.
Okay, did you see him after Dressrosa? Was he physically weaker or not? After
Bro,
he went
literally,
out
that's when dude, I even tried to bring that up, Nikki. We had no other examples. In Dressrosa, we assumed he couldn't move because Gas just picked him up. But once we get to Whole Cake Island, we I mean, they don't really show it much in the manga, but
would you? Oh my god!
Oh, wait, dude. Okay,
if
what do
he
you mean?
wasn't
I'm trying to get
moving,
there, Nikki. I'm trying to get there.
okay,
Nikki.
sorry, go.
Okay, after the Cracker fight, when he used Gear 4, and we got to see it in the anime, he starts crawling. He's crawling away. He's doing things he couldn't do in Dressrosa, or that we assumed he couldn't do. And what I'm trying to say is, Nikki,
he's a super emotional character. Every time there's an emotional situation going on with one of his crewmates or something like that, he's way more capable of being able to pull from the bottom of his fucking ability and do shit and get through shit. And fucking, he still hasn't gotten to Sanji yet. And that's what he's trying to do. Why would his gear third punch be weak? I don't get what your logic is.
I mean,
Are you
in danger.
retarded, Chai? Honestly, are you actually retarded? It's kind of annoying now because I've literally said the same reason. Like Gear 4
because you
has
think he's hella
drawbacks.
fucking weak now, you idiot.
Oh my god!
No,
he kind of is.
Did he just see
but the
Dressrosa?
drawbacks.
Didn't he
No,
see
but
Dressrosa?
Nikki, here, name the drawbacks
Oh my
because
God.
we don't know. We don't know what the drawbacks are. Name them.
If he has
Oh,
to be
okay,
carried
is
away,
the
to
way
Hold on,
I
the
Chaddy,
wanted
hold on,
him
Nick,
to
give
beat
him a chance, give him a
Karakuri.
chance,
What
give him a
happened? He was
chance,
supposed to
Chaddy.
beat Katakuri in your fucking
Hold on,
dream
Chaddy,
world.
give him a chance. Give him a
Did I
chance.
ever say that? Did I ever say that, Chai? Did I ever
Yeah,
say
he
that?
actually
Chai?
I said devil leg, you stupid fuck.
He ran away from Katakuri because of the gear 4 drawback.
Yeah, but a minute ago you
I know,
wanted
but
to
what are
stay there and fight.
What are the drawbacks, buddy? What are they?
The fact that he had to get help from Gats to run away from Doflamingo. He couldn't move. Gats was helping him move. That's all I'm saying. I've seen that.
No, he
in
could
the
have
chapter.
moved. The thing is,
How
he
do you
could
know?
have. What do you mean? How do you know?
Because someone else was moving him.
No, they were hiding him.
You're basing the
They were
fact that you
hiding
think
him.
that
Don't
Gear
be
Third Punch is weak on the fact that he ran away.
hiding
If he was still in the mirror world and he did that Gear Third Punch, you wouldn't think it was weak.
Yeah.
Of course I
Yeah,
would. Like, what
yeah,
if
it
he
would be
loses
weak.
Gear 4? The drawbacks
No,
are
no,
the same.
wait.
What does that
Okay,
matter?
okay. So why? Okay, let's pretend Katakuri wasn't using the observation hockey, and Luffy was just getting bodied, so taking mad damage, right? So you think all of his Gear 4 attacks are now objectively weaker?
No,
How
he's
is that
talking
the
about the
same
gear 4 drawback.
situation? How
Not
is
the
this
damage.
the same situation of Gear 4 drawback? That's not the same situation at all. I'm
The
not
only
talking about the
drawback
damage
is
at
you
all.
lose your hockey. That's it.
Oh my god!
You know-
the fact that
you
he
know,
couldn't move
I
in
think-
Dressrosa, he had to literally rest.
Nikki,
He had to rest.
That was due to his
He
injury
had to
from
rest
Karakuri.
to get his hockey back. Only his
I think-
hockey.
I think Nikki is right to a point, to an extent, but not
Exactly. Like,
completely.
oh my god.
Because-
Yeah, no, Heavens is still
because-
saying you're wrong overall. Don't.
So
I think
listen,
he's
right.
hold on. So he had a
You see-
10-minute break to regain his haki, but he had just gotten beat up by Doflamingo in return as Gear 4 was ending. So he was also super weak on stamina.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe
Nah,
he
gear
didn't
4,
want
he was dominating him. He like slammed him into a wall.
there was
Yeah,
20
but,
minutes where Doflamingo was doing something to keep himself alive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was still stronger in the physical sense. So, for example, if you do pull-ups, right, if you do the first one at 5, the second one is not
body.
going to be 2. It's going to be 4. And then
You couldn't know Hibbins.
I heard something about 5, 4, 2.
yeah,
You
I
got to
was
start
saying
over.
don't.
Sorry, pull-ups. We heard that.
So if you do pull-ups, the first one is 5. The second one is not going to be 2. It's going to be 4.
Mhm.
So I don't think DC
Yes.
decreases that much
Yes.
when you take a beating.
But
Even
does
if
it
you wanna say
decrease? That's the point I'm trying to make. Does it decrease?
We're not talking about when you take a beating. We're talking about the Gear 4 drawbacks.
Exactly. Like, what else do I have
The
to say?
only
Obviously,
stated
Luffy's-
drawbacks are that you lose hockey.
Listen,
Yes.
if that was the
All that's
only
stated.
drawback, he could have just stayed there with Katakuri and just waited 10 minutes and started dodging his
No,
attack.
he couldn't because he can't fight. He literally said, "I can't beat him or even fight him without
But
hockey."
He was dodging his attacks, though. That's what I'm saying. He could
No,
just
he
done
was
that for
dodging
10
his
minutes.
attacks because he had observation hockey.
Are you sure?
Yes. What do you mean? Am I sure?
Are you
You
really
think,
sure?
You think that his drawbacks are now less?
What?
than-
Here, wait. What would you think it was in Devil Leg?
Him just dodging. You have to
Wait,
be
what
calm to use
Devil
observation hockey.
Leg?
No, you have to be calm to use observation hockey. He wasn't calm. He was getting his ass whooped.
No, he's calm and composed when he's getting his ass whooped. Don't worry.
Okay.
I just do you guys think that his drawbacks are less than before?
Yeah, they're less than Dressrosa, of course, because he's getting used to using Gear 4th as much. But there's still drawbacks. That's the point I'm trying to make. He's not 100% in gear when he's using Gear 3rd, when he's punching the candy wall. That's my only point.
I don't agree with
Like,
Nikki about the candy wall thing, but I mean, like, I don't see why you guys are pretending like Gear 4 doesn't have drawbacks.
No, we know there are drawbacks. We know.
Yeah, like
Then
his
what's the
attacks wouldn't be
issue
weaker.
then?
Yeah, the drawbacks are you lose your hockey.
Drawbacks
You
are
know.
to his hockey, not his fucking body.
You guys agree that there are drawbacks. It's just that you're not clear on what the drawbacks are.
No, we're clear. There, it's stated.
No,
in the
I'm
manga,
saying
Steve-O.
you as two different groups arguing.
Oh yeah. Tell Nikki how he's wrong against Steve.
I'm not telling
okay,
Nikki that he's
fine.
wrong. I mean, I disagree with Nikki because I don't think that it's a physical strength drawback. I think it's only the
not.
hockey.
It's literally
Okay,
what we
fine.
saw because we know that Luffy was in a fight with Doflamingo, right? So that's why he let Gats carry him around after the first session of Gear 4. It was not that his physical abilities were weakened due to Gear 4. It was that he was tired from the fight.
Yes, saving energy and shit. Come on, Nikki.
So if you're tired, is your punch going to be same as when you're 100%?
Fictional story.
In the fictional story, yes, it is, Nikki. Yes,
Oh
it
my
is.
god. Well, okay, you
It
guys,
might even
okay,
be
nice
stronger,
head
Nikki.
cannon.
Nah, wait, you're using
Ah.
head cannon.
I'm sorry. I've got evidence. I've literally just explained what the evidence is. That's all. We just disagree about
Your
it. That's
evidence
all
is
I'm
Count up
saying.
the hours of sleep you got, and it doesn't add up. You know something.
Okay, but let me just let's just to end this conversation. All I'm saying is I expected Amande to cut the candy wall. That's all I'm saying. I don't think it's a big
I
deal
really didn't
because
expect
Vince
her
Mills
to.
can do
I'm
it.
not gonna lie.
Yeah, but
I
that
expected
clear,
her. I thought she was a
like,
cool
but-
It would be
character.
no big deal if Zoro
You're
or
saying
somebody cuts
anyone
through Cracker,
can
right?
cut it, Nikki.
That's what you think, right? It'd be no big deal. Just normal.
If
Anyone
what? Sorry,
can-
I didn't hear what you said.
If Zoro or somebody cut through Cracker, there's no big deal. Cracker's soldier. Just cut through.
What does this have to do with anything?
He's asking.
Yeah.
He's just trying to be
Exactly.
parallel. He's
What?
just trying to be
What does it
parallel.
have to do with
He's
anything?
trying to make a
Because
parallel.
you don't care. You seem to think that cutting through shit that's strong is casual.
Yes, that's what he's saying.
Because Amande
The
should
name
be
of her-
strong. That's the
Good.
point
I
I'm
just
trying
want
to
to make sure that
make.
you agree with me on things and later arguments.
Amande
That's all.
should be strong. Amande should be strong, right? Is there anything wrong with us saying she's supposed to be strong?
But I still got the feeling that Oda was showing off Amande.
That's what I think too.
Yeah.
In Oda's eyes, this is a feat for Amande.
I mean,
This
Oda's
is
a
how
faggot,
he's
so-
showing us that she's strong.
The
Because we
second
haven't
feat
seen
is
anything else from her really. This is him showing us that she's capable because
and
she
she's the
can
only
cut through the
person
skin
not
wall.
running from Big Mom in that
Yes.
panel. Brule and
Yes, it's obvious.
Listen,
Yeah.
not running from
Yes,
Big Mom
that's
doesn't
what I
make
agree
Big
with.
Mom.
But I'm not gonna. Yeah,
don't
exactly. I'm
know.
not making a big deal out of it. I'm just saying I expected her to do that because I thought she was pretty strong from the get go. Like the
Okay,
fact that
Nikki.
the Vince
And that-
Smokes, the fact that the Vince Smokes were naming those people, I was like, oh,
I agree
okay,
with
cool.
Nikki
So
on
some of
that
them
part
must
right
be.
there.
Yeah,
Like,
what
when
am
we
I
first
supposed
saw
to
her,
say?
I mentioned how I thought she
No,
was
no,
one
no.
of
I
the
thought
better people.
she's strong, but I didn't think she's just casually cutting through
Uh-oh.
this shit. That's what
I
I'm
think-
trying to say. I didn't think it was gonna
I
be.
think it was
casual.
there because like only reasons like the sword itself, like how we know it's like a cursed sword and shit like that. From her name,
Two named attacks. I thought people with named attacks.
like when she
good,
did
I guess
King
not.
Bomb as well. I don't know.
But you can infer from the panel that she's not afraid of Big Mom because she's not running.
Listen, not being afraid of Big Mom doesn't make you strong.
Mom.
I mean,
well, no, the fear has to do with it because if you don't run from Big Mom and you're afraid of her, she's gonna suck your goddamn soul out.
Yeah, but I'm saying like not being afraid of Big Mom doesn't make you strong.
If you're not afraid of Yonko, I think that makes you
pretty tough.
Yeah, that's an inference.
Not necessarily though. Not necessarily.
Okay, who's not afraid of Big Mom?
Bobbin, and he was ass.
Wait, what? You know Bobbin's strong.
Coming back, bro.
It took the fire tank pirate to beat him. Yeah.
Bobbin can put anyone to sleep.
Bro, sleepwalking people beat up
himself.
They had to sneak fucking Bobbins with the entire fighting pirates.
That's what I'm saying. They literally had to like.
That
sneak
means
him with wait, what was it? Was it 3 or 5 of the fire tank?
It was at least 3. I remember Vito, Algrati, and then Capone.
It was 3. Okay, so 3 people had to literally team up to beat him, and you say
3 of the fire tank pirates, they're ass.
No, wait, what do you mean? 3 of the top fire tank pirates are ass? Okay.
Yes.
This is going to different conversation.
I thought that should mean something.
Anyways, let's go to page 2, guys. Come on.
Back to the chapter.
Are we just at page 2? Jesus Christ!
We've gone past page 2. We've talked like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, because you went on a tangent.
Stop it.
No, we just disagreed about something. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
for like 45 minutes.
Anyways, what do you guys?
Yeah, I know, but that's what happens on these.
What do you guys think of?
Get used to it, Tyler.
What do you guys think of flowing mochi and then when he like basically fucking turned into like I don't know, like people were saying
dude, this shit's amazing.
Karakuri was hungry, he missed his tea. That shit was weak as fuck.
No, but
this guy didn't read the chapter.
The Peerless Donuts is amazing.
I'm listening to what you say, and by those terms, I know what he did last chapter.
Oh, okay, cool.
I just thought it was really cool.
The flowing mochi thing doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, the flowing mochi was real cool. He just turns into the mochi stream and
it doesn't make any sense.
And that candy wall was weak as fuck too, bro. Because Perosperos had his arm missing for God's sakes.
Oh, so he got weaker, Chatty. That's what it is.
Oh, you totally
my god. Yes, he's not physically in a good condition. I get it. Yes.
Yeah, and he just got hit by a bomb as well, so he's physically strong.
Yeah, he's weak.
Nah, that would only work, guys. That would only work if like if he was doing physical attacks, not making stuff.
No. It works in the same way. Same way.
How? That doesn't make any sense.
It's his power.
And
he's tired, bro.
It's not the same as throwing a punch or anything.
Yeah, Nikki, can you please explain to Devil Egg why this works, Nikki?
No, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with Devil Egg, of course. Like, how is physical strength the same as using a devil fruit?
What's physical strength? What the fuck?
Listen, if your devil fruit is snapping your fingers and you make fruit appear, that's not gonna get weaker if you take a bomb.
Only strong because he blows up air into his freaking arm.
You know, it's a punch that he does with his physical strength, right?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm saying
right?
Oh, okay.
Anyways,
oh my god.
What do you guys think of like the page where we see like Amande fucking trying to stop like Big Mom throwing fucking an entire giant nut around?
That's funny, man.
Oh no, yeah, where she's like, "Mom, this is my island."
That shit was weak as fuck, bro. Big Mom got hit by a lightning bolt.
Which is how Luffy's looking at Big Mom.
Wait, what did you say, Psycho?
What?
The way that panel is drawn, it takes your eyes down from the top right down to the bottom of the page, where then you look at the next large panel where it's Luffy sitting on top of Brûlé looking up at Big Mom. So he takes your eyes exactly where Luffy and Brûlé's eyes would be, looking up at Big Mom.
Yeah, I noticed that. That was amazing. Like the artistic way of describing.
Yeah. I just thought it was really cool how like we literally see Big Mom going on a tangent, literally still no one can stop her. And like
she got hit by a lightning bolt. She should be weak as fuck.
And then Perosperos says the Strats aren't here either, and there's Luffy.
Yeah, dude, I love how like Luffy just saves Brûlé, just carries her with him. What do you guys think though of the whole factor of fucking I guess we can kind of move towards the end of it where we go to see Sanji literally baking the cake and shit like that. Actually, here, let's go back a little bit. What do you guys think of the whole cakes, like the cake ships and shit that we see now, like their fleet, and how we see like Big Mom has a giant ship?
I just hope that they don't like Kuda burst over it or anything.
Well, I assume all these ships are behind them.
Right? No,
they'd have to.
But you guys think that they're gonna find like say Aladdin in them and fight them, or what do you guys think is gonna happen?
So.
There's not gonna be any fights.
Yeah, they're getting honestly, dude. They're getting away. Like, let's be honest.
I don't know.
You know, like the way Odyssey. Like, I'm pretty sure what's it called? The Fire Tank Pirates get Chiffon. They get away. The Sun Pirates get away. You know,
I'm still leaning somewhat. I say somewhat, like a small chance in my mind that there's gonna be an alliance at the end with the cake, just from the whole like.
Oh, for
of,
Big
like,
Mom.
Yeah, because like a whole
She might be like, "Yeah, Sanji, yeah, you
for
need
real,
to be
bro.
a chef.
Katakuri, I
You
think.
need to be a chef. I don't care."
Like yeah, because I remember when like Tamago first talks to him on the ship when they're heading to Whole Cake, and he's like, "Yeah, like if you're a good enough chef, she'll basically do anything for you." Like I kind of see it that way. Like why would she like give away like her best chef if like she can keep him, retain him? Like I don't know. That's how I see it. I think there's gonna be an alliance.
I think there has to be fights. I don't see how to get out of this without fighting.
You think there's gonna be alliance?
That's the thing. Like I don't think they should
I said
win.
fights. I don't see how to get out of this without fighting.
Listen, Steve-O, you underestimate
He can't
Oda.
fight? Are you high? He's
Oh,
been beaten
yeah.
up by his brothers, bro. There's no way.
But
He's
can
not
I
at
get?
full potential right now.
You know what
Can
I
I
want
get-
to ask you guys real quick? Oh, you could go first, Marath. That's cool. I got you. Bro.
I just want to say, who got killed in the previous chapter?
Previous chapter.
No, one of the previous chapters.
Who got
Who
what?
got killed?
Opera?
Yeah, and what was Opera?
He was a son of Big Bomb.
Yeah, but what was his ability?
The cream monster.
Okay,
face?
and why is the cream so important now in this chapter?
Because it's tasty.
Can't make it anymore.
So we missed the cream because Big Mom needs the cream, right? And that is
Yeah,
not anymore
Sanji.
here. So Sanji make the best cream right now. You understand what I'm trying to say?
He replaces Opera.
Like, he'll be that minister, you mean?
No, I just saying like that's why what Chris is saying like she needs Sanji,
Oh,
and
I
Sanji
get what
makes the
you're saying.
cream,
Okay.
and the cream, the only one that make the best cream is Sanji at the moment, and it's not Opera because Opera was normally making the cream.
Yeah.
He's basically.
Oh.
What, are you saying Sanji's gonna replace Opera?
No, I think,
That's how you can see it. That's why I'm saying if it's gonna be like
Yeah, we
alliance,
hear you. We hear you.
yeah.
I just don't see a way that they're gonna fight their way out. And like this is how I see it. Like let's say right that they deliver the
They
cake,
literally
not,
can't. They're too weak.
No,
Like,
they can't. Oh, yeah, you're right, Chad. You told us already.
but like let's say
Alright.
let's say it knocks Big Mom out, right? But let's say that everyone else is still angry at them, right? Because we
There's
see
no way
these
he
things
can knock out Big Mom now. What are you talking about?
With
We
the
just had this
cake.
conversation.
No, anyways, so with all the people that we see on these pages and the entire fleet, bro, like all these big names, they're gonna fight. Let's say that they somehow fight, like Daifuku fights Jinbei, etc., etc., etc. I just don't see a way that they would win and fight their way out. So the only other way that they're like gonna get out is an alliance, in my mind.
I was gonna say Jinbei, Fishman, just flooding everybody. I'm being serious now. I'm
No,
actually
I
being
know
serious.
where
What if they
it's
just
going.
flood the ships? I'm just saying, flood the ships.
How's he gonna flood the ships?
immobilize the devil fruits.
If
Let go
anything,
Fishman
they could
Karate.
literally just think the Sun Pirates could start sinking their ships. I think
Yeah, that's what I mean. Flood the
like
ships.
I'd
sink
see the
ships.
Sun Pirates dying out before I see Jinbei dying. To be honest, bro.
Yeah,
Opposite
I
way
feel
around
Aladdin.
to me.
No.
I think Aladdin's gonna
Nah.
be
Jinbei's
replace
already
Jinbei.
on the crew. He now has
Until
immediate
they-
immortal plot hack. He's not dying.
Until they throw a party, he's not officially part of the crew, man. That's what
You're
I'm saying.
crazy.
I mean,
Did
they're
you ever
like-
did you ever throw a party if you're in the middle of a fight or like even like in a war?
I mean,
Hey,
all right,
it's-
but you know what?
I don't think it's gonna get to
So my
that.
counter to the
I want to
alliance would be
Well-
that I don't think Big Mom's story is going to end until Elbath.
Right here. Yeah.
but that's what I'm saying. I
So-
feel like she has to be retained in the story somehow, and like she's not getting defeated. So the only other way I can see it is either they
think-
dip completely out of here,
So-
and then like they
so the
meet
way
up
I
at
see
Elbath
this-
as enemies, or they go.
They're mobilizing their fleet, and if the Straw Hats get away, they're going to chase them.
Right, but then
Potentially, eventually, till Wano. Or not till Wano, till Elbath.
but if
Where
that's
the
the case,
Big Mom's story can actually be resolved.
but let's say
Or-
resolved in
But I think they should catch them at Wano if
that's
they're
what I'm
really
saying.
Oh, wait.
Like, they would be right behind them. So like, if we're gonna be in Wano, I doubt that's gonna finish within a
They
day.
can't finish like they can't stay in Wano for like a couple days, chill, and you know what I mean when they're on their heels.
Yeah, so that's why I don't
Oh.
think they're gonna chase them because it would be, it would be stupid if we're gonna see because Big Mom already said like, you want to go after that beast. She knows she cannot fight probably against Kaido, so why would you go to a territory of another Yonko with your crew? Because that makes you getting in another war.
Like you're attacking them.
Yeah,
Or alternatively, right? Essentially, with what the fishermen have just been doing with all those snails under the sea, they've made it short. Like they've made it easy for people to like infiltrate the whole Cake Island and everything now, like the whole of Totland. So we might see appearance by someone else that could change the whole arc. Maybe
That'd be
that's
cool.
the other option.
I hope they rested.
Oh yeah, I want to ask you guys real quick. So
Booster
in this
call.
chapter, is it confirmed Perosperos awakening?
Wait, where?
Well, my whole thing.
Well, I mean, technically, yes, he has to.
I think I saw what you were talking about. Like he basically remotely made the candy come out of the ground.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
and it's how far away they are.
He has to be taking no fucking stamina because he's done.
Right now. You're right, Chatty, but not even that. But no, but Stebo, for real, you see what I'm saying, Stebo?
Yeah, like you usually with this sort of devil fruit ability, it has to come from your body. But he literally just made a candy wall come right up in front of Luffy, and it seems like it doesn't originate from Perosperos at all.
He's on his last leg. He was just
came out of the ground. It literally came out of the ground.
He's missing a digit now, a whole arm now. There's no way he can produce that kind of.
No, Chatty.
Digits a whole arm.
Chatty.
Oh, okay,
his awakening's weaker. That's all. That's why Amande cut
it. No, the awakening, because that's why we know it's an awakening, because there's no way he has stamina to do that.
Oh, you're right. And the awakening's weaker.
Well, maybe.
Anyways.
But confirmed awakening. I was just trying to say that.
So, or alternatively, like I said, obviously Jinbe and Rage are gonna die, but I honestly think someone can invade Totland right now. Like anyone, Jack, Kaido, and Admiral. Like I don't know.
But like, would they be able to do anything with all that shit? Like, unless it was Kaido himself, and then maybe
none of his
Jack just got hit by a fucking island-sized elephant. You think he can come in there and fight right now? Are you? What the fuck?
Oh yeah, for how you think, Nikki, for how weak he is.
You mean he got hit by like 2 weeks ago? Is that what you mean?
An elephant the size of an island.
Yeah. Well, 2 weeks. It was 2 weeks ago, so you can try.
How long do you think he needs? I would think
I don't know. I guess it's because he's a zone. He heals quickly.
Broke all his bones.
Zoro got cut by Miyagi and was in bandages for 6 arcs.
Oh, I guess he's not a zone fruit user, is he? So I don't think he heals as fast.
I think he may need a little fucking time.
Oh, all right.
He's still at the bottom of the ocean too. Not eating at all. I thought eating had something
he's
to
not
do with
drowning
this
either.
Don't you got to eat too?
Well, I guess you can eat the fish in the ocean.
How are you gonna get him? They're fucking swimming around you and you can't move, you dumbass.
Oh well, the people gonna get him can feed him, huh?
Oh, he's gonna have a little pet fish feed him.
Hey, why not? Why not? Why can't he have a pet fish?
That's gonna be a long and arduous trip.
Hey, you don't think he can talk to fish under there? Since he's a fish man, I'm just saying. Hey,
yeah, no, he's gonna be talking closer. He's gonna be like under the sea.
Yeah, just be like, hey, come, hey, let's do you get Ian? Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, woo. Hey, Nemo, hey, I found your parents. You can come in my mouth, and then he eats them. That's what he's gonna do. Yeah.
I guess
Parents are gonna find him.
Oh god.
Nemo confirmed.
Confirmed.
What do you guys think of all of Sanji's 2 years of training during the time skip came down to Sim whip cream?
What did you say?
Okay, I'm skipping this conversation.
The ultimate whipped cream.
Sanji's garbage. We all know that.
That was a 2 year time skip.
Like, did you see that drawing that they made of him and them as the white or the Big Mom Pirates, and he was Streusen? Of course.
Oh, good.
He saved everybody's life, Streusen.
It's only bad because he probably will be the first one to take down a young girl. Knocking him out. Sanji?
Wait, by what?
Knocking him out with the cake.
Oh no, yeah, dude, that's what we've been saying. I thought he's
so sad.
Bro, Sanji's one-shotting her with that cake, easy.
Oh
it almost happened. It almost has to happen.
Nikki, wait, are you saying, Nikki? Do you not see what happened to the fodder cook? Right, just the whipped cream. He's like, oh my god, it's so good, I might die.
And like they even told Pudding not to like.
Oh yeah, they literally said, Pudding, do not eat anything because you might pass out too. Stop.
Okay, maybe I was a bit extreme.
You know what's the problem here?
So delicious, I could just die. That's what he said.
Why would you put whipped cream
deliciousness
on a chiffon cake?
Because they're master chefs. That's what they do.
No. Whipped cream? That's weird.
It's not whipped cream. It's the ultimate whipped cream.
Simpson cream.
No, but sometimes you can have different icing. Some icing is whipped. Some icing is I forgot the other term for it.
Tell them again.
Frosted? Yeah, so I guess frosted would be the term.
I just said a random word, but yeah.
Because my grandma always making a big deal out of what type of icing she likes on cupcakes, and I think she said she liked whipped icing.
Facts.
Because like we see
Whipped
her,
icing and whipped cream are two different things.
But of course, when they say whipped cream and they're referring to a cake, they're talking about
Yeah,
icing.
about icing. Yeah.
I mean,
It's-
okay, maybe.
because they even said that they use their whipped cream to make a ganache.
That's just bad. That's just bad. I mean, you can whipped cream to make ganache. That makes sense. But I mean, like putting it on top of a chiffon cake, that's ill.
I mean, why not?
Well,
Like,
it's a secret.
Maybe that's what Big Mom
It is
likes.
the flavor.
Yo, you realize the first
How about
cake Big Mom wanted, and she was asking for Streusen, right?
Like,
What were the ingredients? Blood and what was all that shit?
Blood.
Blood wasn't an ingredient. She just said she wouldn't care if there was blood.
Because she wants it in there.
Yeah. And you know what Sanji got to do? Sacrifice. So.
Yep. The
Oh,
poo-poo,
man.
and then
But yeah, no, like I just thought it was funny how like they made a big deal, like the cake actually floating away, and they have to hold it down, and
Hold
the
it down,
whole
man.
ganache was coming out.
Oh,
That's what
yeah,
happens
like
when you
the-
get a bunch of master chefs coming together, bro. Some godly cuisine gets fixed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yo. But I don't see how you don't see it, Nikki, that Big Mom's about to get one shot.
Yeah, look with your third eye, baby.
I mean,
The
it's
third
like,
eye.
okay. I was extreme saying that, but I hope it doesn't happen. It just
Oh,
destroys
I
it.
hope it doesn't happen either, Nikki, but I know it's happening.
Mhm.
It's gonna happen, and I want it.
Like, dude, Nikki, I hate the fact that the cake's about to knock her out. But Oda's literally writing it.
Yeah,
He's
Sanji's
writing
bitch,
it
he
right
knows
now
she's
in
the
front
only
of our
way he can
faces.
And if it doesn't knock her out, then it's been a whole.
And what's
lot
on the last
time.
page? Let's
Exactly.
go. Time to defeat the woman making our friends suffer. Down with Big Mom.
Yeah.
And he's
Oh,
saying
funny.
down with Big Mom because he's planning on feeding her the cake.
I love how he says that in front of like everyone though.
I know.
And they're like, yeah, what are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I didn't like that, bro.
Right?
Like, this nigga talking about taking down a queen in front of everybody.
Bro, I didn't even think about that.
Well, they don't even care. They're like, that's fine.
I'm just look. It'll be annoying. Like, just be so terrible. And the fact is, it's like, do you think Big Mom would have passed out shade the other cake? I don't know. Like the actual wedding cake.
No.
The other one,
Potentially.
no, but like,
Honestly, I feel like she'd honestly pig out and stuff out where
Remember
she
all
might
the
have
things-
passed out. Yeah.
remember all the
He
things
really
that she
would
gave up for it, and then she waited like weeks for it.
Yeah, I think she
Like,
really
she
would
didn't
have
even
passed.
care that
That's
people
what. No,
like to
that's
start
why she
having-
went into a frenzy because she's like, "Yo,
Yeah,
that was going to be the
Nonsense.
best thing I had ever taken,"
yeah,
and she couldn't get. That's why she went into an uncontrollable frenzy.
and then now
Yeah.
this is gonna be even better.
And that was Streusen, dude.
He does that
Come
when
on.
things don't go her
Streusen
way.
had-
Listen, I will say this: Big Mom's rage, it changes depending on the plot.
That's true.
All I know is it took like what Streets in like 2 weeks or some shit like that. And, like Sanji got the shit done in like 4 hours because we got what 7 hours left. So it was like 6:05, and I think they said like 1 o'clock was when they were gonna meet up and like finish it. So 7 more hours, right?
Yeah.
Till 1 a.m.
Mm-hmm. You guys think that's
I
gonna go
don't
as
know.
planned though? That's the real question. Because
Well, how
I
much
hope it doesn't. I hope it goes the way of
Oh, go
Capone's
as
plan
planned?
and fails. Yeah.
like the Big Mom
Oh.
follows the
Fails.
ship because Luffy needs to somehow get her to follow him to go to the ship to then go to the cake ship.
Now he's gonna jump in the mirror world and she'll just go back to doing whatever.
But they're gonna go to the Straw Hats anyway. They know they're on the island, so even if they don't go for Luffy, they'll still go for Sanji and everyone else, right? If they know that when they find out they're there, so I'm sure they're gonna find out they're there soon.
What
They'll
if the
have
Fin-
to.
but what if the Fin Smoke come in play with this?
They honestly should just leave. I don't even know why they're still there.
No, they should leave. They're dumb.
Yeah, they should. It's kind of annoying to be
Yeah.
honest why they're still around.
It's because
Because
they got
are
a
they
dumb
not- are
broad
they-
as the
are
oldest
they, are
sibling.
they not also as
Dumb
well
broad.
on Nuts Island?
Right, Teddy?
Mm-hmm.
Were they heading to Nuts Island?
Um,
No,
Oh,
they.
no,
That's
they're heading
right.
to where the Cacao Island.
No, they
Cacao
were
Island.
on Nuts Island.
Yeah.
Big Mom was heading to them. I think they already left.
well,
Yeah,
then
they
they see. I can't remember what the fuck they said. I thought they were gonna go meet up with them though. Now,
They were planning to go meet up with like Sanji and all the other Straw Hats.
Yeah,
But
they're
I'm
gonna go
saying
meet up
they
with the
were
Straw
on
Hats, yeah.
before Big Mom got to Nuts Island. The thing that made it so crazy was they were on Nuts Island and she was heading there. So I think that the fact that she's now on there rampaging and we don't see them, I think they got away already. You know?
Yeah. Or we didn't search it because we don't know how big the island is.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Even if she
Nah, they must have-
landed when
they were
they were
in this-
leaving, like they
yeah.
left. You know, that's what I'm saying. She just didn't get them.
Yeah.
well, like what are the
Well, I don't
possibilities in
know.
your mind that could like go wrong or go right for this to actually work? Because we still have, like a couple of factors like the Capone pirate, Caesar, fucking Big Mom, and then Germa. They're still in play, and then obviously the Sun Pirates.
Well, I think Caesar's probably the one thing that I think unpredictable because his abilities are still pretty crazy, so he can actually do something significant in this arc. So I don't know. That's why I would say something to do with Caesar personally.
I feel like we're leaving with him, but it's just like I want to see how he gets introduced.
I hope he joins Buggy's crew. I really do.
Dude,
I think
yeah,
it's being the
thanks,
Buggy.
I want him to join the Straw Hats though. Straw Hat, Caesar for Straw Hat people. Hashtag
No.
No, bro, that would be the most trash thing to happen in this arc for Caesar.
Trash.
I actually think they need.
If anything, he should be Gastino again. You know?
Yeah, but I think actually they need Caesar on Wano just because of the gas that the beast.
Zoro
that's what I'm saying. That's why I
tornadoes
think
and
he's
shit.
coming.
Like, we don't need Caesar, and Caesar already flew away.
No, we do need Caesar. Zoro
We
wasn't
can have
doing tornadoes when Shino Kuni was coming after him on Punk Hazard.
He didn't have to. There was a safe zone.
No, yeah, he didn't have to because he knew it wouldn't work.
Mon number.
No. Because you saw how Buffalo wiped the gas away.
Yeah, Caesar is gonna join.
No, nobody saw that devil leg. Get off the Straw Hat's dick, man.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about Buffalo.
Riding Straw Hat. No, you started off as Zoro.
What are you talking about? Are you trolling me, man?
Yes, I am. Obviously.
No.
I had no idea what you were talking about.
Caesar is joining Capone, man. He's not joining.
No Straw Hats, I swear, because I don't want.
He has no
development.
development. He has no development.
What do you mean? He has banter with the crew. He's like he's
a joke. He doesn't have like a character.
Nikki,
Nobody likes him.
Nobody.
I mean, then again, no one liked Robin either.
That's how. Yeah,
Sanji liked Robin.
I still don't.
Nobody liked Robin. The only reason they were against Robin because she was an enemy.
Was because of what?
The only reason they were against Robin because she was an enemy.
I know. Caesar was an enemy.
No, but they literally do not like Caesar. They don't like him as a person.
You're right.
Well, I don't think they softened up to it.
Nah, matter of fact, they didn't like Frankie either. Matter of fact, they didn't like him as a person for being up on
He redeemed himself. He's shown that he wasn't that bad of a guy. Caesar gets.
Why can't Caesar do it?
Why can't Caesar? He's not that bad of a guy.
Caesar gets off on killing people.
But what did Nami say? What did Nami say about him? I don't know exactly, but she says something about him. And that's just something I don't know exactly.
All I know is Usopp straight up said that that's the person that Luffy hates the most.
Yeah. And all I know is Nami this arc was like, I'm never gonna forgive you because you fucked with those kids.
You know we're already getting carrot, pudding, and Jibba. Come on, Nikki.
Why those three? Why do people keep saying?
Okay, wait, who's gonna die?
No, because
Carrot's guaranteed.
You're already pudding. Oh,
no, Carrot's not joining. Pudding's not joining.
She is joining because they're already putting figures for her.
No,
I did not want Pudding to join.
He's joining.
Pudding should die. Pudding should die.
Pudding's another person that they're going
the only problem that I have with Carrot is that Carrot is not strong at this moment.
No, the only problem I have with Carrot is that we already have Chopper.
We already have Carrot's going to be on the ship, but not a crewmate.
Yeah,
I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
Who? Carrot?
Yeah, just like Inuarashi and Nakamushi were.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm okay with that.
Like she's not an actual crewmate, but she might just travel with us for a
Luffy in
bit.
the Straw Hat.
As long as Caesar joins as well, I'll be happy with that.
No.
But yeah,
You like a lot of weird stuff, Nikki.
Look, I'm just saying. Like,
Nikki's reading too.
He's a scientist.
Yeah, I know it would be cool, but I'm just saying, Nikki. Like, I don't know, man.
But he fills a position they don't have there. That's all I'm saying.
You want Jinbei to die?
Well, how you mean if he fills a position?
No, Jinbei is gonna die.
Which position he fills?
Jinbei is like
the
scientist position.
Yes,
the position they don't need. They didn't do with science on the Sunny. What the fuck?
They don't need a musician.
Yeah, they didn't need growth, exactly. But they wanted him.
Pirates need music. What are you talking about?
They don't want a scientist. Luffy specifically stated he wanted.
No, but that's the thing. They don't want us. That's the thing.
Yeah, they wanted a musician for like 3 or 4
but they need him.
Exactly.
They need
him. Already have Frankie. Frankie's close enough. They don't.
No,
need
he's not close enough.
And they're all saying, "Shut up, we don't."
Frankie's not a scientist.
He's not a. No, he's
Frankie's
not.
He's an engineer.
Engineers
He's an
and
engineer.
No, engineers and scientists
is a
scientist. He's not a scientist. If he's
an engineer,
he is an engineer.
Studied with the teachings of a scientist, with the greatest scientist in the world,
and he only took his engineering stuff. Yeah,
engineering is a type of science.
Like, come on, son.
It is. Engineering is a type of science.
But we're talking about pots and potions here. We're not talking
Yeah.
about just like
Yeah.
Well, that's
know
fucking wizard
exactly
now.
what-
What the hell you mean potions?
I know exactly what
That's
we
the
mean.
simplest
Well,
way I
then,
can
if you
put
want
it.
to go there, then Chopper's a scientist too.
I think
No, he's
you're
a
talking
doctor.
about-
Chopper
I think
is a
you're
scientist. If you
talking
talk
Doctor.
about
Doctor.
potions, he made the rumble.
he's-
talking-
He calls
you're
himself
talking
a doctor, though.
Okay, but he's a
That's-
scientist.
No, he
Yeah.
called himself a
that's
doctor, though.
It doesn't matter what you
Medical
call
science.
yourself. It matters what you are.
Oh,
He
you
called
stop
himself a
that
doctor, man.
Steve-O.
He got trained by a doctor.
Stop it, Nikki.
Called himself
Stop
a
it.
doctor.
Stop it
I'm
right
just
now.
saying.
That's double-edged thing. That you can't do that.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
Guys,
Yeah, Heavens, what's up, buddy?
engineering is a science, being doctor is a science, medical, and also chemistry. That's what you guys were looking for, chemistry.
We don't need a chemist,
Chemistry,
though.
science is Caesar. Yes, exactly, but Caesar's science is chemistry. That's all
Yeah,
I'm
he's a
saying.
chemist. Yeah, that's what we're saying. Sorry, okay, we need a chemist. That's what we need. Sorry.
No, we don't need a chemist.
For all that.
Yeah, we need a chemist. Why not?
If we don't have one, then they're dying to the gas on Wano.
They can blow that shit away with something.
No, they can't.
Just grab a fan. Have Frankie build a fan.
Buffalo did it just fine.
Yeah, but
Buffalo
that's
ain't here
Buffalo,
no more.
bro. Yeah, that's Buffalo. Not everyone has
Just
Buffalo's
don't-
abilities. Come on, Steve-O.
Frankie was looking at Buffalo. He could be
You're
like, I'll just make a fan that looks like Buffalo. There.
Stop.
Come on, bro.
I just don't understand, Nikki, how you can prefer a chemist over a helmsman fishman.
Because he's not gonna make it. He's gonna die. Like what else is to say?
Nah, he's not gonna die anymore.
He's
Oh,
never
okay,
been
when is-
dying.
I
He was
keep
never
saying
going to
this.
die.
He has never
He was
had
never
death-
going to
yeah.
die.
Ever. He hasn't had death flags on him. Ever.
There was a chance.
I wouldn't say
before,
that.
but
I
obviously
I know,
we
but Steve,
can't
you know
see
what
the
I mean.
future.
I'm just saying, like, he was joining the
Okay.
crew. We know the crew doesn't die.
The chance
Come
is
on.
so
he
low
had
at
plot
this
hacks
point.
on his side, dude.
But
What do you say, Ty?
all I'm saying, the
Yeah,
fishermen are the perfect solution to them getting out of Totland
We
and
know
Whole
the
Cake Island.
fisherman
essentially.
crew, the Sun Pirates might do some shit like that.
No, but
Maybe.
you know Jinbei ain't gonna let them do it by themselves. Jinbei's
Yes,
like, I'll
he
do this,
would.
and then everyone else will duck
No,
out.
he wouldn't.
Nah,
He wouldn't have
Jinbei's
done-
self-sacrificing.
You're right. He would not have done it before he talked to them, but then they were like, Jinbei, do not worry about us. Period. And he was like, all right,
Nah,
thank you, guys. Thank you.
Nah,
come
he's
on.
gonna pull a 180, and it's gonna be like, look, I can't. Let
So
my
he's going
boys
to
down like
digress
that.
as a character. He's going to have character regression. He's not going to, yeah. Cool.
No, he's gonna see the fisherman in trouble like Aladdin and all the rest
Nope,
of
nope,
them.
nope, nope, nope.
And
Nah,
and
bro.
then he's gonna
It's
jump
all about
in.
character.
I mean, if Sanji can regress in character this arc, why not Jinbei?
Damn,
Well, I
that's a
mean,
good
but
point.
Sanji,
I hate that
dude.
point.
No, stop it.
What?
No,
Sanji,
no,
Sanji.
don't say
Sanji's
don't say that,
constantly,
Dad.
no,
Don't say
Sanji's
that.
literally regressed at mad different points in the series. For example, on Fishman Island, literally his goal, his dream was to find the All Blue, right? But once he even heard word about Shirahoshi, he said, fuck that. I want to be hurt. Fuck all that
But
shit. I'd rather
we know
die.
Sanji's a lecher,
no.
though.
Sanji
We
said,
know
I'd
Sanji's a
rather
lecher.
die than accomplish my dream. Mad character regression all the time, bro.
It was just those are jokes, though. Come on, man.
It was not a joke. He really was willing to die instead of finding the All Blue or
Yeah,
sailing with
it's
Luffy
serious.
or any of that.
He got
No,
turned to
Sanji.
stone.
Sanji as his
It was a
character
joke.
was dude. It's a joke for the audience, but in terms of like the verse and stuff, he was very serious, bro. You cannot take that away.
What part are you talking about? Sorry, I just got spaced
How
out.
Sanji like basically like regressive in terms of like, for example, his goal I was bringing up, Chris. Like how he was willing to die instead of like finding.
I wouldn't call that regression. That's just his character. His goal isn't a
Yeah,
series.
exactly. He's a
Yeah, he's
lecher.
always like that.
essentially.
No, I'm saying like if Zoro had done something like that, where he's like, I don't want to be the world's strongest swordsman or whatever, that would be regression. Because
Yeah,
how
no,
Zoro's been built
No,
up.
but because for example, Mihawk talked about how like essentially Zoro was willing to give up on his own dreams and aspirations to like serve under Luffy and like build up Luffy, right?
I mean, I'm talking about over something joking, not something like serious like that, like loyalty to Luffy.
I'm so confused.
No, but this was serious. That's what I don't get. It was
Wait,
serious.
It wasn't serious.
It was
It
serious.
wasn't
Sanji
serious.
was,
Come on.
No.
It
Sanji
wasn't
was gonna
serious, dude.
die.
what
He was
part are you
gonna
talking about?
die.
Come on, dude.
When
That was a
Sanji
gag.
literally, you
That
remember
was
when
definitely-
Sanji was turning
that was a
around to
gag.
see, want to see Shirahoshi, Chris, and he
And he
knew that
turned
he
to
would
stone.
literally die. No,
Yeah,
he didn't know
that-
what was gonna happen.
That, that was like right then there. That was his top dream.
That was a joke.
It's pretty
that was
bad.
what, Chris?
That's his top dream right there. Like he was about to give up everything
he's-
else for that.
No, but that's what I'm
He's
trying
been-
to say, Chris.
He would die.
He was willing to forego everything else, Chris. That's
Like
what
if,
I'm saying.
if a normal fish like woman, right, was or mermaid, I should say, was the one that like knocked him out and they needed a blood transfer, bro. And then like we saw how bad it was, and he was hospitalized. Imagine what that would have done. That would have probably killed him off.
No, that's what I'm saying, Chris. Knowing
Yeah,
like
probably.
he had a choice
joke,
to
though.
either like
Die or to like ignore it.
he had a choice to either ignore that Shirahoshi and continue going after his goal, you know, and sailing with Luffy and making the Pirate King, or be selfish, get what he wants right now, and die. And
Yeah,
he chose
he's-
himself.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Look,
saying. He
there's
chose himself. That's all I'm saying. You can't deny that.
We know Sanji likes two things: babes and the all blue. So
No, but what
he
I'm
just
trying to
chose
say
babes.
is no, dude, because every other character in the entire fucking crew was willing to give up something. Zoro was literally willing to give up his own dreams for Luffy.
Didn't
Yes, he still wants to be
Sanji
the world's
almost
strongest.
didn't Sanji almost give up his life for the crew as well?
Anyone would do that. What do you
But
mean? That's
technically,
basic.
yes and no,
Anyone
because
would.
like remember when the Red
And then
Sun
didn't he
came
just
and
sacrifice
stopped
his
him?
happiness by going to Whole Cake Island?
Can't-
and
can't
just,
be
like,
Oh wait, are
having
you
his
talking
arranged
about him
marriage?
leaving for? Oh my gosh, Nikki! I thought you were talking about a different part. That's bullshit,
The
Nikki.
exact same thing Robin did during Water 7.
Yeah.
And we know, and he knew how Luffy would react, so it's even worse.
Nah, what
Putting
he
his
tried to
crew in
do?
danger fighting Yonkos. Come on,
No,
dude.
no, what he was trying to do was
Sanji's hellish
make it so
selfish,
that they were trying to focus on Kaido instead of getting caught up into Yonko.
Wait, what did you say, Double Leg?
Sanji was trying to like make it so they wouldn't be like fighting two Yonko at once. That's why he left a note, because like Luffy wasn't worried until Nami said anything.
Come on, Sanji was shonen though.
No, I'm talking about when he left the note and Luffy was like, okay, whatever, he'll be back. Like Luffy and Zoro were like, whatever, Sanji's gonna be back. Let's just continue doing whatever we were doing. But then Nami's like, no, he's got blah black ass.
Oh man, am I the only person that thought it was funny?
No.
Sorry, my brain.
I thought that was funny. That you're the only person that thought that was funny. That's why I'm laughing.
Oh well.
I wanna ask.
But basically, it's not like he should have known Luffy would act like that, because Luffy wouldn't have acted like that had Nami not fucked it up.
Facts.
Sanji-kun.
Okay, that was funny. Anyway, 44. What are you trying to say, 44?
You see Luffy in front of Big Mom, right, Nikki?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't he like in the perfect position to sacrifice himself for the crew, like Jinbei?
Yeah.
And let the crew.
Fuck, you should be.
Yeah, fuck
So,
you, Nikki.
if
Fuck
Jinbei
you,
is a crew
dumb
member-
argument.
So Jinbei,
Oh my god. Do you have to go? We can.
Can you let Heavens talk?
Damn, Nikki.
You don't want to interrupt him first, alright?
Damn, nigga.
I'm not talking over Heavens. Yeah, go ahead, Heavens. You have the floor now, unless Nikki interrupts.
Fucking loud fuck.
I didn't realize my name's not Chatty, you bastard. So fuck you.
And you're still talking when Heavens wants to talk.
crew member.
Yeah, shut up.
You got the floor, Heavens, now.
All right. So Jinbei is a crew member, right? And Luffy is a crew member too. What?
He's not officially a crew member.
Heavens!
Shut
Yes, he
up.
is, bro.
Yeah, you have to let people speak, Nikki. Damn.
Damn.
Fucking annoying ass.
So Luffy is in the exact same position that you imagine Jinbei in, where he basically has to sacrifice himself until the crew is gone. But Jinbei is a crew member. Luffy is a crew member. Why don't you think about Luffy dying right now?
Okay, one, the situation is totally different because they're baking the cake right now to give to Big Mom. So it's not like they're all together and they're about to escape. That's a totally different issue. So
Can you say the
that's
same thing? Can you say the same thing if Jinbei was there right now?
Yeah, I'll say the same thing if Jinbei was there. Yeah.
Would you?
You wouldn't. We
Yeah,
all know
I would.
you
You
wouldn't.
lie.
He'd say that
No, I'm
Jinbei
being
would
serious.
die. He'd say Jinbei would
Yeah,
die right now. He'd say Jinbei would flood the island.
No.
He'd be like Jinbei would flood
You
the
Okay.
always
What, let-
lying.
All right,
Okay,
let Nikki defend
This
himself
old
now.
okay, is this guy having a fit or something? It's a seizure? You're
Nah,
right.
just, you have a chance. You have the
Good?
floor, Nikki. You better not waste it.
Everyone's waiting to hear your
Yeah.
stupid comment.
Okay,
Yeah,
all I'm
we're
saying is
learning.
this. I've said for a while now, Cacao Island is where everything's going to go down, right? So essentially, when everyone gets together and they're escaping, that's when Jinbei can sacrifice himself to save the crew because he knows they're all safe and they're all on the ship. That's it. He can't do it now when everyone's all over the place. How is he going to know they're going to be safe?
No, because there's a purpose as well. Like Luffy's like comparable to Roger, right? And Roger had every race almost on his crew, but no fishermen. So Jinbei has to be there.
So here's my
Why?
counter.
Do you think? Wait, do you think Roger had a skeleton on his crew, Maras?
It's not a race.
Did he think? No. Did he think he had a human?
No,
human
it's
that you know that like, bro. It doesn't have to all be exactly the same verbatim for you to.
Yeah, no, exactly. He could just be friends with the fishmen. They're gonna still follow Luffy, aren't they? Even if
they wouldn't follow
right?
Luffy if they let Jinbei
here's
die.
my counter argument to that.
Yeah,
okay,
not the captain anymore.
Yep,
Jinbei's
it's Aladdin.
Proven his position as helmsman. Luffy's the captain, and Luffy's in the position that has to sacrifice himself for the crew. He's not going to die from it because he's the main character, but he's in the position to do anything he can to make sure his crew survives.
Exactly. Thank you.
True, but Jinbei's got the same kind of morals as well. He does.
He's not
going to
die.
Like
but
he sacrificed himself. He's already sacrificed himself in a way. Like he got in harm's way to save Luffy already from fucking Akainu. So why don't you think the same thing could happen now on a bigger scale?
But he's not in the position of command anymore. So he has to take command. So if Luffy says no, you guys go, he has to listen.
Yeah, but you cannot compare that with Akainu at the moment. No, because there was agreement that he had with Ace at that moment.
It was.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. But it's in his character to save people. Like I don't think he's gonna stop doing that kind of stuff.
Person. No, it's not.
In that position
Jinbei's a shitty person now.
Crew member from something.
Obviously, nothing's gonna happen to Luffy here. It's like he's already sacrificed himself by throwing Katakuri and himself in the mirror world.
He was introduced to Zoro saving him.
Yeah, what's the point of that saying that? Then? What are you trying to say?
It's his character to save people. It's Luffy's character to save people.
Yeah, I'm not saying he's not either. What's your point?
So what they're asking
what are you talking about? You're just saying nonsense, Chad.
They're just asking you, Nikki. All they're asking you, Nikki, is for like the longest, bro. Like I think I can go back a good 50 streams, and you're saying this shit, Nikki. Okay.
I'm telling you.
Okay, I know. Okay, so what they're saying is, Nikki, the scenario that you have always thought Jinbei would wind up and find himself in, it's literally like Luffy in that scenario.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? In that exact scenario. But you don't think Luffy's about to go up and do some final shit where he's gonna try and, risk himself for the crew?
Because the situation's totally different. He doesn't know where the rest of the crew is. Okay.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Look, they have a plan. What do you mean he doesn't know where they are?
If they're still in the territory, right? If there's no plan for them to essentially get out right now, all they're doing is baking a cake right now, isn't that? What's happening? So in my mind, until the plot shows that they're about to leave, and then Luffy's in the same position where their big mom's there, and the rest of the big mom pirates, and all the people on the crew, and they're about to leave. Then if Luffy's in that exact same position trying to sacrifice himself, then I can see that happening maybe. But obviously it's not going to happen because Luffy's the main character. But this situation right now is not the same situation because he doesn't know how the crew's going to get out. He just knows they're going to the island to bake the cake. That's about it.
Dude, he's got to believe in his crew. He doesn't need to know how to get out.
He's supposed to meet him there as well. He's supposed to meet him there, so that's the point.
And
he already had to schedule the time. And he will. Yeah, exactly. So it's like it's really,
with a brand new crew member named Jinbei.
No, Carrot. But then I don't know about.
No, Carrot's not going to be on the crew. I went over this.
Tyler has a good point, though, Nikki. If Jinbei dies after Luffy got him into his crew, doesn't that mean that Luffy fails as a captain?
He failed, yes.
Yeah, failure.
That's why he can't.
That happens, though. That's
no,
growth.
Nikki, it doesn't.
He failed to save Ace. He failed to save Ace. It's growth.
Lesson was already learned.
That's why he was trained for
stupid and waste of time.
Yeah, he learned his lesson the first time. He deserves it.
I'm just saying it happens. Like people have had to sacrifice. No, I'm just saying. No, people have had to sacrifice themselves to save Luffy loads of time. Bon-chan, Jinbei sacrificed himself. Ace sacrificed himself. Well, but I thought Bon-chan was dead before the cover arc and stuff. The cover page.
But you're missing the point of the whole arc. The whole point of this arc is to tell us, the readers, that Luffy's not ready to take on a Yonko yet.
Agreed.
It's not to tell Luffy that your crew members are going to die if you don't take it seriously, because we've already seen that.
No, that's what the full Yonko arc's about, though, isn't it? Essentially, you can't mess around. They've underestimated the Big Mom pirates,
and now they know. Now they know.
No, they never underestimated the Big Mom pirates.
What's the consequences besides Pedro?
Nikki, you already
Pedro. What do you mean? Pedro is.
They never underestimated.
Besides Pedro, I said.
Why do they need more? Why can't it just be Pedro? Why do you you greedy?
Because that's not significant enough. That's not significant.
Nikki, I just don't understand that you're saying that they underestimate the Big Mom pirates, but because they knew how dangerous it was to get in that territory, and that's why they say you have to go stealth.
Herself, though. If Nami said it herself,
no, they already said we want to go stealth because we know we got in dangerous territory. That's what they said.
But
so
Nami said they underestimated them. That's the point I'm trying to make.
It's not even that, Nikki. I feel like one. Let's be honest, dude. He's part of the crew. Like, whether you like the fact that he's part of the crew or not, whether any of us like it, he's part of the crew. So he has like those same type of plot hacks. And you remember how I don't think anyone on the crew would be willing to throw themselves in harm's way, thinking that that they're gonna die. Like, you remember the whole Brook thing? How what's it called? He said who plans on dying when he see the whole thing about his friends. Young lady
plans to die.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think Jinbei would be like, oh yeah, you guys just keep going. I got this. I'll meet up with you later, but he's really gonna go and die.
What kind of fool?
That sounds exactly like Jinbei.
No, it doesn't. I mean, you don't know Jinbei's character, bro.
Yeah, I want to die. That sounds like Kaido.
No, I'm not saying he wants to die. I'm just saying he's willing to sacrifice himself for the crew. I'm just saying that sounds like something.
No, but what I'm saying, Nikki, no. You missed what I said, Nikki. You missed what I said. I'm saying they wanted to make a plan in which it requires one of the crew members to die for the other ones to survive. They would not do that. They wouldn't do that. Yeah, they'd rather all go down swinging.
And honestly, if one of them died right here and then, I feel like it'd make the entire time skip for Luffy pointless because
nothing.
Time skip was
why didn't he just go straight into the new world like everyone else? Why not?
Yeah,
the entire point of this time skip is to make sure no one else on the crew is in danger, that he can actually protect them.
Because
I don't like that argument because that assumes that Luffy knows exactly what he's going to face. He does not.
No. We know.
He doesn't know exactly how strong he needs to be. Obviously,
no, it doesn't have to be specific. It just means he has to be ready to face any.
Yes, before Luffy,
he's not ready to face anything.
The thing is, before the time skip, Luffy actually realistically thought he was the shit. He thought no one's beating me. I'm gonna be the fucking Pirate King, bro. And he got a massive wake up call. He realized, holy shit, there's people I really can't even beat. There's people I really can't even touch. That's the whole thing. You know what I mean? Even the other crewmates, for example, like Usopp, for example. Usopp literally even states it when he's on the Boyne Archipelago. He literally states yo, I really thought Luffy was going to be Pirate King, and I would just sit there and do nothing. He said, I thought Luffy was the GOAT. But now, realizing that their opponents Luffy can't beat, we all have to get stronger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was pretty obvious in his lobby. When, Luffy was there. They had, bet everything on Luffy winning, otherwise they'd all die.
Yeah.
And that's bullshit.
No, but that's true, though. What Chris is saying
Lucci wasn't going to solo the crew after he was halfway injured.
I mean, bro, he's Lucci, and they had Buster Call.
But they were all injured, though. It's not like they were all just fine and dandy. You know what I mean?
There were still 8 of them versus Lucci. They were
Lucci,
well enough to fight the captains.
Lucci was shown to be twice as strong as Kaku.
He was half dead at that point, though.
I mean, it's still plus they had 5 Vice Admirals.
Okay, what was Nami gonna do? Nothing. What was Usopp gonna do? I mean,
Thunderland's tempo. What the fuck?
Go ahead and admit it, Dan. He has limitations. Go ahead and admit it.
No, I know. I mean, does he?
Oh, I like that. That's true. Go on. You said it too late, Dad. That's it. We got it now recorded.
Yeah,
you think we can't edit the stream, Nikki?
But I just see it as Luffy during this time skip. It wasn't I'm gonna be.
But it wasn't. Okay. It wasn't Luffy. It wasn't Usopp. It was Sogu King. So it's not.
Yeah, exactly. You tell. But I think it wasn't to be Pirate King. You're gonna talk over me. Cool. Go ahead.
No, sorry. You go. No, I apologize.
That's cool. You go. Yeah, no.
I apologize, Captain. Sorry.
We know you're going to talk over him anyway, so just go, Nick.
But no, what I was basically saying is he doesn't have to be X level. He just had to be someone that if people are in danger on his crew, that he would die before them. Is kind of what he was implying. He had to be strong enough to fight the strongest people that were going to be a danger to his crew. So if anyone's to die, it should be him because he should be putting himself in front of like Jinbei, in front of all these other people.
Yeah, think of like what Roger was stated as doing when shit hit the fan, and he knew that they realistically, like his entire crew, even if they all.
Like Garp even
I
mentioned.
agree with that, Dan. I agree with you totally about the whole the Roger stuff. But essentially, we don't know anything about how Roger's journey was. I'm sure,
but we have
No,
to
but I'm
draw
saying it doesn't matter about how Roger's journey was. That's what I'm saying.
No, because Luffy's not on the same level as Roger right now. Anyway, he can't essentially just do this.
How do you know?
He's doing stuff like that now.
No, I'm being serious.
Stop. What do you mean? I hope you're backing me up.
No, Roger started his journey roughly around the same age that Luffy did. He wasn't even 20 years old yet. He started his journey then. When he went around and was becoming Pirate King, he's almost 50. How do you know Luffy isn't on Roger's level right now from where Roger was?
And then went back and did it again with his crew.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. How do you know that Roger wasn't roughly where Luffy is right now? How do you know?
And how did you know the stories of Roger went after he went into the?
You're trying to change this. Yeah, I see what you're trying to do.
You're just saying you've heard stories. We've all heard stories about Roger, but we don't know what age he was when the stories came out.
No, first and foremost, holy shit. You literally cut me off when I was trying to talk about the Roger thing. First and foremost,
sorry. Go.
You don't even know what I was saying about it.
Go.
I was talking about the fact that I was literally just bringing up a point to back up what Chris was saying about how Luffy would probably want to stick around there. That's what I was saying. When Roger's crew, when that shit hit the fan, and Roger realized his crew would be like helpless in that situation, he always said, "Yo, fuck it, you guys run. I got it."
Like
that's what the 2 years were for Luffy. So that if shit hit the fan again, like they did at Archipelago, when he sees someone like Kizaru and that, he's gonna say to his crew, he's gonna tell them to run and say, "I got it." That's what's going on. He's not gonna ask his crew members like Jinbei to die for him. Come on,
okay. Let me. I never said he's gonna ask them, and you have to think about it this way, right? The fact
they
that
wouldn't do it, though, Nicky.
Wait.
No. But did it
Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point.
Go ahead.
The fact that Luffy rushes in head first, whatever. The fact that Luffy rushes in head first all the time to save his crew, right? Essentially, I think there's going to be a period of time when he does that, and we've seen it happen before, where he's going to be too tired, like from fighting somebody. And then essentially someone else has to jump in, and Luffy's going to be out of the picture for a while because he's already had to fight someone really strong. That's why everyone has to get strong essentially. So if Luffy's not in like available at that time, someone else is going to have to do something, aren't they? Why can't that obviously be Jinbei, because he's like one of the strongest right now?
You just don't like Jinbei.
Okay,
no, you really don't like Jinbei. I don't know what the hate is.
I do like Jinbei.
You know, it's
okay, go on, Maras.
Hey,
Maras, go say your ridiculous points now. Go.
No, the only thing I'm saying is, why did Rayleigh told Luffy in what was it that Roger choose to get rid of the whole crew and just bring himself into the Marines to save the rest of the crew, because he knew Rayleigh was dying anyway, but still he just sacrificed himself for the crew.
No, he knew he was dying and he wanted to start the Great Pirate Era.
No, he's talking about when they had to disband. During the bar scene, he mentions how they disband the crew.
Yeah,
because otherwise they would go after the crew, and it's kind of like they would. For instance, if
he's
they
saying that they're so infamous. What's it called? Like Roger is not taking on the entire world government. So for the sake of his friends, he actually said, "Yo, you guys just go run and hide."
Yeah, because otherwise the crew members would come. Like for instance, Rayleigh, if wasn't given the order to not save him, they would probably come and save him.
Yeah,
but it was inevitability though. If your captain dies, unless Rayleigh wanted to be captain, then obviously they're gonna have to disband anyway. And the fact is, since they're so notorious, people know who they are. They all know who those people are. Right?
You're literally like Nicky. Did you even listen to the question that we just asked?
Well, honestly, I said, Nicky, was that they disbanded the crew solely so that the crew themselves don't get put in danger by trying to save Roger. Because when they gave up Roger and told the crew, "Okay, don't come for me," right? They basically said, "Okay, now you're safe. Now don't show yourselves." That's why Rayleigh never comes out of hiding. Like Rayleigh mentions himself that he regretted basically not saving Roger. Because if he was not given the order, like for instance, if Luffy got captured, bro, and they were strong enough to contest with admirals, Zoro's running up there. He's gonna go save Luffy, and that's what Rayleigh would have done.
So you think if
that's what's stated. That's not what I think. It's just what's stated.
It's what's in the manga.
Cool. Okay, fine. If that's then
Manga
I agree with you guys on that point. Then, but let me ask you this question: do you think if Luffy told them not to, if he gets caught by the Marines or something, and he tells everyone not to save him, that they won't save him?
If there's no plot, then yes, I think they would listen to his exact words. But at the same time, it's kind of 50-50 because you know how like Usopp and Zoro are. Like they probably would think fuck that.
Well, that would that's
but you remember the age difference. Too. Like, they're only 20 something.
Yeah,
and they were like 50s. So like that's
I agree.
Kind of like the end of their journey or whatever.
Yeah, like they've
end of a journey that's different.
Their entire life together, whereas like these crew right now is just starting.
Yeah,
the crew's only been together for less than like 10 months now, or some shit like that.
True, I get it. But I just believe Jinbei and Rachel are gonna die 100%.
We know what you believe.
And like I said, I'll keep the bet. If that doesn't happen, I'll call myself Jinbei for whatever long.
I forgot I forgot you took up a losing bet, Nikki.
But remember what happens if I win, guys. Remember what
we know, Lord Vengeance. But that's never happened in Nikki.
Okay, we'll see.
Nikki.
Yep.
I'm saying, man.
Can't wait to come.
Jinbei, look, all the fishman pirates are still there. Jinbei is ready to sacrifice himself. I see in his eyes. He's like, all right, man.
It's the captain's job. That's all I'm gonna say.
Anything else?
Hey, as I said, he's gonna be immobilized. He's been fighting Karakuri. Well, if he has to fight Karakuri one more time, and then he gets too tired, and then someone has to jump in. I'm just saying. Look, let me just. This is the last question I ask, and I'll stop talking so much. Like. Do you think there's not going to be any sacrifices against the full Yonko? Like, no one's going to be in, especially out the crew.
No, we've already seen sacrifice.
No, but
that's
I mean,
the thing
that
we've already gotten.
That's not the point. It's the full Yonko.
And I know what Nikki's saying.
No, we are going to get more sacrifices. You know what's going to happen, Nikki? When we get to Wano, we're going to get some samurai in Wano that we, I guess, attach to the crew, yada, yada, yada. Someone will probably die for the sake of the crew. But the people on the crew will be good, Nikki. That's what we're saying.
Like I think the main crew will be
the main crew will always be safe, Nikki.
Like the only time I would ever see one of them dying would be like very, very end of series. Like the whole like theory of Usopp dying like in Sand Mills was
after
kind of relevant. Yeah, like, I'm talking like end like the last arc, like we're on the very last portion of it. Maybe someone dies there. Until then, bro, like to me,
no one's dying, dude.
Anyone in the crew, bro, is safe. Like they're literally like
that's why we're telling you like Jinbei's definitely good.
Like even if Luffy if Luffy like got like against say Blackbeard, Weevil, like, a ton of people all at once, and like is in the story, he's surviving just because that's how that shit works. Like he literally can't die.
I know this is probably blasphemous, but the MVP of the arc, I'd say Brook might actually have potential to die in one
at the end of the series. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, but I'm saying in a series, bro. Like I don't think anyone's gonna kill them.
They're not going to die to get to the end of the series, Nikki. That's what we're saying.
Also, I think that he's gonna fight best. Also,
sorry.
Oh yeah, you can go after me. So also, I think that he's gonna fight Vasco Shot.
Yeah.
They don't call him Shot for no reason.
You tell him, Steve.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I just think that everyone, like, for instance, if we go to Wano, bro, I personally want one of the supernovas to die because I want there to be less plot armor in the series. Like, I don't want to go through a huge threat like Wano with Kaido and then have no one, like, top tier, like, in terms of
but no one on the Straw Hats is dying. That's the point.
Tyler, what were you saying?
I don't even remember.
Oh, good job.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, but and besides it, I already told Nikki so many times. There are almost all the people in the have a dream. Jinbei has a dream as well, and let's get Fishman Island freed and be on himself.
So no, it is his dream, but there's so many other people, other fishermen that have the same dream though. Shirahoshi has the same dream. The Suns have the same dream. King Neptune has the same dream.
But Shirahoshi is not as important as Jinbei is in this whole series at the moment.
Oh, I won't say at the moment.
At the moment, I said at the moment.
Keyword was at the moment.
I said it. So ooh.
But yeah, no, he will be done. Like for instance, that's why I say like Carrot in my mind outside like just the monetary value of having her in the crew for like outside of the series, like selling figures and shit like that. Like the fact that she got Pedro's dream and we saw it, she kind of filled in like the checkbox of what you need to be a Straw Hat. And we got like this was the first time we ever got it. Like I feel like at that moment, if that makes sense. Like usually it's like a flashback, but we even kind of somewhat got a flashback of the whole Dawn aspect of it. So I see her being like the representative for the Minx, but being on the actual ship, kind of like how Jinbei's that for the fishermen. like someone that's gonna make the mink string come true as well as like the fishman for Jinbei.
Mm-hmm.
And then like Pudding
Yeah,
just do the
agreed.
whole like
That's
the
true.
whole thing of like Luffy jokingly about like the whole foreshadow. Yeah, he can bring his wife with him too. Kind of see that.
Yo, who is
Yeah,
that?
someone's in the wind, bro.
Oh my
Yeah, I'm
god.
saying, is someone walking outside?
Yeah, I'm just getting. I just stepped out of my car, so.
Okay, we're just
Maras
like,
is
wait, what's
taking
going
his
on?
That's
his,
cool,
his
man.
1 hour walk before he has his nap time. Okay, Maras, go on. Take a
God.
little nap.
No, Nikki. I was driving the whole time while talking.
Yeah,
that's
Morass is the
dangerous.
real one. The fuck?
It's dangerous.
Dangerous.
No, you got a
shit.
you got a headset, so you can still talk. Or even better, my car got Bluetooth, so I can just talk even.
Oh, okay. You's a rich nigga, huh?
Show it off.
Hey,
Show off.
I'm doing a good job with my clothing line. That's all I'm gonna
Yeah,
tell you.
man, making that
Nah, he
money.
literally just said yes, Steve. That's what he said. Yeah.
We struggling over here. Yeah.
Well, if I go ever to the if I go
Steve-O.
ever to the
Oh,
States
yeah.
and I gotta start a shop in Houston, you're gonna be my shop manager, Steve.
There you go.
Oh snap! Making gains,
All right,
baby.
but that means you're gonna have to like old clothes and pudding.
Oh,
so
God,
that's good.
Oh, this guy.
Well, Nikki, don't hate in clothes that you can afford.
Damn.
Ooh.
Yeah, sorry, I forgot. I don't wear bills, so it's cool, man. It's all right. Those
Oh,
He
yeah.
broke out so we
Yeah.
can even hear your twerk body.
Yeah.
Not Nikki's night tonight.
Nah, bro,
It's really
the
not.
Bill Cosby sweaters. Oh, it's too late. It's too late. The time's gone.
Yo,
All right.
I did it, baby.
Wait, Dan, are you being serious in the chat?
Oh, no.
I
Of course not, dude.
was like, Dan, you of all people, bro. Don't troll.
No, I was like, wait, what, dude? Literally, when you asked me, am I serious? I was like, wait, what? And I was like, oh,
And
dude,
they
that was
typed
such an
out-
obvious troll.
Oh, that's the Bluetooth.
I thought someone mistyped it at first or something like that. They were trolling them. I was like, oh, Dan, no. That's one of those
Come on,
ones where
dude.
That's a long night that you're like, damn it. But
All
no,
right, back to Body and Nikki.
all I know, bro, is I hope we get more characters in the series. Cause
I'm joking,
that
Nikki.
Burning Blood 2, bro.
Of course.
That character roster.
Mm.
Like, if we get Carrot in
We're
that game,
Speed Blitz
Devil
Zoro,
Lake, I see
automatic.
Devil Lake. That trying to hide.
We're gonna
Yeah, no,
lose
dude,
a
that's
few
what I'm saying, bro. He
characters
dodged
before we get
Zoro.
some new-
Bro, she has some good feats. Like, she jumped like higher than the island.
And
Like,
that's
she-
another thing, bro.
And
She
she's hooked up.
reacted to Zoro's movements and she clashed with the
You're
nigga
there,
and
bro.
actually made him start grunting and everything, man.
Exactly.
And then Brule was able
That
to
was a
intercept her attacks.
And bro,
So
when
how
she
Brule getting caught
Yeah,
off guard by base weakened
Because
Luffy?
Brule is ass and this
Because
whole
of
thing was
the-
a fluke.
Obviously,
No.
she's not ass.
No,
and she
she's
has
not.
these
She's not.
She's
But it's
obviously
clearly
ass. If we
plot
get
hacks.
grab her
It's
up,
plot hacks, Steve.
but
But
it
we know what it
happened.
is. Plot
Whether
hacks.
it's plot hacks or whatever, she got grabbed up. And Carrot lost to her. Carrot didn't just grab her up like Luffy did. Because she's not that strong.
Yeah, no, I see her as being at the lookout.
It's only plot, Steve. Like that's why all this shit's happening. That's why like he got away from Katakuri this chapter too. Plot, because if he stayed in there in the mirror world for those 10 more minutes, he'd die.
I mean, Carrot pushed Zoro more than Pika did.
Oh yeah.
That's a matchup thing.
And let's be honest, Carrot's
Nah, what matchup?
Because Stone is easy to cut and stuff, and it's not like Pika's dodging that like Carrot.
That's normal stuff.
Well, Dofi's whole crew was only situationally good for what he wanted to do. Otherwise, they were pretty terrible.
Except for Dellinger.
Except Virgo. Except Virgo.
Virgo's good.
Yeah, Virgo was overconfident.
Nah, Virgo's
He's
only
still
okay.
good though.
Virgo's only
I still hate on Diamante because I think Diamante could be so strong as fuck.
The
Yeah, I was
problem
gonna
was
say Diamante was impressive.
spread out his hockey.
Was he really?
Diamante was impressive. I feel like it's just that
Yeah.
he was just
Diamante
he was
he
stupid.
was not.
I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't too impressed by him, but
Yeah, dude, I was
Anything.
seeing him.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think we're sleeping on Kairos a little bit, bro. Like people just
No, Kairos is
Yeah, Kairos was undefeated and he was fucking
Oh, no, Kairos is
fucking up
he's a
fishing
beast.
underwater and
yeah,
giant.
he's a beast. Of course, we're
Kairos-
not sleeping on him. Stop.
Yeah, so I don't see why people like shitting on Diamante.
Oh, because he was fodder. Yo.
But the way he used the
See, that's what
ability
I'm
bike stuff, and everything,
Steve-O.
but generally he did stink. He sucked. You know?
Yeah, like what did he really do that was super impressive that stood out to you, Steve-O?
Being able to keep that
Oh,
Kairos on his feet, on his heels, on his one heel.
I honestly think if Kyros had both legs, he would have got wrecked. To be honest.
He rippled the entire flower field.
What'd you say?
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, his range was very impressive. And then he sent a slash. He sent a slash across the flower field that like put a rift from where the palace is all the way to the border of the 4th level.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I was so mad when like they got like trashed in those fights because like I was really hoping those were the first one that like were good. Like, dude, I always imagined like Dofi. Like we all knew that Dofi was like damn strong. Like he's a monster. I was like hoping his crew would be like up there.
His crew is up there. Dellinger and Gladius and Senior Pink, all of them are good.
Man, Senior Pink, he was okay.
All right, he's okay, but he was an ass.
Senior Pink was just the most interesting of them all because he's like one of the only ones that got serious back.
I think Sugar was strong as well, but it's just because of Usopp. The only thing, but I think Sugar is like
I don't know about Sugar.
OP is, yeah, I think Sugar is OP as fuck because she can change you in anything.
Absolutely, but only situationally. She wasn't like a combat specialist or anything.
No, but she's more like in stealth mode. She can just do things to you, even you don't know.
Who, Rebecca?
Click that panel.
What panel?
I just posted a panel in the group chat, not the group chat.
I need permission.
You need permission. Yeah, how do I do
I don't
that?
know why that shit does that. It's so stupid.
know
Like,
what-
you go, like, I think you have to go to like your email and like give people permission every time they click it. It's so
I
stupid.
ain't about to do all that.
It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Just know that Steve was lying to us, making up fake panels.
All right, but guys, I'm gonna heading out already.
All right, baby.
Stream.
Have a good nap, man.
I have to be quiet because the baby's still sleeping.
Yeah, Nikki does sleep a lot, but yeah.
All right, talk later, guys.
Chris.
All right.
Nice. See that, old man. Rest those bones.
Oh my god.
Well, you're gonna have a nightmare tonight because you got partied so many times.
Damn.
All right. Can you check on your senior citizens clothing line, okay? Make sure all those old people.
Okay, I can see it now.
But yeah, no, I just hope that like there's more characters like that we're gonna give better, like I don't know, like feats or better like fights, I guess, early on. Like I don't know, like the New World's been kind of lacking until we got, I feel like, to here, and even here kind of sketchy. Like Virgo was cool, but then he got one shot, and then like I don't know, the rest of them I just don't really see like competition. That's why like I would love to see like what the other supernovas actually went through, like through a flashback. Like I would love if Oda went through like a month of seeing like Eustace's crew to see like what happened, like to see like the difference of, because like I wouldn't doubt if Eustace literally just straight up went for the Yonko from like day one. Like it went through like Big Mom, went to like fucking I don't know, Blackbeard cat, I don't know. I just see him.
I think it's the same thing with Luffy though, because we saw him like raid islands where they wanted to go back to paradise. They probably didn't have a hard time until Yonko.
Yeah, I just feel like Luffy's more the adventure. Like obviously that's his goal, but I feel like adventure comes first. Like I don't know. Like for instance, when we Punk Hazard, like the whole like danger call that they received, and then like they're like, okay, fuck that, we're going there because that sounds like fun. That was kind of like his attitude.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like Eustace is just like a man on a mission kind of thing.
Yeah, and I just want to know how he lost his arm.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
I bet it's a cool story. Like, so.
People will probably never get it.
Maybe correct.
No, I think we will.
Correct.
I think that's a significant thing. Like,
How who lost an arm?
Useless. I thought they said though that like Kid never went to like island. I mean, then again, Brule lies about everything, but like,
wait, when did Brule lie?
What do you mean, Dad? Are you telling?
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Did you not remember her saying that Katakuri never took a loss?
Yeah.
Yeah, tell him again.
Yeah, you tell him. But I just want to see what these other people went through. Like, I don't know, man. Because like all the supernovas, like I feel like people sleep on, bro. I hate when people say that Luffy has to be like by far the best of the supernovas.
Yeah,
I forgot what
that's all, you know why they say that, Chris? It's literally only from feats. It's from what we've been shown. Because we haven't seen anything from the other supernovas. They're thinking like, oh, Luffy's so much better. Look at Gear 4. Look at all the cool. Look at all the cool stuff he can do.
Nah, Gear 4 is ass, but I mean like.
Oh,
it is ass. It is.
Luffy's stronger than like 90% of them.
It kind of is in comparison to like what we've been given.
In comparison to other people in the world, Gear 4 is ass.
like if it's something that like he needs to be able to like use.
No, he just throw it out completely. He was doing better with Gear 3rd.
No,
Yeah,
no,
it's
but
kind of
once
like
he perfects the technique, it'll be good.
no, I mean once he
Once
gets
he
perfection,
perfects-
No, we're talking about right now, Nikki.
I'm saying
That's
like,
All
what
right.
we're
it's like
saying.
yeah, it's like Kaioken. It's like there's such a huge
Yeah.
drawback. Once you're done using it, it's like you're fucked.
Yeah,
Like,
the fact that
No, it's
you
not
can't
even-
even.
you have to use it to be on par with these other people, and they're just
And though they're on par with
naturally
your
like
Gear
that.
4,
Yeah.
and when you run out of your Gear 4, they're still Gear 4 level.
yeah, if not
Yeah, I'm
higher.
pretty sure Gear 4 is ass, dude.
But think about it, like it's like Luffy's like once he learns Awakening, that Kaioken will just be like I don't know what's going on.
Nikki,
anymore.
think about it. Every time he uses it, it never works.
Yeah.
Well,
Maybe
almost it's close. It just never does a finishing blow. But yeah, sorry.
No, it's never worked. Ever.
maybe his awakening will fill up the weakness of Gear 4 instead of.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I think the whole patterns on his like chest once they like get filled up all the way or whatever you want to say, like I think that's gonna be his like awakened form of it. I don't know. I just think that's what I was saying earlier with the Gear 6 thing. Like I want his base form to be compared to these people, and then that's like they scale the fight upwards. Because like we saw with the Mochi arms, right? Like the Pure the Stones, bro. He was making those casually, and they were stronger than Gear 4. Because we saw when he first punched Luffy, like it made Luffy like basically die. Like you know what I mean? His face expressions were like he got hit by a fucking freight train. And then in comparison to like Kangan, which only knocked away like Karakuri, and then the Karakuri gets back up. Obviously, he's bleeding a little bit, but it's still like the comparison that we saw was a huge difference. And if that's just like his basic thing that he's doing, and we haven't seen him like upgrade anything or just like do crazy shit, like I don't know. I just think it's weird. Like the whole like Cracker Soldiers is the perfect example of when the Cracker Soldiers is like just a basic thing, and he's still like competing with it. Can you try to send Mercy and the link, Dan? Since mine some reason doesn't work.
But we've got to remember, like Luffy's only been like a proper like pirate for like how long now? Like
Well,
say, like
9 months
2
prior
3
pre time skip, and then what? Probably like a month and a half post time skip. I'm not sure.
Yeah. So like it's been a
Mercy in the disc or not?
Just send it. I send it in the Discord. It doesn't work. Just send it. You like okay. Well, I haven't said that works. See if that works for you guys. But yeah, no. Like I just think like basically what I'm trying to say is, for instance, when I think of people, let's say like Rouge or let's say like X-Drake, right? From X-Drake, because I like if you guys haven't heard, like he's my favorite, and I think he's the strongest. I see him in base form being like on par with Gear 4.
No.
And like I mean, we see like him casually stop pre-time skip fucking Killer and Rouge.
Wow.
Like with his hands.
I mean, Killer, not that impressive, but Rouge, okay.
Wait, wait.
No, he's equal to Zoro, if not stronger.
Killer is like the weakest supernova, isn't he? Yeah.
No, he's either the weakest or he's right above Zoro.
But they're still on the tier, though. That's my whole thing, though.
The strongest are like Bonnie and Drake.
If you're the worst NFL player, you're still an NFL player.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
Like he's still a beast, you know?
Like one
Come
thing
on.
is like if X-Drake is a supernova, right? And even if you say, let's just say for the fuck of it, right? He's the top tier of the supernovas, right? And we'll say, I don't know, Rouge is, even if we want to do like the worst of the worst, and say he's second worst, and then there's Killer, let's say he's the worst, like in terms of strength. The worst and the second worst are still weaker, apparently, than the top. But they're on the same tier. So two people on the same tier are weaker than someone that's on the same tier. Like that doesn't make sense if you get what I'm saying.
No, I get what you mean. Like the weakest supernova could probably give trouble to the strongest one.
Yeah. I'm saying like they put up a fight at least. But like I'm saying like I feel like the Gear 4 is almost like something that he has to use almost in every scenario that we've been given post time skip to be able to like fight with these monsters like Dofi, Cracker, etc.
Drake isn't a monster like them though.
Yeah, I think he's a pure monster. Like if we look at like Kaido, right, when he mentions that like one of the people come over from Kaido's crew to say like, oh, X-Drake, we need you to go give him the bad news about like Jack and shit. And then we see later with Kaido as he like, smacks his fucking people away with his club. So we see that he's not really in the mood ever for like hearing bad news. And the sole fact that they asked for X-Drake to go deliver bad news and X-Drake probably walks out of it clean. It's pretty big, I feel like. I'm not saying he's getting hit by the club. I'm just saying that like he's respected enough by Kaido not to. And I'm pretty sure Kaido respects like only strong people, which is why every time he's ever talked, he's said like, "Oh, like Dofi, you're so weak. This is why you lost." And we've seen how strong Dofi is.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, and the fact that he was a rear HQ admiral prior to like and being a pirate, which that puts at least pre-time skip, if not before that. So he was already up there in strength. And we see what like rear admirals can do pre-time skip, and they're pretty damn strong since they're right below. And if he's an HQ, it's even better. But I don't know. Basically, what I'm trying to get to is I just want to see like base form Luffy get stronger and like maybe get an upgrade of gear 2nd and gear 3rd before we get anything from gear 4 upgraded. That way, like he's at least like getting strong enough to fight with these monsters. And then when they like start scaling the fight upwards and they start like both going all out, then like he can use gear 4. So that 20 minutes is like all that's needed between the fights.
Yo, remember when I asked just a moment ago where you guys would place Luffy?
Mm-hmm.
I think I just got an idea from what you said. As Rouge, didn't he beat Snack?
Oh, so no, he beat Snack.
Yeah, so I'm probably thinking that the Supernova are on Snack level.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they're there. Like, I still think that again they're on the same tier, but there are people that are stronger in the same tier than the others. I still think Rouge is higher than Luffy personally, which isn't anything bad about Luffy because he's probably been in the pirate game longer than Luffy. Because you remember Luffy's pretty damn new to the pirate game. Like he's within a year of being a pirate. But these people have probably been there for a while. Like we don't know for sure, but we can kind of their age and shit.
I agree with that, but I don't. But experience doesn't really matter in One Piece.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't.
You don't think so?
No.
No.
What
Devil is trying to say is take someone like a Rouge who's very experienced in the fact that he's so much older than these people, but it doesn't mean that he's that much stronger than them.
No, because like, and then there's like people like Smoker who's been a Marine for like 20 years.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to say.
I gotta disagree with that. I think it's just that some people have different starting points. Like Luffy, he was just born. He's a prodigy. His starting point is a lot higher than a lot of others. It's not that experience doesn't matter.
And also, come on, that doesn't work. What about Kobe? What about Kobe who started at the bottom?
Kobe's a prodigy as well.
He never got a chance. He never got a chance to even try to develop. But once he started,
Kobe was inspired by Luffy.
His starting point is point is where we saw him at Water 7, which was incredible.
That's not his starting
that growth. No, that is a starting point because that's when we first see him actually developing as a fighter. Luffy's been developing as a fighter since he was like 7, right?
No.
Yeah, when he was training with Ace and stuff. Or when we've got, anyways, we can go that far.
It was never anything to be worried about until like the chapter 1 though.
What?
Garp was kicking his ass.
Yeah, Garp was tossing him into ravines and tying him to balloons.
Make you get stronger, bro.
How does that not make you get stronger? That's training. He said, "I trained you by doing this."
I mean, that wasn't training. That was beating Luffy's ass.
But didn't Garp say he was training him?
Yeah, but remember when he got his gun and then he like hit himself in the face?
Every time Luffy takes an L, he gets stronger.
No, that's not how that works.
Even without even using that logic, we know it's training because it was stated to be training. There's nothing to argue. Plain and simple.
Yep.
But experience doesn't matter.
Experience does matter, bro.
It does.
I'm telling you why it matters. Every time we get into a situation, what is it? You're not experienced enough. You don't know what you're doing. The only reason Luffy
that's not the scenario. The other person is just stronger most of the time.
Like
because of their experience.
Like I'm saying is that Luffy's or Rouge, for instance, and like X-Drakes, their experience for how long they've been in the game or like how old they are and shit like that, like kind of matches up to Luffy just pure ability.
That entirely though. Lucci was even a prodigy apparently. Every time Brago seems to say it a lot.
The difference there is
there's no difference. You're just gonna make some bullshit up.
Here, I'm telling you what the difference is, bro. The difference is that Luffy's starting point was a lot greater than Lucci's.
That is, you're just making words up.
Steve, why do you think Luffy's starting point was greater than Lucci's?
Obviously, because he's younger than Lucci, but he's stronger than him.
And Lucci has more experience. Experience doesn't matter. You just proved my point.
Does matter.
But you have to remember who trained Luffy. I felt that was like better than who trained Lucci.
I can't say.
All right, but that's not experience.
That's kind of experience.
How is that not experience? What is experience? What is experience to you?
No, experience is like you guys saying like he's been doing this for longer, so he knows more about this, and he can do more techniques, and his fighting style is better.
That's definitely part of it.
But yeah, I'm saying that doesn't matter in One Piece.
How does that not matter if we see that it does?
He just told you it doesn't matter.
We see that it does,
because he's unable to change his mind on the subject.
No, we see that Luffy beat Lucci, and Lucci had way more experience than Luffy.
But
That's what he's saying.
Exception to all of this, so I don't understand what you don't get about that.
Wait,
What'd you say? I didn't
Luffy's
hear you.
literally the exception to everything.
It's not just Luffy though.
It's what about like Zoro or wait? What do you don't talk? What?
I mean, Zoro had
Nigga, that's what it is. What you mean? Don't talk about it.
What about
you better
Usopp
turn up,
and Nami and like
It's
everybody
been
else?
throughout the entire story, bro.
Or here, what
you
about
tell me-
Nami to Khalifa? What about Nami to
Yeah,
Khalifa?
you
when
tell me
she
Nami
quit?
has a higher starting point than Khalifa or whatever.
Yeah, of course not.
No, bro.
Okay,
But
yeah,
you have to
there.
include her
Plain and
intelligence in there, and Nami is incredibly intelligent.
Yeah, experience doesn't matter. Intelligence and tactics do.
You're
You're saying
intelligence
experience
from
does not matter, but
experience.
then you're picking out these little sparse moments within the story where somebody with less experience beats someone who's more experienced. That does not mean experience does not matter. That just means that these things happen.
It just exactly because experience doesn't matter. That's the only reason they
No,
happen.
bro, that's not how it works. That's just like saying if you get into a car accident, and you have insurance, but your insurance doesn't help you. That's like insurance doesn't matter. Insurance does matter. It doesn't matter in that situation.
No, that's totally different.
How is that totally different?
Nah, you took it from One Piece to Cars. We don't like that.
How is that totally different? You're talking about something that goes.
No,
into
in
a
your
situation.
analogy, that's like if there's a rail, but I fall over it, like, oh, the rail didn't matter. Like that's not what I'm saying.
Like basically, what I'm saying with X-Drake is I'm pretty sure that him being a Rear Admiral from HQ, he had to deal with more than like what a lot of the other supernovas did deal with before they became like a thing. Like take Luffy, right, where he was before he started being a pirate, right? So before he got in the barrel and shit like that, he was still training with Garp and all doing this other shit, and doing his own self-training, whatever, right? But he wasn't fighting any big threats from what we know of. Whereas X-Drake was a Rear Admiral from HQ. Maybe he was like slightly lower at that moment, but whatever. He was still in the Marine from HQ. He was probably out there fighting top tier people, like to an extent, top tier people, like for what would be considered like I don't know, fucking like Arlong plus level, like if that makes sense. Like he was fighting more people on higher tier than Luffy was before Luffy started. And where I'm getting at, where I think X-Drake is just better,
And
like
plus
from his experience with who he was fighting, like. The whole reason that like people think Luffy's so OP is like we only, like Dan said earlier, we only see like Luffy in the journey fighting like these top tier people like Arlong all the way up to Lucci, all the way up to like even now Katakuri. Whereas most likely if these people are on par with him, like the supernovas, they probably find people like that on along their journey as well. Otherwise they wouldn't be that strong. They wouldn't be up to that supernova level. Yay, Mercy's here.
Oh, I finally got in.
Oh,
What's going on, Mercy?
I gotta explain why
this shit
insurance
be taking
and
forever, but
experience.
Listen, bro, there's people like Pedro who have like 70, not 70, like who have like 30 years almost of experience, and then he's weaker than Luffy.
I gotta explain why
he
experience
hasn't
and
got higher
insurance
ceiling.
fits perfectly with the analogy. Experience is something that you attain so you can deal with certain situations. Insurance is the exact same thing.
No,
No, you're not taking this back to Cars, Spiegel. You better stop.
I'm telling you why it's a
Stop.
perfect analogy.
No.
Nah, here, we don't get your analogy, do another one. Yeah, see how see how it doesn't work in another example? Yeah,
I had to think
they're
of
like
something now, bro.
multiple-
I had
they're
to think of
both-
something now.
No, because like insurance is one thing. Like there's multiple things that go into a fight, and I'm just saying
Absolutely,
experience doesn't
absolutely. But you're saying experience does not matter. Experience does matter. It's
So you
just
tell
in
me,
certain,
hold on.
certain
You're
situations.
you're telling me if a fodder marine has about 1,000 years of experience, he could beat Luffy because he only has two.
No.
Exactly, experience
Wait,
doesn't
wait, wait.
matter.
If Luffy's stronger than him, then more than likely Luffy's gonna win.
Exactly.
That's why I definitely
You're saying experience does not matter.
It
I'm
doesn't.
telling you,
Devil
I'm
is
telling you, in
saying.
certain situations, is not. It
Experience
may not
matters.
matter, but experience certainly does matter.
It
You're
really
saying it does
If you're
not matter at
stronger than
all.
The guy, then it doesn't matter.
You stupid. It does not matter at all. Experience matters so much.
You guys remember all those arguments they had about Virgo training his hockey for like however many years, and Law just cut through it and complaining about that because experience doesn't fucking matter.
No, it does
Because
matter
Virgo
to a
couldn't-
degree, bro.
he-
It definitely
he
does
met
matter
his
to a certain
limit.
degree. Experience does matter to a certain degree, you know. It's like it applies in any sports.
I mean, in real life, yeah, experience matters. I'm talking about in One
but
Piece.
it, like
Bro, experience matters in One Piece as well.
No, it doesn't.
So here's the
You think I- you think
Yeah,
I
name
bring
where
up-
experience mattered. No, name where experience mattered.
When Luffy pulled up on Crocodile thinking he was just about to get the job done, and Crocodile was like,
then,
nope.
then he died.
Wait, no,
times.
but no,
That was
but
about strength.
no, that goes against what you're saying because experience did not matter. because Luffy won at the end of the day, right?
Yeah, but
Dan.
Luffy found
No, I'm telling you, in the first fight.
Dan was
In the
biting.
first fight, you knew what I was talking about, bro.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Dan
I'm
was
just
biting
no,
his tongue while he was saying that. He's like,
no, literally,
the
I'm just.
culmination
I'm
of
recording that, Dan.
Katakuri's experience
I know, Chris.
has become his freaking observation hockey.
Wait, say that one more time, Tyler.
The culmination of Katakuri's whole experience of life and training has become his observation
His
hockey.
future ability. Yeah, like I just feel like having experience, like you can still be a prodigy, like keep up with these people, like Luffy is and shit, and like Zoro is. But I feel like the experience that you gain, like, is huge in the One Piece world.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
see what Steve was saying is like,
if you're a prodigy, it doesn't matter how much more experienced your opponent is. If you're a prodigy, or if you have like, for example, people that are
what
aiming
I'm saying
big.
is, like, if you're stronger than a person, it doesn't really matter about the experience.
Everyone on the Straw Hats is a
No, that's what
product.
I'm saying, Devil. Like, if someone else
Everyone
has
on the
more
Straw Hats is
experience,
a
that's what I'm saying,
prodigy.
Devil. Like, if someone else
okay,
has more experience than you, and you're a prodigy, or you're really strong, you beat them, even though they have way more experience.
Okay.
Right?
The experience is almost a non-factor. It doesn't even
Yeah,
matter.
that's what you're seeing.
Look,
like-
look, Dan.
Spend 30 years of your life.
I'm not really
doing
kind of. This is all
Dan,
Devil Egg,
you
guys.
do we-
This is not me. This is all Devil Egg, guys.
Dan,
I'm just
do we
throwing in
count-
points.
Do we count Kobe as a prodigy?
Of course, Kobe the Pro. Of course.
Okay. Then let me explain. All right. So when Kobe got one-shotted by Luffy, right? Do you think was it because of his skill or because of experience, bro?
It was because of skill.
I don't think so, bro. I think
Luffy was stronger than Kobe.
Difference of opinion. Yes, Luffy was way stronger than him.
Listen, whenever was there a clash in One Piece, it was like, I've been doing this for 50 years, so I'm stronger than you are. And then like, you got that flag. That's never happened.
You saw
That happens all the time. Every time somebody bodies Luffy, they always tell him how green he is.
Yeah.
Bro, Jinjiao was like 1,000 years old.
Yeah.
Jinjiao, perfect example. Jinjiao was the exact same way.
Luffy beat Jinjiao.
But you
That's what-
just asked, when do people do that? I'm telling you, when it's happening.
No.
I'm
But
talking
he's
about when
saying,
it matters.
yeah, he's saying when does it? No, Steve. What he's saying when it matters is for it to matter. What would have to happen is that person with more experience would have to beat you. That's when it would matter.
Bro,
If they
Just
don't
because-
beat
just
you,
because it doesn't
doesn't
work,
matter.
That does not mean it does not matter. That's what I was saying with
No,
insurance.
that's what
Sometimes
you
insurance
guys-
doesn't
no,
help
no,
you.
no.
That doesn't mean
No,
insurance don't
that's
matter.
what Devil Egg's arguing, Steve-O.
bruh.
He's saying it
saying
doesn't
if-
matter at all. I'm saying
No, he's
just
saying
because it
because
doesn't
it
work
doesn't
does not
seem to
mean it
help.
does not matter.
Because it doesn't seem to help them at the end of the day. Who cares?
Like, Steve, if you didn't have insurance, nothing would be different.
It
They
helps.
always are.
Like the thing is, experience makes your attack more.
Oh yeah, Devil Egg just bodied you with your own car example. Oh yeah.
I
didn't even hear what he said.
Yeah, you don't want to know what he said, bro. Stop it.
Man, they might not need it, bro. I feel like, but experience always makes it better. Like,
Oh no, mercy. Trust me, it's only Devil Egg arguing. Trust.
No,
Oh,
no, mercy.
It's like I'm always
No, but like, Mercy, look, in real life, experience matters. I'm not saying any of that, but I mean, like, in One Piece, it doesn't matter. There's people that
No, you're wrong.
and then they get bodied by like some 20-year-old dude who started
Explain how it
yesterday.
doesn't matter. Explain how it
The
doesn't.
Straw Hats.
I've been explaining how it doesn't matter. The
No,
entire
Mercy
time.
join late. Mercy join late. Mercy
Please,
join
bro.
late. Just one time for Mercy.
Yeah, come on, bro.
I got you, Mercy.
Wait,
Go ahead.
Mercy join late. He just wants to hear from Devil Egg the whole experience thing.
All right, go ahead, Devil Egg. I'm paying attention. I'm all ears, bro.
All right, I'm saying experience doesn't matter because all the other stuff in One Piece that matters in fights, you know, stuff like strength, stuff like tactics, stuff like devil fruits, that's what matters. Experience doesn't. It's not a factor.
But
Oh, you got the
isn't
panels? You got the panels?
Isn't it tactics part of experience?
You got the
I was just about to say all of those things you just named are gained through experience.
Wait, tactics aren't necessarily always experience.
No,
based.
intellect.
No, it has to be
Big
No,
Mom
that's what I was gonna say.
experience giants
The thing
at
is,
5 years
why do you
old.
think? Why do you think Luffy is more efficient with, like, you know how like he didn't pass out, right? What do you think it was that? Because he experienced the fight with Doflamingo, which made him more.
Honestly, that's inconclusive. We don't know.
Oh,
because-
well,
That is
Like,
definitely-
look,
that is why.
hold on.
That is
What
why.
matters is
That
stuff
is
like
why.
strength, right?
I need a chance.
All right, hold on. Big Mom, 5 years old, not experienced in anything. Your body's
Beating all these
experience
people.
giant.
That much stronger. She was that much stronger than them, and they were past their
Experience
prime. They
doesn't matter.
Wait. Hey,
It
Devil
does
Egg.
matter.
Devil Egg.
What
Devil
about
Egg.
the
Bad example.
I think you're missing
Bad
an
example, Devil Egg.
The thing
Bad
is-
example.
See, the thing you're doing is
that's a perfect example.
No, the thing
That's
you're
a bad
doing.
example.
300 years of experience.
Yes, that is a perfect example.
They were
No,
knocking
that's a
on
bad
death's
example.
door.
Dan,
Listen. They were knocking on death's door, right? And then she comes through. She's a natural born god of destruction.
See,
Okay.
the thing is, you guys are putting it in a different manner. Okay, look.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Experience doesn't
saying.
matter when they're that strong. When they're like in such a level where experience doesn't matter, yes, there's such a level exists, bro. But I'm talking about like, let's say you put someone on the same level, right? But one has more experience than the other. I feel like the person who has more experience will win.
You mean like Luffy versus Lucci, where Lucci didn't win?
Yeah.
Okay, Psycho-Fan was trying to say something. Psycho-Fan was trying to say something. Let him speak, please.
And that was a perfect thing for you to say, Devil.
No.
That was the perfect thing for you to say.
Here's the thing. Nah. I feel like
Hold on, Mercy. Hold on. So the Straw Hats are the exception because they are all prodigies, and the counter to this experience are these prodigies. Big Mom is a monster. She's a prodigy. None of the experience matters because these characters are the exceptions to the rule.
What about Law versus Virgo?
Yes,
all of the other prodigy as well.
I feel like
everybody who wins a fight is a prodigy.
All the super.
What are you guys talking about?
Yes.
Everybody who wins a fight is a prodigy.
No,
I'm sorry.
The worst generation.
No.
Wait.
All the characters we're following are exceptions because they are the people we need to be seeing. They're the ones that are upsetting the status quo of all these old experience guys.
Yeah,
but if you have other pirate crews that aren't these exceptions,
say experience doesn't matter completely. I mean, that's something to argue. But I feel like what you're saying is that what we see from the Straw Hats crew that experience doesn't matter. Yeah, I agree because we like they don't like Oda doesn't give a shit about that, you know. Like so, what he's writing
all
is just,
prodigies in their own regard.
Yeah, they basically just get. But the thing is, they basically gain experience
and navigator
through the fight.
All right, hold on. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you guys think the Vice Admiral has tons of experience?
Yeah.
Depends on the Vice Admiral, to be honest.
Come on, dude. Oh,
so you think you can become a Vice Admiral? And not
because
every Vice Admiral has a ton of experience. Yes.
Yeah, that's
all right.
That's without a
Bartolomeo
at all.
Bartolomeo,
no
who's
diff.
a noob,
no diff.
And Vice Admiral.
No diff.
He should have had the experience. He should have beat him.
No diff.
Bro. You keep on picking out these little moments.
He picked out like 20-minute moments, 20 at least.
But you keep using the Straw Hats in particular.
No, he's
Bartolomeo's not a Straw Hat. Law's not a Straw Hat.
Honorary Straw Hat. He's a supernova.
I would agree with that.
Supernovas are prodigies.
But are they prodigies when you compare them to what's it called? Vice
Not every
Admirals?
prodigy is going to be just as prodigist. Prodigious.
What about Lucci? Is a prodigy as well.
Prodigious.
Lucci was a prodigy with more experience.
Made up a new word.
It's a word. I just don't know how to pronounce it.
Lucci is a prodigy with more experience.
Prodigious. Okay.
Prodigious.
You bring up Lucci, but
remarkably or impressively great in extent, size, or degree. Unnatural or abnormal. Okay.
So, good definition, Steve-O. Thank you.
Yeah, I think I used it appropriately.
Nah, you definitely did, bro.
Like, are you guys here and tell me Karakuri's not really a prodigy?
Of course they're going to say that.
Of course he is. Of course he's a prodigy. What do you mean?
He is a prodigy. Nigga walked out walking.
No, but what he's trying to say
he walked out walking, bro. Hey, this isn't making sense, bro. He walked out, bro. He walked out.
I'm back.
He walked out the pussy, man.
He walked out the pussy. Nigga. Come on, dog. Who walked out the pussy, nigga?
Karakuri did.
Exactly. Come on. That alone should be like, oh, this nigga could. Yeah, bro. That's it. That's all you need to know.
If that wasn't his mama, he would have killed the pussy.
Hey, man.
Right?
That's
true. Shut up, Steve. He just says rat. Like, I want to hear it.
You want an answer?
I was like, why does this nigga say rat? I was about to end it there, bro. But
nah, Steve really wanted to.
And I was like obligated to like reply.
Get out of here, Steve.
Yo, Steve, like that shit made me like obligated to reply. Bro. I was like, fuck, why does nigga say right? I was like, all right, whatever.
That's what I do, man. Give niggas obligations.
Would you guys end up with the whole experience shit?
Well, I mean, we're still disagreeing, but I'm right.
I think we're at square zero still.
So wait, Chris, what do you think?
Wait, I want to hear more.
Karakuri haters, man. This morning, bro, I was looking for y'all niggas, but none of y'all niggas were there.
Oh, we're in the Outer Haven Discord. Oh, my bad.
No, it's just in Discord.
Yep.
Then Dan.
But Chris, what do you
We're there,
think of the experience thing?
Oh yeah, no, I was just saying like this is the way I see it, right? I see a lot of the supernovas like Rouge, right? X Drake, and I'm trying to think of anyone else, like maybe even Capone, right? I see them kind of being upper tier of the supernovas. Upper tier of the supernovas. Like Capone would be kind of the wild card to me. I don't know where he fits. I think he's more on Luffy's level, but I would say for sure in my mind, X Drake and Rouge, I think they're up tier of the supernovas currently. I think obviously Luffy and like Law and Eustace will take over that position eventually. But as it stands now, I think they're up tier. Like they're the top 2. And I think that they're basically stronger. I'm waiting for Chad to yell at me.
So you guys think Capone's a prodigy, right?
Of course.
I mean, to in his own degree, yes.
Actually,
of course.
So Capone's one of those experienced people because he's actually taken down lots of other people before.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's experienced and he's a prodigy.
He's not a prodigy.
And he's not that much stronger. He's not even stronger.
Why is he a prodigy?
I just don't. I don't think he's a prodigy personally.
You're just super biased tonight, aren't you, Nick?
No, I think anybody who gains that sort of fame and fortune, I think there's got to be a prodigy. You know what I'm saying?
They have to be,
That dilutes prodigy.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is like,
how does it dilute it, Nicky?
Anybody who's strong is a prodigy.
Not anybody who's strong. Anybody who gains that particular status.
I feel like all the supernovas are prodigy, dude.
Okay,
like,
okay.
How
old do you think Capone is?
Does it matter?
43.
Do you guys think Caribou's a prodigy?
It does matter.
You got that.
I don't know. Caribou, he might have
generation.
He got a Logia.
He is.
So,
but we don't have enough background experience, like background on them to like actually like state that though. But for me, like, I think they're prodigy because prodigy because first of all, they're the supernovas, right?
Yeah.
And like the baddest generation, so that means something. And they all seem pretty capable in like I feel like they're up there. Like, like Zoro's part of it too. That means that nigga's a prodigy, bro. Like I feel like all of the supernovas are prodigy right now.
Oh yeah, they're all in their own way prodigy. Yeah. I was just saying that like X Drake, for where we see him, right, when we first get introduced to him, like the feats that he showed off, like the whole stopping killer and them, biting the pacifista, the fact that Kizaru specifically mentioned that he knew who he was and shit like that, and all the other supernovas were kind of weary of him. And the fact that we get told that he's an HQ Rear Admiral, which for those who don't know, the SBS from Oda stated that means you're 3 levels higher than a normal Marine. That's why they go into HQ for Kobe. That's why it's such a big thing. That's why he was allowed to participate in the war, was because he's an HQ member and not like a normal member. But like being an HQ Marine is huge because he's a Rear Admiral, which is 1 level below Vice Admiral. And for all we know, that was before he became a pirate, obviously, because that was his rank. So wherever you want to place
Vice shit now though, like so I don't know, like
Momonga then, bro.
But come on, bro, like but he wasn't even a Vice Admiral though. He was a tier below them.
But that's what, but
Momonga is my like top tier Vice Admiral.
That was when he was beginning though.
Yeah, and this is what I'm saying. So
I don't know why people to count that like oh shit he was such a dope ass like
because that was before he even became a pirate, bro. So before he became a pirate, he was a Rear.
X Drake?
Yeah.
X Drake was amazing.
No, but the thing is, like people think that he was like really strong when he was like on his Marine days,
Yes, he was really. He was strong as a kid, bro. Yeah. Even when he was a kid, he was really strong.
Like they state that his only weakness is solely
his cowardice.
Yeah,
that's it. Yeah, they say he's amazingly. They say he's beyond strong. He's abnormally strong. The only fault is that cowardice. And if he wasn't a coward, he'd be a monster.
So how do you think he got out of the cowardice?
He probably hasn't got out of it yet.
Experience.
Experience.
That's what I'm talking about, nigga. I know you.
No, but he might. No, dude, he might still be a coward. We don't know.
Hey, good
we really don't know.
Come on, nigga. Yeah. Me up, bro.
But for instance, right, like another, like the only other real HQ or Admiral that we ever seen off the top of my head is Strawberry, who was Kizaru's disciple, and he was pretty fucking damn strong, and he still is. Like he's clearly going to be probably top tier. Like we saw him at the Buster Call and shit like that. But yeah, like being a Rear Admiral from HQ before you became a pirate, so most likely before Luffy even like became a pirate as well, and then you're going to become a pirate and then a supernova. I think it's a huge feat because you're starting way up there. Like a lot of those like Rear Admirals and shit, bro. Luffy wasn't gonna like tangle with. Like
he wouldn't be able to even touch him when he first set sail. He couldn't touch him.
Yeah.
Ever.
That's true.
Like he was only like really fighting like captains. Like, he lost the smoker to the captain,
bro. Him on the first the strongest supernova?
Yeah, I just think it's because like if they're saying that they're all prodigies in some way or another, right? That equivalents them out. And then if we say that X-Drake just has the huge experience gap from like what we've seen in like
he should be
power
So
and
experience does matter,
Oh
right?
my
He should be the best, man.
gosh.
So experience does matter, right?
Listen,
Yo,
when
tell
we
him how
talk, when
experience
we
doesn't
put two
matter.
characters in a fight, we never talk about how much experience they have.
Yes, we do.
Kind of do.
No,
Hey
we
man,
don't.
hey man,
We
he
most
said it.
certainly
If I
do.
was like, no, if I was like, who would win the fight, Smoker or Caesar? The word experience never comes up.
The
So
word
I swear to
experience will
God.
come up if you know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Nah, it
Bro.
won't. It won't.
You guys never talk about this.
like
shit.
the devil fruit aspect, like we see that experience is a huge thing in devil fruit.
So I've got a great experience example right here. Why is Jinbei valuable to the Straw Hats?
Yeah.
Because he's a good helmsman
Bodied
God.
and he's strong.
because of his
Yeah,
experience.
he's a good helmsman and he's strong.
Because of his
Who the
experience.
hell else would have surfed a goddamn candy tsunami?
Another
Exactly.
fishman.
Another good helmsman.
Another fishman.
Exactly.
Plus,
Which he
Good
gained with
helmsman.
He's not just good,
experience.
he's amazing. He's the best they've ever
Hey,
seen.
Dan, if you said another fishman, right? That's because of experience. Because fishmen are experienced in
I
their
didn't say another
sailing,
fish-
right?
I didn't say another fisherman. I said another helmsman.
Little
pussy ass
fuck nigga.
It doesn't matter if he's the fisherman.
Hey,
That's
body,
racist.
bro. Body. It's all good, bro.
But yeah, no, I
There's
just
no
think
shame on
Listen, do you think Luffy is stronger than Jinbei though?
I
Other
don't-
than Sibo?
Combat wise,
I
yes.
mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
The thing is,
Yes.
my nigga could use water, bro. And I feel like,
Jinbei has more experience than Luffy. He has way more experience than Luffy.
yeah.
And he's a
that's,
prodigy.
that's what I'm saying.
And
I don't
he's a
know.
prodigy.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know because
Jinbei
we
is a
know
prodigy.
Team 4.
Yeah,
But
that's
if
what
you
I'm
think
saying.
about it, his experience makes up for a lot of the power he doesn't have because he knows how to deal with people. He
Yeah.
knows how to deal with foes.
The
That
thing is, hey, remember Katakuri thing? I have another example. Remember Katakuri where he used the water because he knew
Yeah, but he didn't get bodied by
Experience, he knew.
Katakuri.
from his experience he knew about the weakness.
I'm not talking about usefulness. I'm talking about in a fight.
Yeah, in a fight.
experience.
Yeah,
so Jinbei used the black tea because he knew that Katakuri was weak to
To
liquid.
black.
That's
Yeah.
not that's knowledge. It's not experience.
No,
That-
is
they're the
experience.
same
Because
thing.
how would he gain
They
that knowledge without
coincide with each
experiencing
other.
it?
No, because it's knowledge in the fact that he didn't experience fighting Katakuri in the past and find out that weakness, you know? He just knew it from being on the same team as him, you know?
No, but the thing is, you could have. No, the
have
thing
to
is,
agree
but the thing is, you could have gained the same knowledge if you fought him, right? So that
Well,
means
he didn't. That's what Devil is
No,
trying
but-
to say.
no, but
Like,
the
he
thing is, but,
didn't.
but what if
Listen,
you did,
bro,
right? But what
If you read the Devil Fruit book and you read Katakuri's fruit in the book, you knew his weakness, and when you saw
Yeah.
him use it, then it's not experience. That's just you
So,
read
so
a book.
hold on. Let me give you one of the definitions for experience: knowledge or
Do it.
practical wisdom gained from what one has observed, encountered, or undergone.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
Literally, knowledge is in the definition.
yeah, that doesn't matter. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just think, bro, extra OP. He's like one of the only ones besides, I'd say, even Luffy that's came out pre-time skip, like during the time skip, I should say, to
I feel like
fight.
people like-
Yeah, I think Drake's gonna be a boss.
He's gonna be a boss. I feel like it's mostly because of his devil fruit, dude. But that's just me.
That's part of like the
I
whole
don't
like weakness of him being a coward, bro, and the fact that like his devil fruit is like the carnivorous stone, being a T-Rex, like the fucking king of that shit, and the fact that that's gonna make him be like enraged and whatever from like what we see with the side effects of like Lucci's fruit, that like helps him get over his cowardice, and like that's gonna make him that much more OP. And imagine, bro, those tiny arms.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he got over his cowardness. I'm pretty
I
sure.
really
for the
feel
most
like
part, I think it's still there.
I think,
to be
yeah,
honest.
that's what I'm saying. I think it's,
Like, I think
to
it's gonna
some
be-
degree, it's still gonna, like, at Wano,
be
when he
control.
showed up in the
Oh, yeah.
story, it's going to be brought up that he's a coward
Yeah, I
at
think
some
he's a
point,
control.
in some way, in some shape.
'Cause even who was it? I think I want
doubt
to say it was either you. I want to say it was you, Rouge, that made fun of him kind of for being a
I mean,
coward.
not,
after
not
they,
to
like,
not to
changed.
like that degree where he was like when he was a kid, but I feel like he has gained some confidence.
I think
feel
it's
like,
kind of gonna
but-
be the same thing when he was a kid.
Yeah, I think
Nah.
if he was
Ain't no
down,
way. How does he make it? How does he make it with that sort of cowardice?
yeah,
bro?
exactly. How would he make it as a supernova if he was a coward?
Okay, who's he afraid of? Like, he's not afraid of people that are like
I
way
mean,
weaker
no, the
than
thing
him.
is, yeah, but the
You
thing
know
is,
what I mean?
the thing is,
He's
if
afraid
he-
of people like Kaido, afraid of people like Big Mom. That's what I'm
If he
saying.
was a coward, I don't even think he would make that move on Kaido's territory that he
But
did
then,
before the
yeah.
2-year time skip.
my nigga,
How do you know
went in
Big
a
Mom
whole
was impressing
fortress,
him
bro.
to do it?
He went in a whole fortress, bro. Come on, bro.
I just see it as like it's gonna be like a trope that's brought up somehow of him like jokingly being a coward. I don't know how to put it like correctly. I can imagine a scene that like he puts on the front the entire time, but yeah, like he shakes in his boots at one point in time. Like that would fit the One Piece verse. But no, I just think he's gonna be a boss. Just everyone wait. Strongest supernova confirmed.
But don't you think because he joined the Yonkos crew, he's not going to get kind of.
He didn't
too,
join the
like,
crew, he's
in the
affiliated with them.
trenches? in the trenches like Kid has, or like Law has, or whoever's been out there fighting Yonko's crew.
Man, stop all that nonsense, Nicky.
I guess Brulee's stronger than Ace because of all that experience.
All that experience, you show right, Double A.
All that experience, Brulee's stronger than Ace.
Hey,
You
yo,
so
Devil.
right.
That's just a question. That's
Come
just
on,
a question.
Wait, what'd you say?
No, yo. So Chiffon's a beast then, right, Devil Egg? Because she, what's it called? Squared up with Big Mom every day.
Yeah, fucking low.
Yeah,
She's
man,
squared up
she
with
has
Big
way
Mom
more
every day.
experience with a Yonko's fist. She's way
That's what
stronger
I'm
than anybody
saying.
there.
Oh, yo.
I mean,
Gotta
I wouldn't
be.
surprised. I think we slept in Lola. I think Lola.
No, I've been, dude. I think I said that like 2 or 3 streams ago. I said,
The thing is,
no, you did not. You fucking liar. It's on the stream. That's how you know I said
It
it.
does matter to a certain degree, bro. But I'm saying it doesn't. It shouldn't matter. Like if since we talk about One Piece version, bro, they're fucking superhumans and shit. So it shouldn't matter to the point where like it's like a major thing. But it does give an advantage over battle. Like, oh shit, what if he does this? I mean, I'm gonna count with this, you know.
Perfect
Like,
example would be
there's
like the
so
experience
much.
of Luffy coming back later, assuming that he comes back later and fights Katakuri, right? After he gets stronger, that experience of him fighting Katakuri, knowing his like abilities and all this other shit, and
It's
fighting
gonna help him
first
later.
tier will carry over to Wano.
That's why people say if he fights Cracker again, he's gonna win. He's gonna win alone. Like
That's
solo.
not what I mean when I say like experience. I'm talking about like this person has been doing stuff for like 50 years.
But that's what I'm saying,
And
bro.
they
Like,
got
for
like
instance,
50 years of fighting under their belt. So
And they
they're
have
stronger.
a 1v1 fight, and
but if
it's
he also
only
has
one
the
fight.
strength to it, you know, if he also has the strength to go with the fighter, like to like actually like fight.
Yeah, no, I'm
like,
saying that's what
opponent.
matters, not the experience, like not the like I studied this martial art for 50 billion years, so I'm a boss at it.
No, I'm talking about like experience as in like fighting experience, like multiple, like if you have like you fought like
Yeah, I
1,000
know.
battles,
I was clarifying what I was saying when I meant experience.
Okay. All right.
yeah, like if you fight, like you said, like if you fight 1,000 battles and you go fight someone after that, like I feel like you're gonna do better than someone that just first came up, and that's their first fight.
Yeah, but that's
No,
not
but if
what
they're a
happens.
prodigy and it's their first fight, by
You know,
what you guys
how
are saying,
it is
they'll
saying
win.
that you're better than your last fight. Like that's basically what it is. You know?
Yeah. Well, I'm all glad we all agree experience makes everything. Yeah.
I mean, if like the wolf guy trains all his life for like
What?
I don't know. He was talking about Jabber about something.
I don't know. He's finishing.
Cut out, I think.
Yeah.
Like, okay, do you think if so we have Rob Lucci, right? The nigga's still going, kicking it, bro. Do you think if he fights Luffy again, he's still losing like that, bro?
I think he's up there. I personally think that he's ensemble level. That's where I would put him, because I think he was a beast before. Like they mentioned, like even the vice admirals kind of mentioned that he was like a prodigy of his own.
Yeah.
And the fact that now he's probably got higher tier training,
Mm-hmm.
like bro, I think he's gonna be a monster. And like Luffy always like that's the thing, like bro, Luffy just got to the new world. He's like catching up almost to all these
Experience
people.
doesn't apply on the Straw Hats, man, because they're so good that they experience the fight, like they learn through the fight, you know, like on the same fucking fight, which doesn't fucking make any sense, but that's how it is, you know. Like,
Zenkai boost.
I still think Kid is stronger than X-Ray.
Okay.
I think all the experience help Kido Moru against Chopper.
No, just because he's been in the trenches, he's lost an arm.
Whatever his fucking name
oh
was.
man,
Yeah, Kimodori.
oh my god.
Like I said, Kidomaru.
I was like, who the fuck?
I was thinking it was the spider guy from Naruto.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so I'm gonna talk about did y'all talk about Katakuri's portal, man?
The portal.
You mean the Peerless Donuts thing?
Yes, dude.
Yeah, dude, we said that. Yeah, that's just beastly.
It's like
He could appear
huge
that like he could make that happen anywhere. Actually, like,
Galactic Donuts, baby.
yeah.
could you imagine if he makes like a giant like
Okay.
version of like himself, like through those things, like if he makes like feet and everything.
It'd be like when Robin sprouts a part of her body, like you know.
What was that one captain thing that we mentioned that one day, Dan? Dog captain, and Sibo's gonna know it.
What are you talking for? Like reference something about it. What are you talking about?
Bleach, the dog captain.
Oh, Konomura.
Yeah,
Yeah. We said it.
Yeah.
We said it's like that. Yeah.
Imagine something like that, like because when we first see Kumamura, remember like we just see the sword in the hand, right, and like it's strong, but then when he like, goes all out, like, you see the full, you see the full effect of it, like how crazy much that was. Like I want to see something like that with like Karakuri, like where it's just a giant version of himself or some shit like that. Like I still think those like block mochis remind me of a robot. I'm not gonna lie, like an old school like Japanese robot.
All I know is that there were only 2 people that could blow Pacifista away. One was Drake, who bit his head off, and the second was Yoruj in his big form.
He just smacked him.
Yeah, no, dude. I'm super hyped for X-Ray because like, dude, I don't know. Like, I feel like he's gonna be the one, like that, like puts us at other tier.
How come you don't use them in Burning Blood?
Dude, I do.
Oh.
It's just one of those things where like, dude, I had something like, for instance, you since doesn't have hockey in the game, you're just X-Ray. It's so stupid that like hockey is such a big thing.
And these are their post-time skip forms?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, it's such a big thing in the game that like you almost need it because a lot of people pick like low gear users and shit.
Burgess didn't have hockey, and we know he got hockey in the series.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Oh no, yeah, Burgess has Conquerors.
Okay.
What?
Right.
No.
Hey, bro, stop. You know Dan is trolling, man. He's trolling your ass.
Wait, why do you guys always just say, "Oh, Dan's trolling"? Why don't you think
we
I'm
have
serious?
to
You are.
trolling, or
You
we gotta
are.
go off, bro.
Why would you think I'm trolling, Steve?
Because you
Dan,
are.
look,
It's not even about thinking.
Look at this, bro. Look, listen.
Bro, I fucking hate Burgess as a character. Burgess is literally my least favorite character in the entire series.
That's why.
Literally, but I'm at
That's
least going
why
to be
you're
objective.
trolling.
When I
That's
see him
why
have
you're trolling.
conquerors, I'm at least going to say he has conquerors.
Okay.
All right, look, listen. This is
So what makes you
trolling, bro.
think you got
I'm
caught?
confused. Okay, so whenever they have, for example, when Luffy and Dolphy were having their clash between their Conqueror's Hockey, and we saw the black lightning effects, that's Conqueror's Hockey, right? Like a clash between it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why did Sabo and Burgess have that same clash and those similar effects? Why?
They don't even have conquerors.
Why wouldn't
You
you
mean
think
when
they
they're
have
gonna-
conquerors?
Oh my god, bro.
How would Sabo have conquerors?
I'm pretty
Sabo?
sure Sabo might have conquered this shit.
Yeah.
I
You think
could-
Sabo's
I could-
not gonna have it?
No,
think
Sabo's
I
not
could
gonna have it.
Sabo.
Oh, please, Devil Leg.
What, do you think he's gonna get it through all that
Alright.
experience?
He already has it.
Yes, Double Leg.
No,
Finally,
he's not gonna get it. He already has
Yes,
it. What do
my
you mean?
nigga. Thank you. Experience. Bring that shit up again, bro.
Damn.
I was trolling you guys with that.
No, you
No, but he
weren't.
already has it.
Yeah.
No, but here, I just want to ask you guys, like, the Black Lightning effect is clearly Conqueror's Hockey clashes, right? Like, when Katakuri's doing it to Luffy and they're clashing, that's their Conquerors, right?
No.
No, but that depends.
Then what is it?
To a certain degree.
What is it? No, what do you mean to a certain
Sometimes it
degree?
just clashes. Sometimes it just clashes.
No,
like-
they only show the Black
Clash of-
Lightning between clashes between two different people with Conqueror's Hockey.
Karakuri
Clash of
doesn't
Hockey.
have it.
No. I think it also
Of course he has it.
happens
It's the
when you
Black
when you
Lightning.
use armament hockey, right? It also happens when you use armament, right?
No, they don't. It's not the Black Lightning though, Murphy. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Like,
So
it's.
you gotta drop that.
I'm
shit.
saying that specific Black Lightning is Conquerors.
I
Nah.
have to go back and watch it. Then I haven't watched.
No,
it.
you need to go back to Steve-O. Yeah.
Oh, you think Katakuri has conquerors too?
I mean, I saw it in the manga.
You think
Wait, which
Karakuri
one?
has
Which one?
conquerors too?
No. That one wasn't. Conquerors because Oda draws Conquer way different, bro. You
Because
should
I
go
was gonna
compare
say
it
if
to-
you do think they got conquerors, that's good because I do too.
Yeah, good shit,
wow.
Steve-O. Yo, and Awakening, right, Steve-O?
Yeah, for sure.
Yo, fat.
It's not even a debate. Of course,
Yo, and people always tell me I'm dumb. Oh, yeah.
Hey, I feel like next time we see Sabo, he's gonna have awakened this.
Wait,
No,
I just have a quick
hell
question.
no.
What do you guys think the Black Lightning effect is?
Just clash of strong hockey.
Oh my god.
No, I mean, no. The thing is that depends because when it's like fucking so strong, bro, then yeah, it might happen. But I feel like besides that, it's.
I'm just saying we've never seen the Black Lightning effect between normal people.
I mean, the thing is, we never seen this high level people though, except for like Dressrosa and shit.
No, but even in Dressrosa, we see people using it. For example, Don Sai has Conquerors. Why are you laughing at that? I'm not trolling. I could get the panels right now.
But no. It makes no.
I'm
Sai
so
has
serious.
Con-
Why-
no, Sai
yeah.
has conquerors, and it actually makes sense.
And it makes a
Since
lot of
he's gonna
sense.
be the-
He's
he's going to be
of the
leader
Hopo
of their.
Navy.
Yeah, that's right.
Why? Yeah, I don't get why you
Kinjal has
guys are laughing at the
That's
fact
why
that
I
he
laugh.
has
That's conquerors hockey.
That's why I laugh because it's such a great revelation. I never even considered it.
Really?
Plus,
The
it's not
first-
really
Yes. I agree with
Oh
Steve
my
with it. bro.
God.
the first
But
mate,
sometimes,
vice
bro, sometimes,
captain is
man,
a
you know,
big
like
thing
why
to have
I
him
think
not
so
have it.
sometimes though.
I can't hear you, Chris.
No, I was saying like the fact that Burgess is the like vice captain, first mate, and
Yeah,
having-
that's what, dude.
It's
I
something.
really don't like. Ask Chris. I really don't.
I don't
Like
think
I thought
don't
Burgess
think-
was
listen,
fodder
listen,
since the day I
listen,
saw him, bro.
Listen, bro. I don't think he's the second strongest. Yes, he might be the
No,
fucking
we're not
first
saying
mate.
that right
but I
now. We're just saying
No,
that
not
he's
right now. By
captain.
end of story, he will be though.
Like for instance, bro, like we're just saying that he's a vice captain.
Yeah, no, he's a vice captain. Clearly,
Nah,
that's
because
undebatable.
because
That's not debatable.
If he has to be second, bro, it has to be Shiryu because he's a swordsman and also
Okay,
we have
we're not
to
talking
see-
about strength. We're not talking about strength.
We're
at
just
all.
saying who joined in what order, and the fact that he joined first.
That doesn't necessarily mean you're gonna have Conqueror's Haki though. No.
It doesn't. I'm talking about his Conqueror's Haki that's in the manga.
I'm just saying that, like, from what we get for parallels, where like Ben Beckman has it, Rayleigh has it.
Oh, so does Zoro have it yet, man? Like,
Katakuri have it? Yes. Zoro's shown it since Archipelago. 3 times.
Conqueror's Haki?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, I need the panels, bro. I need the panels.
What do you mean,
I need the panels. I need the
panels.
Okay, when Zoro's literally wandering around, right, and he literally gets lost because he got the wrong number of the grove, whatever, bubbles, yada yada, and then literally he's just wandering, and then what's it called? Like 8 Jews run up on this man, right, and they're literally just looking at him. What's it called? And they're like, oh, like, what should we do? Should we rob him? Should we kill him? Whatever, you know. Zoro looks at them. And that same thing with the whole eyes thing, that like it looked like when Shanks did it to the what's it called? Yeah, to the Sea King. That exact thing is what Zoro did. He looked at them, that shaded eye in effect came in, and then they all got what's it called?
No, you misinterpreted that scene. What they saw was how much experience he had.
No, they didn't, boy.
No, hey, come on,
hey, devil, like,
that could have just been a 1,000-yard stare, though.
No,
it wasn't a doubt. What do you mean? They're right next to him. And I don't want to hear that they were intimidated by him, because they weren't so intimidated that they ran away before. They literally walked up to Zoro like he wasn't a threat to them. Literally. That's how they walked up to him. They're like, yo, we have you outnumbered. We have you outgunned.
They didn't fight?
Because it's hockey. Yeah, his shoe was weak. We know. They ran away. No, hold on. You're going to laugh at it. But in that same exact arc, a couple chapters earlier, when Luffy did it on a bull, on Duval's bull, he used Conqueror's Haki there too, and it didn't faint. What effect did you see? What effect did you see?
No, the thing is, like, you think.
Wait, what did you see?
You think Zoro's Conqueror's Haki is so weak that it won't even knock out Frotters, bro?
You don't see that effect there, Nicky. They don't start doing the.
No, you do.
No, you don't. They don't start doing that blue circle effect up until Marineford.
No, you see it affect the buffalo, as in you see it start sweating and all that kind
of
stuff.
Don't. That's what I'm saying. That's what I said, Nicky. That's what I said. I said, but it didn't knock out.
But wait. Why is it so?
It did fall down.
The thing that doesn't make sense because
it wasn't knocked out unconscious.
Here's 2 other things to back that.
I'm about to have to.
When they get out.
Like, since they're fathers, right? I would expect if Zoro awakened his Conqueror's Haki, he would knock the fuck out of these fathers, bro. They're fucking fathers.
What do you mean? You don't know if they're fathers,
but they're definitely fathers.
They made it all the way to the Archipelago.
Jumps into Zoro without like even.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Listen to what Chris said. They made it through the Grand Line to the Archipelago right before the New World, and you call them fodder. You can't say these people are fodder.
Like, for instance, some of those captains that were captured by Horty, bro, they would probably
be. Do they have a name? Do you know their name?
It doesn't matter. Just because you don't know their name doesn't mean that they're waste man fodder. Come on, Murphy, you can't be doing all that.
But like two.
Hold on. I'll put it like this: before they reveal who the hell Dragon was, did you think he was fodder too?
No, but they did reveal it, though, right?
No. I'm just saying. Before they reveal who the hell Dragon was, before Garp told Luffy and everybody else, Dragon is his dad. That dude at Lowtown, who stopped smoking from capturing you and bring you back to Impel Down. Yeah, that's Dragon. So going by your logic, Dragon, who's the most dangerous man,
but would have been fodder. He would have been fodder
by this far, right? But that was a long time ago where Zoro beat him, right? And if we didn't even get their name by this far, I'm pretty sure they're fathers, bro.
There's a bunch of people that we haven't got names in their.
And also, listen. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that Zoro, right? He's second hand to Luffy. That means his Conqueror should be at least up there.
It was very weak at that point, Mercy. We saw Luffy's Haki. That's why I just brought up to you, Mercy. Literally, Luffy's Conqueror's Haki. Chapters before, not like 2050 before, probably like 5 to 10 before, right? And he used Conquerors for the first time. For the first time we'd seen, right? And then what's it called? Literally, it scared someone. It didn't knock them out. It scared the bull away from him, and it intimidated the bull, but the bull was not knocked out. And then Zoro did the same thing.
I remember that day. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, he just stopped and moved back.
The exact same thing.
But isn't that animals though? I think you could intimidate a person just by just.
Wait, no. It would be even harder to just intimidate an animal by staring at it.
But
What do you mean? That would be even
here's
more.
another example. Remember when Ace, when he was young with Blue Jam, and is like trying to kill Luffy, and then Ace uses it and knocks everyone out, but Blue Jam, like Blue Jam, I don't think he was that strong at all.
It's just his will was high enough to not get knocked out. That's all it means.
Like during
some of
Brave
those
Story
people, their wills could have been high enough to not
during
get
the
knocked out.
We'll see, Dan.
But
now we don't gotta see nothing. I'm telling you right now. I could even post honestly, I could post a panel.
The thing is, like, you got me in the middle now, bro. So I will see if it is like. I'm not gonna be like completely like oh shit, you're right.
Wait, Mercy. What would be so wrong about that?
No. He probably has it. I'm pretty sure he's gonna like awaken it, but I don't think he has it right now.
Oh wait, okay, Mercy. I just want to know if the thing that Luffy did was that Conqueror's Haki on the bull. Was that Conqueror's?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Probably. So when Zoro does the exact same thing 5 chapters later, why don't we call it Conqueror's? Why not?
Because the thing is, we've seen many occasions like where just by staring at somebody, like you intimidate them and they fucking ran away. You know, like we've seen like high-level people do that.
Like what?
But there's too many, bro. Like I can't think of that like one right now because those are the important moments, you know. So
come on, you just said there's so many.
Yeah. There's so many things like
if you're talking about high level people, for example, the only times I can think of stuff like that, for example, let's say Saboti Archipelago. When Kizaru comes in, of course everyone's scared of him. He's an admiral. That's not because he's flexing his conquerors. It's by his rank, his title, his prestige, his clout. The whole thing. That's why I brought up the thing with Zoro. These people were not afraid of him at all. At all. They didn't care about Zoro, right? And then by looking at them, instilled fear in them.
Right? Everybody, like, I think most of the people who fight Zoro, I feel like they know his bloodlust. Like, I think there's a...
It's not about bloodlust. It's not, and what I'm trying to say is, come on, that's headcanon now. Like, I'm literally talking about what's in the manga, Mercy. Like,
I gotta bring out something, dog. Shit, man. I'm not trying to, like... I'm not trying to look stupid.
But here's the 2 other scenarios. So remember when after time skip right when they're on the Fishman Island and Zoro specifically mentions that if he couldn't use conquerors that he'd have to step down, meaning that he himself more than likely has it because
I agree.
Wait, what are you talking about? He didn't say that exactly.
I'm like 99.9%.
What part are you talking about?
The Fishman Island, he told Luffy if he didn't have that he wouldn't be captain. Like he couldn't be the captain. As in,
what part are you talking about?
He didn't say
talking about when he knocked out the people, the
50,000? 50,000.
No, but he said all he said was if he should be able to do at least this much. At least this much. Yeah. But he didn't say if you don't have conquerors. That's the only thing.
You sure?
I'm positive. I literally just reread Fishman Island like days ago. I know what you're talking about. No, Chris, I might even have the panel. I've been rereading it. I have the panel. I'm sure. Oh no, Steve has the panel. We don't have good shit, Steve.
But yeah, and another scenario would be like Dragon Shock. Like for instance, Monet specifically mentions that he doesn't use ornament, but then we see the wave effect, right? When he's doing it, when he's dropping down the sword, and then he doesn't like cut her with it. But then all of a sudden she like starts melting away and losing like her consciousness and shit like that. Like she started like losing her position.
Oh yeah, Monet's a definite good one.
Yeah. Like that's literally the wave effect right there.
That's of her surely being afraid of Zoro.
Yes.
Because she knew
she stated that.
She was scared of
she
him.
stated that, dude.
Makes you friend.
Bow
down to that person.
Some conquer.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's 2 different types. Which if you look at like a Rayleigh,
no,
like
because
shut up, Nikki.
It clearly showed, bro. My nigga looked like a demon, bro. Like when he did that, when he was about to fucking cut the shit out of her. When he was about to cut her, bro, like he actually looked scary as shit. And the Oda showed that, so
yeah.
He was like, she got.
We see the eye. We see the eye start glowing, and then we see a wave effect like we do with conquerors. That's what I'm saying.
I just posted it in this chat. I want to see if y'all can look at it.
See how. Sorry if you asked me to fucking verify.
Yeah, come on, Steve-O. You have to allow everyone to look at it. Like in the top right, you should
see if you can just post it. Try to post it in the YouTube.
Yeah, why are you posting the links? What is this to your Google Drive? Is this where you save your stuff?
Nah.
He said nah.
I mean, okay, go. Even though the link itself says drive.google.com.
Like, okay. I think it says that because I posted it through the chat.
Where'd you drop it, General?
But like all I know,
no, he's putting it in what's it called, like the side chat. If you
Okay.
I'm just looking at the scene from Monet again. Like, she says specifically that she can't move. Like, she's trying to move her legs and she can't move at all.
From fear.
Yeah, and I said before to many other people, I think there's two types, which is the ones that attract, like Buggy, Luffy has, and like Shanks and them have, and I think the ones that Ben
There's
that
a
Rayleigh
repel.
has, yeah, like it makes you scared of that person, like pure like fear. Like that's I don't know.
I mean,
That's
people
how
think Zoro's a demon, right? I mean, people think Zoro's a demon. I feel like that also because of like.
But she should be in her mind, bro. She just
Alright, now I'm trying to look at it.
wrecked Luffy, right? Luffy had to run away. She's wrecking Tashigi. Why would she be scared of this other guy who's just chilling over there?
Maybe he has more experience.
He cuts her though.
Maybe.
Could be right. No, he cuts her, but he doesn't like slice her, like as in like physically hurt her. He just straight
No, he
cuts
does.
down
He
the line.
slices her cheek, doesn't he?
Oh, that was before that.
Did I cut off? Oh
Yeah.
shit, I cut off.
Yeah,
Alright, so my fault. So
Before that, he intimidated her a bit because she was.
Hey.
surprised by it.
I'm gonna go.
no, all right, yeah, all right, bro. So I was about to, you know, when Rayleigh was explaining the Conqueror's hockey part, right?
Yeah.
He didn't like go beyond, like he didn't go tell us the part if there's another kind of Conqueror's hockey.
He only said the basics, and it
Yeah, I
wouldn't
mean,
be.
the
We're
thing-
not
I mean,
talking
the
about
thing is-
another type. We're just saying like it would be Conqueror's hockey, but like
Because for instance, I like if you look at Hindu, which is a lot of where hockey's based off of, right? There's different colors for like auras and shit like that. And like red's basically where you attract people. It's like you draw people into you. It's like happiness and shit like that. And then there's purple, which basically makes people afraid of you. It makes them bend down, like as in you're scared of me, so you're gonna follow me. Kind of like how like a lot of the characters like Kaido and shit most likely are. It's not like they get respected basically of like, oh yeah, like you're best friends like Luffy. It's like we purely are afraid of what you could do to us, so we're following you by force.
Wouldn't that fear come from the strength though, or like?
I mean, wherever you want to take it from, yeah. But then that's where like again, Conquerors like comes from like your ambition. Like Conquerors goes to like
Your
what you
will,
want to
right?
be and shit.
So-
Then like, the fact that he wants to be the sword basically king, like which Ryuma was, like he wants to be the sword master.
The thing is, I'm
top.
sure that he will achieve Conqueror's hockey, bro. But I don't think the one that the explanation Dan gave us, bro. I don't think that's the one. I feel
Wait,
like
what are you talking about? What's wrong with my explanation?
no. The scenario you gave me, like for
Zoro?
yeah, like off Zoro awake, like the Conqueror's hockey explanation, like where he the scenario you gave me. Yeah,
All
I
I'm
don't
saying is before Marine Ford, there was only one way that they showed Conqueror's hockey being used. It was that literally the way that it was displayed when Shanks did it to the Master of the Near Sea, that giant ass there's no special effects, there's none of that shit. It's literally you look at them, they have that shaded eye in effect, and people either pass out or they run away from you in fear. And
Or
I'm
they follow you.
saying, Zoro, if we do a checklist, Zoro did all those same things to all those people. So I don't say, like, why wouldn't we call that hockey?
And we're not saying that like it's on the level of Luffy. We're just saying
No,
that
it was super weak. It was super weak, but I'm just saying he has it, period.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying it's anywhere near Luffy's. Like, what's it called? He
Yeah.
probably can't even flex it like that, like on command.
That's
you know what I
true.
mean? But I'm saying he's got it.
Yeah, he definitely has it, but
Yeah,
I'm
Luffy
still, like,
has
on,
it.
like,
Zoro has it.
but I know
Usopp has
I know what you're talking about. Though. I know what you're talking about though, because with the one Shank showed us, that's basically like
Yeah, that's how they showed it
Conqueror's
mad
hockey.
times.
So we'll see when they get to it.
And you'll see when Zoro has it, and you'll also see Usopp.
That's another one, bro. Usopp's kind of the red one as well.
Usopp's just like Luffy, bro.
So he has that.
It's questionable.
Oh, he said he has it.
Nothing's questionable, Nikki. You're the one saying Jinbei will die.
It's gonna happen though. Like,
Okay. We'll
I'm
see.
joking.
We'll see.
I mean, I don't know about that, bro. Jinbei dying? Nah. Cause
Oh no! It's fine. Don't. I didn't mean to bring that up.
no,
It's not
trust me,
happening.
it's gonna happen. Then.
But Usopp having
Conqueror?
Conqueror?
Someone
I don't
in
even
chat
know if
offered-
Paige was dead though.
Yeah, I kind of
Yeah, I
went
don't know that
50 on that.
So,
Oscar and Oda in chat said Crocus has King's Hockey as well.
What?
Oh, Crocus?
Oh,
I could see that. I could see that.
But
Yeah,
who had
Crocus is a
doctors?
beast. It's not confirmed, but I wouldn't be surprised. That's what I'd say. Not
who?
confirmed, wouldn't be surprised. Crocus.
Like a lot of Rogers' crew, bro, they're like the best at what they do. Like he was probably the best doctor in the seas. And like, bro, that harpoon gun, he's ready to kill some Shiki's crew. He's about to go solo ship.
Dude, I feel like Luffy needs some more like one-on-one training, dude. Like something about it is like someone who can help him with his devil fruit.
That's why,
Because-
dude. That's why I really hope that like
That's
somehow,
why he's
some
getting
way
the
they meet
Karakuri,
Shanks'
though.
crew before, because I really want to see like Usopp teach Usopp the sniping ways. Like
It's something. No, I don't think Shanks' crew has to necessarily do it, but I feel like
I
someone
mean, we
else,
still
like from
have
Roger's
Scopper out
crew,
there.
someone from Roger's crew, let's say.
We still have Scopper out there who could teach the entire crew like during Wano. Like I wouldn't be surprised if like he helps him like get hockey to another tier. I just want to see what Scopper can do. Like he's another
But
slept
do
on
you-
character for top tier.
Just to ask a question, do you really think they need kind of more training?
This is the thing.
They do. They do.
They like, for instance, from what we've seen, bro, like Luffy even got bodied by like Daifuku, and then we see Sanji get completely bodied by like Oven. Like I'm saying, bro, and like it's one of those things where I don't think they should have had to needed more like training because that whole like we just got out of the time skip, you know what I mean? Like they really haven't like I don't say they haven't got a huge challenge, but like we haven't seen like them like besides Luffy, I would say we haven't seen like them fight to the death, you know what I mean? So like Zoro and the rest of them, we haven't really seen them go all out. But like they've been kind of getting bodied for the most part, you know what I mean? And like obviously it's a Yonkers cruise, so that's like the top tier cruise. That's what I'm saying. Like Wano, I think it's gonna be the Ennie's lobby where like they're gonna get like a power up during the fight, like and they're gonna have to like exhaust what they learned and then get a power up maybe, or I don't know like how it's gonna work, but they're gonna show off their full like capabilities. So for who they're gonna fight, I don't think they're gonna need power ups because it's gonna be like group fights versus one person probably like a group of people like a faction like say Fisherman plus Jinbei versus Jack or something like that, right? And then they're gonna like end up winning, and then like they'll probably go all out, whatever. So I don't want them to need a power up, but it kind of seems like they might. Which
To
makes
deal with the
super
threats that
redundant.
they're trying to deal with, they
Yeah,
clearly need a
Yonkos.
power up. Yeah, they clearly
Like,
need
if
a
they're
power
still
up.
fighting someone like Weevil and shit, which I still think Weevil's way up there, but like
Weevil is up there. He's like Admiral level.
But I'm
at
saying like
least.
if there's all of them like war style fight, then I don't think they would need it. You know what I mean? Because there's that many of them. But
Yeah.
like, the fact that's gonna be individual fights.
Weevil is
Like,
such
as
a like vague character, bro. Like, but the thing is, like that nigga, but what was like stated in the manga, he has
he was as physically strong as Whitebeard was at his
Yeah.
young age,
But don't
which
you think
could
the
be
fact
young or
that,
could be
like,
prime. Either way, it's OP.
But don't you think the fact that keep fighting stronger people like Luffy fighting Karakuri is just learning stuff and getting stronger just from that to continue that with them?
You're pretty quiet.
Essentially go get to the level. That's I can't shout anymore basically.
Yeah, I know.
Can you turn up to your sensitivity?
I'll try.
I don't think you can, or just get a little bit closer.
or just yell, you know.
Try to say it one
Hear
more
me
time.
now?
Yeah, it's a little bit
Yes, no?
Or just all not
Yeah.
talk. Yeah.
That's better.
No, I was basically saying the fact that that Luffy's fighting Katakuri and everything, and he's starting to learn like about the awakening, the ways, using the abilities, and that's how they keep how to generally get stronger is by fighting stronger opponents and just learning from them. So don't you think they can kind of coast through that most kind of through the story and stuff?
Like this is the thing, like because we're aiming for top tier people, like
If we're going by like story and like plot hacks, why not? Like if like what's it called? Aspel are gonna happen, you know what I mean? But like for example, Luffy fighting Katakuri like this, bro, like it's not realistic. Like, okay, I'm glad he got his ass beat now, but it's not realistic. Like he shouldn't be able to go in, for example, go back into the mirror road after 10 minutes and like beat him.
Fight, yeah, exactly. Thank
You know what I mean? That should
That's
not.
bullshit.
He shouldn't have even done this well in the first place, bro. Literally.
Yes.
Like, I'm sorry, he couldn't beat Dolphy on his own 1v1 with Gear 4. He couldn't. And now he's doing better against objectively better, stronger people? Like, why does that work?
That's a fair point.
Like, it's only working because of plot hacks. Or I don't want to say plot hacks, but plot-induced stupidity. You know?
it would have had to push the story forward. So obviously, like,
Yeah.
more than likely, Kyle's
It's gonna be
get even one way or
even
another.
more evident in Wano, for example. Like when we're not running away from a Yonko's crew. You know what I mean? And we actually have to fight them.
Yeah.
You know, like
Like,
they're
what's
not
stopping Kaido from like rolling up on the Straw Hats like as soon as they land? Like, let's say they're there, right? Like, he
exactly.
should- like,
Literally, he should
even
yo,
if
dude, why aren't Zoro, Usopp, and everyone else who went to Wano not dead yet?
yeah,
You
like,
know what I mean?
plus his like observation should be enough, bro. Like the island's probably gonna be huge because there's 6 different like factions, like the daimyos and shit. But like I'm gonna assume and use my headcanon that there's gonna be a couple of those that are like under his role, and like maybe the rest them. Like for instance, the fire like little village, and maybe one other one is probably going to be with like Odin's faction, right? With like Momonosuke and them. But I think feel like 2 or 3 or so are going to be with the fucking Shogun and Kaido. So I don't see what's stopping, if there's no plot, I don't see what's stopping Kaido from rolling up saying, okay, they're on our island, send everyone. Like, let's kill them off now. Especially because he's prepping, bro, for war. And he's probably like, getting
He'd
set
have
to
all
go to a
his
big battle.
forces there.
Yeah.
It should not be happening.
Like for how hyped the Shogun is like, you can argue the community's hyping him, blah blah blah. But for how hyped up like Wano is, the fact that like they mention in the story multiple times that like the government is like not going to go fuck with them and not try to take over Wano by force or like have any dealings with them.
Why can Luffy do it when the government can't?
Yeah, exactly. And the government has these other roles, bro. Like, I mean, like Luffy doesn't.
People that are stronger than Luffy.
Luffy has a quantity and some quality, but like in comparison to the world government, not at all.
Yeah, that's true.
And so, like, bro, it's ridiculous.
No, but it's like if they try to put all the effort into one Yonko, essentially another Yonko, like go destroy the
right. Yeah, but like, what's stopping them? For instance, right? I personally think that, using again in my headcanon, I personally think that the story is going to go up, or we're going to have either that alliance with Big Mom, right, and then they're going to team up with Luffy to try to take him down, or like we might see like Kobe and Garp and like the good side faction, like maybe Fujitora on them, since he can't go at the Marines like based it. I could see him going with like a couple of the other people, right, and like rolling up on the outside of like Wano, maybe even helping them. Like I think Crocodile's going to be on Wano because the whole like Mr. One aspect of it. Buggy, I think, is going to be there, and like a bunch of like, there's gonna be a ton of forces that are going to like help him. But like, it's one of those things where like, look at like the small difference only that like this Shichibukai and like the prisoners that Luffy brought to Marineford, like it was still a good chunk of quality, but like it wasn't like, it was like a sliver, you know what I mean, in terms of like the long run. Like one admiral should be able to take them out for like, who all showed up.
See, the thing is, for now, right? I feel like fighting Katakuri has shown Luffy that what level, like let's say
Threat?
first commander,
Yeah.
and that level of the Yonko. So I feel like he's gonna be. I feel like I hope, please, I hope he's more cautious. I hope he's not just being that dumbass like he is, always going into that shit. So Oda doesn't put that head cannon up in that bitch, like.
No, but he has been more cautious though. The fact that he didn't go Gear 4 straight away for the fight, like
No. But thing is, he thinks that, to believe that Gear 4 is enough to defeat a Yonko, like that's.
Oh, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah, that's the thing. That I feel like he went to Gear 4 thinking that it's gonna do something to her. Like, did it do anything, bro?
And that's what I'm saying. Like their base. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say that's just like you see, like fucking like you have to go Gear 4 against Big Mom straight away. Like,
of course. No, the thing is, like she shouldn't have done that in the first place. Like I feel like if right now, since he's fighting, right, I feel like for Wano, he's gonna be more aware of his strength. Because remember, Sabaondi, right, when Luffy realized the difference of strength, like clearly, he was like, dude, we can't win, bro. You gotta kick it right now.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like he needs to experience that again to like see the difference again, bro. Because like right now, the people we're fighting, if Oda does some bullshit, yeah, Luffy can win. But like if we're just seeing it from like what we are right now, like Luffy's strength versus Katakuri's strength, but there's no fucking way where Katakuri should be winning, because there should be a clear difference between a first commander and a third commander.
Yeah,
like we've seen on fucking Whitebeard's crew, right? So I don't know where's Oda going with this, but come on, man. Like we need to see some difference, bro. If Luffy could take, the thing is, look, listen, let me finish real quick. Like if Luffy could defeat Cracker, right? And like he couldn't even defeat Cracker like quick. They had to my man went through like a life or death battle with Cracker, and he come out of nowhere. He's going toe to toe with Karakuri. That's just absurd, bro. That's just absurd. All right, you could go ahead and finish your point, my fault.
But don't you think it was like just a learning experience? Because essentially, like everyone kind of realized Karakuri, Luffy's jumpsuit kind of seen publicly. So now Luffy's learning a bit like when he awakens his Luffy, he's kind of getting a sense of how he can use it from Karakuri. I don't think he can beat him personally. Like, it shouldn't happen anyway. But the fact is, like, it's a good learning experience for Luffy now. So when he gets to eventually when they escape and they get to Wano, he can be able to implement that kind of stuff that he has to kind of clearly when he gets. So I'm assuming he gets awakened at Wano. I don't think he can just coast them to get forced.
like I remember somebody brought at this point. He needs to get stronger on his base form.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
But don't you think awakening will help with that?
Yeah,
I mean, it would, but his base form right now is still too weak, man. Because Katakuri didn't need to go to fucking awakening.
Yeah, imagine if Katakuri used Gear
to,
Second.
to manhandle Luffy, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
imagine if he went Gear Second.
My man
Katakuri
uses
did.
base form, bro. He uses base form all the way through. You know,
I
he
just see it.
didn't go all out.
I just see it as like your base form. Like if you get stronger in the base form, it should expand upon your second, third, and fourth forms. And the whole fact of if you're in like Gear 4 and it has that set time limit, right? Which Karakuri, I'm pretty sure say this chapter that like that's a downside. If it's set for let's say even like an hour, right? Most of these battles that we see on top tier like,
Are way longer than that.
The first Jinbei was what, like 6, 7
5
days?
days. It was 5 days.
Yeah. 5 days long.
But still, 5 days.
And so what's an hour to 5 days?
Yeah.
And also, bro,
oh, is this
Yeah, that's true. No, I get you.
That's what I'm saying. Like it needs to be like something where like Luffy's base form.
And he's not even added now. We just added 3 times the amount of time he had. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's why
like,
Gear 4 is objectively shit right now.
Yeah, like it has such a big drawback, and like even if you have infinite Gear 4, bro, like we saw Katakuri or Cracker and Katakuri kind of like dealing with it. You know what I mean? So like if these people who aren't Yonko level, you know, are dealing with it kind of, I won't say casually, but they're dealing with it. Like, and then you have a Yonko who's like a physical fighter like Kaido. It really shouldn't do anything. Like it really shouldn't. Like he should knock Luffy into the water with one hit.
Yeah.
So I had a question, guys. So do you guys think Katakuri still went all out against Luffy? I don't think.
Not really.
No.
I think it's one of those things where like Oda has to hold them back. Like obviously we saw Awakening, we saw some other shit, but like we kind of saw him adapt to Luffy's fighting style, like with Peerless Stones. Like if he used Peerless Stones from the get go, bro, and like just kind of like trash Luffy with it, like before he could like awaken or before he could go Gear 4 and shit like that, like it would have been over fast. That's why I say like it has to almost be dragged out. Like a lot of like Luffy's fights with Katakuri, like from the start to the end of it, was like him holding back. Like he wasn't really trying to the extent that he could have been.
Yeah, man. See, that's the thing, bro. Because like the clear difference is shown when every chapter Katakuri shows something dominant, something new every chapter, right? Which is pretty amazing because she showed like Awakening. He had the Triton thing, and also he showed Block Mochi. He also showed the new Susanoo form, which is pretty fucking amazing, bro. And I don't think that's the extent of it, man.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like the perfect example you just brought up was Susanoo. Like when we first see that from Sasuke and Itachi, bro, like it was a small, like just an arm and shit like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then when we see it evolve, like you see the full form. That's what I was like earlier in the stream.
Because I feel like Katakuri doesn't need to go full form to defeat Luffy with that. So,
right.
Yeah. So I don't think we have seen that the full extent yet. You know.
And I see it as something where like this arc, like Nikki brought up, like this arc is gonna be like training for him to be able to like know what, like when he goes to Wano, like what these top tiers are. Like that's the thing, bro. Like when you fight, like say, like clash smallly with like a Yonko, and then you kind of get like a small fight for a third commander, or I'd say a big fight for a third commander, and a small like clash with the first commander, you at least now know kind of roughly what these people are capable of. So when he goes to Wano and fights these people, again, like let's say he fights Jack on a 1-on-1, he'll kind of know what to expect in terms of strength.
Yeah. Because like because he doesn't want to underestimate them, like that's what he's doing right now. Like the thing is like, but he also said like, oh, you're gonna slip up. I know you're gonna slip up sometime.
Right.
So I don't know where this is gonna go, bro. I don't want him to fucking be defeated, man. Like
and people usually
not
like,
this arc.
Yeah.
At least not this arc.
Like people usually bring up like, oh, when you say like, oh, well, you just don't want One Piece to end, but I see it as like I want it to make sense as it progresses because we still like have a lot to go with One Piece in terms of storyline, bro. Like if Big Mom, like let's say like just for story wise, she doesn't fall down, and whether we ally or not, we come back to fight her eventually, right? Then after we fight in Wano, let's say we come back and fight her. Now because we're getting full fights, hopefully in Wano. Like, let's say if Luffy fights Kaido and Wano, right? He'll have fought a Yonko. Even if he doesn't solo, which I don't think he'll solo, he'll have like a bunch of people helping him. He'll still have the experience of fighting a Yonko. And now when he comes back to fight, let's say Katakuri or Big Mom, he'll have now that experience of fighting someone that top tier at the Yonko level. So he'll have grown a lot in experience and like a capable fighting ability.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say like
matters, bro.
Yeah.
Where did Steve go?
Did Steve die?
Yeah, no, he's here.
Okay. Yeah, Steve. Experience, right, Steve? Experience.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just see it as one of those things
Sibo
where
been
like,
quiet, bro. You got something to say, Sibo?
No, I ain't got nothing to say.
but no, I just see it as one of those things where, bro, where like you almost need to just kind of grow in strength over time. Like I don't like characters that like during a fight they like jump tiers. Like if you get stronger and if you got like let's say I don't know like a different form of Gear 4, which I still think he has one more left, and he uses that, and like it should still be on that Gear 4 Bondman / Tankman level. Like I was hoping that we'd see a Tankman like normal version during the fight or something like that, which we could still see it.
The thing is, like that. There's another thing about Tank Man, bro. Like I don't think he could do without eating, even like the normal
No, he
version.
can.
I don't think so.
No, it's called Tank Man stuffed version.
But wait, doesn't mean you have to be stuffed.
No, it means that there's a version when he's not stuffed.
Right. It's the kind of like extra version of the normal Tank Man.
Yeah,
But
like
the
there's a
thing is,
normal
like,
Tank
but
Man, and
thing
this
is,
is
how
the
would he go
stuffed
Tank
version.
Man? Like the thing is, Tank
He
Man
would
is
just-
basically like inflating your
Okay,
stomach, right?
what is Tank Man? What's Tank Man essentially? Which move is it? Which
It's
base?
It's the
Okay.
one where like he basically moves his hockey into his stomach,
No,
right?
I'm saying because you know how Gear 4 literally just basically every Gear 4 move is an upgrade, or most of them. You know how he just upgrades his moves?
Mhm.
Yes. Okay. Cool, Nikki. Come on. Now, but I'm saying it's clearly his balloon move, right? That's all it is. It's just balloon. So I'm saying he can do that and apply hockey. And the only reason he called it stuffed version is because he was stuffed.
Yeah, like
You know?
it's like a defense version. That's why like I say like
Yeah.
third form would be speed. Because you remember those animals, right? That we see the gorilla, that's Bondman. Crocodile, I'm gonna assume is Tankman, and then the lion was probably speed form. And so he'd have 3 different like capable forms because he mentions how like there's different animals that need different requirements on the island. And so he's making these different moves to basically encounter him. Kind of like with Crocodile when he came out of nowhere with Water Balloon Luffy, like Water Luffy. And like he used that in like Baka Luffy with an L. Like he comes up with these moves on the fly. That was kind of like it was Gear 4 Tank Man, but on the fly upgraded version with food. So it's kind of like Water Luffy. So I just say it's like he's gonna probably use it because like,
I feel like the thing is like it would be more effective. Like if he had a speed form, right? I feel like it'll be way more effective on Katakuri than his Bondman.
Why though?
Why? Because he's fast. You know how like observation, like his hockey thing, like the speed is the counter, right? Like that's what people are saying.
No, I'm saying, but that's what people are saying. That's what I'm saying. Like realistically, why? Like he has future sight, right?
Yeah.
If
But the
he's
thing is,
not
like,
flustering Katakuri and he can see all his punches, even if he punches him faster, he can still dodge.
I think what he's trying to say is if he can outspeed that 5-second or whatever limit that he has.
Yeah, if you could outspeed Katakuri, right? Like it doesn't matter if you could see it coming, bro. Like, but the thing is, if you can, you dodge it though, you know. Like if someone tells you, he's throwing a punch, right? But if he throws it so fast where you couldn't dodge it, like you can't dodge the punch. Like if you don't have the ability to dodge the punch, you're not gonna dodge the punch. But if you could, even if you see it coming, you know, that's what I'm saying.
The only downside to a speed form, I think, would be like the lack of like power that I would have behind it. So even if he was like catching like Karakuri off guard, like but Karakuri like at least being able to block it, it wouldn't do anything.
That's the thing, bro. But no. You know why I think it would have more power? Because it's Gear 4th. It will still be powerful because it's Gear 4th. The thing is, it's not Gear 2nd anymore, though. Only reason why he was weaker is because of his Gear 2nd, but Gear 4 has better hockey and all that thing combined, you know. He's more he's basically more powerful in general in Gear 4th.
Yeah.
Because it's like because you could see that his arms aren't big enough as Gear 3rd, but it still packs more punch, right? Even though his arms are like less like more thinner.
Right. I'm just surprised that like, the fact that we have what's his name, Capone, who's a fire tank pirate and like can go into a tank. I'm surprised they haven't like done any kind of like I don't want to say direct fusion or anything stupid like that, but like a combo attack. Like I'm surprised like Capone hasn't showed up to like do anything. Because like I don't know, he could fight like Daifuku or something. Maybe I don't know.
True.
Because like they are going.
What do you think Daifuku is showing up though, bro? Because I'm like, where is this man at?
Oh, we see him in the whatchamacallit, one of the panels of this chapter when they're talking about the whole when we see that the fleet of ships. We see Daifuku with
Oh, I didn't notice because I was reading the chapter when I was like going to class.
Oh,
Like I was driving. I have to read it again, man.
Yeah, we see them. They're like going after. Like they mention who they're going after and shit like that. They're like the Sun Pirates, the Fire Tank Pirates, and then Luffy's crew.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you guys want to add? Part wrap the stream because we've been streaming for I think 4 hours.
Damn,
That's fun though. All I know is experience matters, right, Steve?
It's fucking mad.
All I know, Gear 4 has drawbacks.
Yep, and Jimmy's dying, right?
Yep, Jimmy's
God, if that happens, I might actually have to kill you off, Nikki. If you kill off the character.
You can't stop me and Chris. We write the story, bro. What do you think we're gonna let Jinbei die, Nikki? What?
It's gonna happen.
When me and Chris are writing the story, we're gonna make Jinbei die. Okay.
Bro, how do you notice this, bro? Like, did you guys see the? Like, I think it's the first page. He didn't even punch Luffy. He punched his hand, knocked him.
Oh yeah, no, he stopped the attack.
Yeah, he stopped the attack by punching it. Then he fucking, oh my god, that's so brilliant, man. Katakuri is so good, bro. He's so good.
That's what I'm saying. Though. He does outclass Luffy, and that's crazy to think that like he's gonna lose. And like I know like, that's the thing. There's like, dude, the pot's always there. That's the only thing that always worries me about these arcs.
He's attacking the spot he hit before. Remember, he hit like the middle of the chest. He hit the same spot again.
Right.
Which is pretty fucking sick, man. Oh my god, dude, he's too good.
So I say, dude, if like Peerless Stone, I think it's like a move, but I think like as in like a normal move from him, like as in like a special move or whatever you want to call it, like a signature. But at the same time, I feel like he makes those arms out of nowhere. Like as in he casts out like the Gear 4 Luffy arms, and then he's like, well, I'm gonna make it better. Then he just gets to shove Luffy. But anything else you guys want to add before I end it?
I mean, I'm good to end. We talked about the whole chapter and everything. So.
I got nothing else to say.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Outro.
Yep, we them boys.
Yeah. Wait. Should we say like and subscribe, of course?
Oh yeah, of course, man.
Yeah, come on.
Like the stream, baby. Like the stream.
Yeah, you tell them. But yeah, no, like, subscribe. If I would say I'd make it like bookmarks or and like time stamps and shit, but like, nah, just watch it all. The first quarter is like Nikki versus Chatty yelling. Nikki's calmed down a little bit. Nikki's ready for bedtime. But yeah, like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week. And thanks for everyone that came through. And then thanks Mercy for joining.
Man, no problem.
Even though Hangouts hates you apparently. but thanks for joining. We'll see you guys next week.
Peace out.
I almost forgot.
Bye bye.
Oh wait.
Do it again, Steve.
Sorry, Steve. I thought you said you almost forgot.
Outer Heaven.
This boy.
Sounds